in college.
State of OH! Today. In Berkeley, California. You got it. This one's for three. AJ Hawk, $5,000. USA! USA! USA!
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey! What? Let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
UP!
Damn it! Your friend tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this magical Overreaction Monday, October 13, 2025, this program begins right now.
Football! Football
is the greatest. We're so incredibly lucky that we get a chance to chat about it every single day. There's so much to talk about. And also, there's 2 Monday Night Football games tonight. That's right. Joe Buck and Troy Aikman will be on the call on ABC. And our friend Dan Orlovsky, who will be joining us in the second hour, will be on with Fowler and Lewis Riddick. Bills at Falcons 7:15 with Dano on the call. Bears at Commanders. The Buffalo Bills could become the 3rd team in the NFL to be 5-1 at this stage of the season. Who are the other teams? Oh, the Buccaneers and the Indianapolis Colts. It's been a fun time over here. We're definitely going to chit-chat about that as we forecast to what's ahead this evening. We also have Adam Schefter joining us in about 15 minutes or so, 25 minutes, maybe 30 minutes from now after the first 15, whenever he chit-chats about all the things that happened yesterday that we need to think about going ahead. And also, before we make our bets tonight. Now, I haven't been seeing the NFL field or board that well, okay, now. And the public has been getting their ass kicked. Let's go to one half of the hammer. Dahn. Cowboys, AP Tone. The public continues to lose whenever we're all on one side of something, right?
Yeah, this weekend the public showed up and went 2-5 against the spread when 60% or more was on a certain side for the season. That is now 15-35, I believe, if my math is correct.
So I got to stop being an idiot that just follows the wave of everybody else. I got to start seeing the field a little bit differently whenever it comes to the NFL. I'm close to 500, but boy, it's been under for a while. In college, though, man, we've been doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. We've been swinging a hot bat in college. That's because I think we've been getting a chance to kind of feel and experience it a little bit more boots on the ground. We got to continue to do that for the NFL as we live this glorious 2025 season that has been living up to the hype both in college, I think even high school football. I don't know if you've been seeing this. I've been seeing high school kickers hit like 62-yard field goals, 63-yard field goals, 55-yard field goals. I've been seeing highlights from quarterbacks across. Football has been showing up for us in a big way, and this Overreaction Monday should do the same for all of you, we hope. The Toxic Table's here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Man, love that we got the New England, we're all Patriots here, quarter zip back on. Ty, I love we got the Green Bay Packers hat on this Overreaction Monday. Got close.
Yeah, I got too close for comfort.
You got close with Flacco, did it not?
Yeah, I mean, almost everything that I said that kind of we were saying played out before my eyes on Sunday. But listen, hey, I know how hard it is to get a win in this league, and that's what the Packers did despite Joe Flacco, turning back the book about 10 years and looking like himself in 2015.
Yeah, especially in the fourth quarter late. It becomes a one-score game, and it's like, wait a second, Joe Flacco's got this figured out. If they're able to get a stop, which we don't know if that's going to be possible. Trey Hendrickson gets hurt. Has a little back injury. He's out. Obviously, that's a big storyline before the trade deadline on what this Cincinnati Bengals team is. But they get back into this. Green Bay Packers escape with a win. They should be pumped about it. We move on to another day past Joey Flack, 9-year NFL vet, host of Everything DB, Good D, Bad D, Darius J. Butler's here. D-Butch, a lot happened in the football world. A lot happened in the football world. On these Overreaction Mondays, we've been doing something that's now become a full-time segment, it feels like. Where we break down the top 5 headlines coming out of the week of NFL Sunday football, and we call it the first 15. Now, we put a 15-minute clock on the screen. I don't know if you know this, D-But. We put a 15 because it's like 15 minutes is what we're hoping it would take.
Sure.
First 15, though, is indicative of the first 15 plays that are scripted for an offense. So this is basically our scripted portion of the show. This is the first 15. Then we'll react to how the stories go. It's driven by Ram, but this has become a real thing, Darius J. Butler.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously do great with scripted things, so we've been nailing it right on this 15-minute mark every week, so hopefully we stick to it.
Yeah, that's the thing is we have the blocks, just every word is in there. And that's why whenever you say, hey, why don't you go ahead and start that 15, we know that we're going to get this accomplished. Let's start the 15-minute clock, and let's go to number 5 headline coming out of the weekend. Was Herbert the right pick all along? You go back to that draft. Obviously, Tua got picked 4. Herbert gets picked 5. Who goes number 1 overall? Joe Burrow. And after what we just saw from Justin Herbert and what we're expecting from his entire career, how he handles himself off the field, how he's built, how he's been able to kind of navigate so many different transitional periods of such a young career already with different offense coordinators, different buildings, you name it. Now he's got Harbaugh, and Harbaugh might make this guy become GOAT. There's a chance Justin Herbert has greatest of all time conversation whenever it's all said and done, 10, 15 years, because of how incredibly athletic he has been. He leads another comeback for the Chargers against the Miami Dolphins. Let's go to the third quarter. Finds his boy Lodge McConkey. They will have a big one later in the game, but they seemingly on the same page. He extends the play, rolls to his right, drops an absolute dime D-Butt before he hits Kamani Vital. This man out of Troy, he was a third-team All-American 2 years ago, becomes a sensation for this Los Angeles Chargers team. And once again, Justin Herbert's doing it all. This guy's a magic man.
Yeah.
This guy's a It's not just deep shots and layups. He's also hitting the intermediate shots. 10 to 20 yards, he has more yards than anybody else in the NFL. So whenever you talk about methodically breaking down a defense, Justin Herbert's doing it all. And then let's go late to the game. Tua answers. Tua, fourth quarter, 50-some seconds left. Top play. Gotta put it on Sports Center. Darren Waller, always open whenever he's a Miami Dolphin. Tua Tagovailoa has his moment.
Yeah.
Holy hell, Tua Tagovailoa just drove back on Justin Herbert. I was the right pick all along. This is going to be a great day to be a Miami Dolphin. Holy hell. Well, Nyheim Hines got a kickoff return. He took that thing out.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Justin Herbert had the opportunity to do a play that's going to be etched in Harbaugh's memory forever.
That play will be burned in my mind until they throw dirt over top of me. Justin Herbert back to throw. Defender wrapped around him. Just mighty man it. Lad McConkey. Lad does his stop, fly by, and starts getting that necessary yardage. And here comes Zion Johnson flying ahead of Lad. Gets that block shielded, and there's another 20. Yeah, I'm going to remember that play. So they throw dirt over top of me. That's how great I feel about that.
Harbaugh says, hey, when they got that mahogany and then they put the dirt and then I no longer got life and soul and breath, I'm going to remember that one and talk about that one because this could be season-defining play for this Chargers team. If they were to win this game against the Miami Dolphins, which is so damn improbable, I actually got some stats about how the probability was before that play, during that play, and after that play on win percentages. And I'll be honest, if I was better at reading what the hell these stats meant and how it was actually anywhere near not bullshit, I would have certainly said it. But nonetheless, that was improbable. That was something that wasn't supposed to happen. And instead, they come together. And you heard Harbaugh talk about Zion Johnson, extra block, talking about the culture.
Yep.
Sure.
Lad McConkey doing his thing. Mighty man Herbert doing his thing. And then it leads to Cameron Dicker. And this man, has he missed? No, he hasn't. He'd make this 14 of 14 on the year. They're 4-2. There were some times earlier in the season where we thought maybe this Harbaugh-Herbert team was going to be crap. Maybe they were going to be shite. Maybe this all build-up that we're talking about, $300, $400 million in a brand-new practice facility out there in Los Angeles, maybe it was all a waste of money. Maybe this team is going to be the same old Chargers every single time. And now beating up on the Dolphins with less than 35 seconds left in the game? We're saying, was Herbert the number 1 overall pick all along? Is this the team that's going to go on a run? We shall see in an AFC that is seemingly wide open, except for at the very tippy top. D-Butch, you've been on the Chargers for a few years now because you love Justin Herbert.
Yep.
What have you seen from him this season or just in this game that makes you believe maybe the Chargers can win the whole damn thing? And their Chargers faithful would obviously love him.
Yeah, I mean, it's been since he's been in the league, honestly. And this is had a part of that stat up there in the graphic, 18 game-winning drives only behind Patrick Mahomes since coming into the league. So he's never been an issue. You kind of mentioned it, all the different offensive coordinators, the different head coaches. We know that Jim Harbaugh is a winner. He builds winners wherever he goes. So that he's put the right team around him, the right play callers. Everything's kind of going right now. As far as the question if he was the right pick, it's kind of revisionist history at this point. Obviously, Joe Burrow, obviously, he's a Heisman winner. He was a no-brainer number 1 pick, been to a Super Bowl already, has playoff wins. Tua, look, a lot of the league was tanking for Tua at one point. Now, he did have the major hip injury that caused some concerns and questions, but Herbert has been doing everything right since coming into the league, but he's still got to win in the playoffs, just like Tua does. So I'll hold off on that. Is he the right pick? But he's been doing everything right this year so far.
Certainly gave us an opportunity to say it and rub it in Gumpy's face. And that is the only reason why we did this. Now, let's go to, because he hates it. Oh, everybody's a genius now. Oh, okay. Because he says pasta and water helps him with concussions, now all of a sudden everybody would have drafted her. But okay, yeah, it's a Dolphins' fault. Okay, bunch of knobs. Losing.
Exactly.
That's exactly.
Who went number 2 that draft?
Chase.
Yeah, Chase Young.
And then Okudah.
Yep.
And then Tua. And then Justin Herbert. Joe Burrow. Chase, Okudah, Tua, Herbert. And Tom Telesco, who's general manager of the Chargers, said, whoever the Dolphins pick's cool with us.
Yep.
We're just going with the other guy.
Yeah, that was kind of.
But we wanted Herbert all along. Is what he kind of said. But everybody did kind of have Tua slotted there. Joey Burrow obviously has the year that he has down there at LSU and he cements himself as the Ohio kid.
Yeah.
He's going to be the number 1 overall pick. Then there was a little chatter. Maybe, now that we know the business a little bit better, was potentially from the agents of Tua and Herbert, maybe. I don't want to put it on anybody. Saying he's going to say no. He won't get. He will turn down the Cincinnati Bengals if they were to draft him number 1 overall. Do you remember that entire conversation?
Remember, yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think we were even like, what if this guy? Because what the Bengals were.
Looking back on it.
Whoa.
That's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and we will talk about them later. The Cincinnati Bengals aren't in a great spot, but I do appreciate the fact that Joe Flacco got hot late.
He did.
And Jamar Chase started doing his damn thing. It was fun to watch. They're exciting. They're explosive. Is it a winning brand of football? We shall see. We talk about it. Was he the right pick all along? Tua obviously gets drafted to the Miami Dolphins, and he kind of, go ahead, 5-6?
Yeah.
Sorry, 5-6. Tua gets drafted 1 ahead of Justin Herbert. Yikes, that's on me. Should have known that exact number there going in. But nonetheless, so that leads to something we like to call a number 4 headline of the weekend. Tough scenes.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
We literally just talked about Tua, okay? Tua had that game winner. Less than a minute left.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Get a stop, defense. Jeez.
Get a stop.
Get a stop.
Get a stop. Tua has game-winning drive in final minute of fourth quarter against Justin Herbert. Could be narrative. Could be story. Could be that could be number 5.
It could be.
That'd be number 5.
Tua was the right pick.
Oh, yeah, Tua was right all along.
Yeah.
Damn.
All along. That could have been that entire thing. But instead, Herbert, Ladd, Zion Johnson, Cameron Dicker, the whole team, we hear it, we see it. And then that leads to a post game that is not a positive one about a last-minute game-winning touchdown drive. Instead, it's about, hey, what's the state of the culture? And Tua, I don't know if this was prepared or not, I think, personally, decided to utilize this as a time to speak to his teammates. You know, like coaches talk to their locker room through the media sometimes. They'll get messages through the media to their players. Well, my guys know that they're not going to England to see Paris. Like, that's a message through the media that they're hoping gets to the players. Our offense, obviously, wasn't as together. That's a message they're trying to get to the players. Trying to set the tone maybe before the first team meeting. Like, hey, here's this. It's been happening since the beginning of time. I think Tua tried to do that through the media to talk to his team and to his locker room. Just what he chose to say, everybody's saying, his worst thing you could probably say is the quarterback, the leader of the team.
Yeah. Well, I think it starts with the leadership in helping articulate that for the guys, and then what we're expecting out of the guys, right? We're expecting this. Are we getting that? Are we not getting that? We have guys showing up to player-only meetings late, guys not showing up to player-only meetings. Like, there's a lot that goes into that. Do we have to make this mandatory? Do we not have to make this mandatory? So it's a lot of things of that nature that we got to get cleaned up, and it starts with the little things like that.
So I think Tua, in his eyes and his mind, are probably trying to be a good quarterback for this team. And then things aren't happening, and he decides to kind of air his teammates out through the media. Every ex-player has spoken about this and said, this is a terrible decision. This is not how you should go about doing this, especially if you're not a winning program and have a winning thing go on. He owned up to throwing 3 interceptions, but that's a part of it. He did say we whenever he said team leadership, so he's putting himself in there saying we got to do a better job. So he does take a little bit of accountability, but throwing your teammates under the bus for things that nobody even knows that your teammates are doing yet.
Yeah.
You kind of present a situation and then say, but in this situation, they're doing terrible things. It's just not a good thing in the locker room is what everybody has been saying, basically.
Yeah, and that's very, very brave of you trying to get into Tua's brain and try to think what he's thinking.
Dude, pasta, pizza, and water? I mean, that's in his brain, right?
You know.
Yeah.
Brain.
Every team is different, and some people may be confused out there with the difference between like players only meetings, you know, those kind of come to Jesus moment, kind of like a player led meeting. So in my experience, our players only meetings during the season was like the units, like defensive unit, like back 7, no defensive line. But after Friday, we get done with practice and we go over 15, 20 play script maybe of what the team likes to do. And we go over our communications, down left, hey, nickel left, nickel right, all those different things. I'm sure offenses do similar things. So those are the things that he's talking about. I would assume players not showing up to, and the only people that can police that are the players. The best teams that you've been on, I would guarantee the players kind of police the room. So I don't know what his point was, kind of getting that out there, but I would say less talking from Tua would be better going forward, in my opinion.
It does seem like every time we hear something from the Dolphins, we find something and go, this team is stupid.
Yeah.
You know, this team is not run. You're South Florida boy. Gumpy, obviously, you've been riding this alongside of him. McDaniel, his little tag on his shoe last week.
Yeah, that should have been the coup de grace.
But once again, minute left, game-winning drive against the
Had
Chargers, which everybody has. They had that. And then all of a sudden, Mighty Man does his thing. That wasn't the only tough scene. Obviously, we all woke up with it yesterday. And to London, we don't like to do this often to England because, a lot of stuff. But we would like to apologize for that game.
Yeah.
Okay, that game was
hand up.
That was tough. Yeah, it's on us for you guys having that one. And I think there's been a lot of bad games. Hembo sent me a stat though that basically said that was by far the worst one. I mean, the 20 combined first downs in yesterday's London game were 7 fewer than any international game in NFL history. This was by far the worst one of all time. So we'd like to say, hey, Governor, sorry about it. But on that note, a ridiculous thing happened right before half that you guys won't often get to see. Right before half, people were saying it's a tough scene. Aaron Glenn, obviously first-year head coach, former defensive coordinator from the Detroit Lions, doesn't normally have to deal with all the situational shit on the defensive side of the ball. Probably has somebody in his game situation camp that is in his ear, has his ear. No timeouts. Obviously, it starts with like 20-some seconds on the clock. It's 4th and 1. Okay, so this is a tough situation for a team to be in, okay? Especially if your quarterback at the time was 17 yards he had thrown for. Okay, 17 yards in the half. And at the end of the game would end up with a net negative 10 yards passing. And the reason why it's negative 10 yards is because sacks count against your pass yards. They gave up 9 sacks for negative 55 yards. He only passed for 45 or 47 yards. So you start doing some math, they had negative net. So Aaron Glenn, I think, wasn't 100% confident that they were going to be able to pick up maybe 2 yards to get a first down there on a quick out. Everybody's like, hey, 4th and 1, you only need 1 yard here. There's no timeouts or playing off coverage. Okay, we'll throw a quick out, pick up a first down. Will we? We've thrown for 17 yards this half. Aaron Glenn's trying to figure that out in real time.
Yeah.
It's not really a situation that comes up on a very regular basis because if you give them the ball right there, you pick up 4 or 5 yards, that's a field goal. Mm-hmm. So it's like this could be a real swing. Tough situation, obviously mismanaged. And then Garrett Wilson comes out afterwards and goes, I had no idea what the plan was. And then when I heard what the plan was, I was disappointed. I don't love it. But there was one answer, we think. Like, every team is going to talk about this situation around the league. We do think there was an answer.
Yeah, they were short around the league, but I think it was just a Hail Mary. You get to that point, and to your like we just saw a first-year head coach kind of learn something in real time. We always hear head coaches say, hey, there is no manual that comes with it, and it's easy for us, especially once the half is over, to say what we got to say. But, yeah, you just got to throw the Hail Mary there, give yourself a chance to get something positive there. But he was like,
but it has to be last play of half.
Got to be last play.
That ball's getting snapped 3 seconds, 4
sure,
seconds, or whatever. And if you wanted to do the out, you would have to do like 6, 5 seconds so that maybe you get one more play. If you want to get it closer, maybe kick a field goal, get a little bit closer there. But if you drop that or don't complete that, they got to play. They got to play now going the other way. There was a lot going on. But I think with how shite the game was, that situation happening and it being the Jets franchise, just kind of, this is a clown show. Why is this what we would send to London? Kind of rude of us to do this.
It also wasn't even just that last play. Like that whole drive, like Kurt Warner was losing his mind for the entire 2 minutes. It was, yes, the last play or whatever, but the whole drive was a weird situation.
Aaron Glenn was then asked afterwards if Justin Fields was still going to be the quarterback. And he had a little bit of a reaction, about how dumb of a question that was. Basically, he has come out since then and said this.
You know what? Here's what, I thought about this a lot last night. I thought about the question that was asked. And when you look at what Justin did, the games that he played, listen, I didn't think he was bad at all. I actually thought he did some pretty good things in those 4 games. In this 5th game, he took a step back, and I'm with you guys 100%. And we can't have that. We have to get better than that. And he knows that. And he knows that better than anyone, So I don't think you just try to bench a player after having one true bad game, because I thought the other games he played fairly well.
Aaron Glenn's got his players back. I think that's what you're hearing right there. And I'd like to think that literally right before half, that whole thing, he was just trying to get to the locker room. I think he was just trying to get to the locker room, however the hell we can get to the locker room. Right now, they're going to say the clock's going to run to 0, and we're going to be able to go inside if we don't do anything else. Let's do that. Let's get the hell out of here. This Denver Broncos defense is no joke.
Historic.
I mean, they are on a historic run. Vance Joseph right now is on pace for 85 sacks, their defense, which would crush the record of 72, obviously, which is the previous record. They're averaging 5 sacks per game, and they have a 10-sack lead on the rest of the NFL right now, okay? So this Jets offense, there certainly might be some question marks. And Justin Fields might not be a top 5 quarterback in the NFL at this stage of his career, or maybe ever in his career whenever it comes to, delivering the ball and point guarding and everything like that. But I think this Denver Broncos defense is a defense that will expose you. I think they will expose whether or not you have a good quarterback or a good offense. So I think it's a good kind of thermostat or a kind of judgment, a good comp on how you're going to be. They're going to do that to a lot of teams that don't have great offense.
Oh, yeah, great litmus test. Because when you go, it's not just the quarterback. It's the offensive coordinator. It's the offensive line. It's the running backs. Are you going to be able to protect? Because they're going to keep applying pressure, which a couple weeks ago when they came and played the Colts and it came down that last-second field goal, they blitzed Daniel Jones like 70% of his dropbacks and only sacked him once. So that lets you know how well the Colts are being coached and how well Daniel Jones is playing the quarterback.
On that note, let's go to number 3 headline. Sure, we boys, 6 weeks into the season, we see some MVP.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we see some out there. Now, there's a couple omitted, all right, if their team lost.
Sure.
Okay, so if their team lost, we weren't going to put them on here. Okay, and if their team almost got close to losing to Joe Flacco's team, we didn't put them on here.
Wasn't his fault, but I get it.
Either. Okay, so there's a couple quarterbacks that are certainly in the running, especially whenever it comes to the odds if you're betting on them, but their teams didn't win, so we didn't put them up here. There's also a quarterback that's 40-plus years old that is not even on the odds, really. And if the Pittsburgh Steelers continue to win, they're 4-1. They already have their bye. It's going to be a long road. But if they end up 14-3, like whatever the case, if they just continue to do that, Aaron Rodgers' name is definitely going to be up for MVP. Sure. I mean, if you want to sprinkle that right now, you can probably get some incredible odds on it. But we're seeing about 6 guys that got some big-time dubs that we're appreciating and respecting their game. Baker Mayfield, let's go to number 6, shall we? This guy's awesome. This guy is awesome. Everything about him. Stock explodes through his upper body, and all Baker does is get up and say, yup, give me more of that. Give me more. His entire energy has radiated through the entire Tampa Bay area, not just obviously the locker room. They love this dude. I love this dude. And it's been incredible to watch him explode. Top 4 wide receivers out. Who cares? Give me Tej Johnson out of Oregon, D-Budge.
I mean, some people are chanting MVP after this guy scores a touchdown, maybe hit this flip as well. But
sick.
What Baker Mayfield is doing right now, man, anybody that has that Buccaneer shit on, player, coach, training staff, anybody, fans, everybody associated with his team right now is buzzing because of what number 6 is doing at quarterbacks, regardless of who's out there lined up with him. So shout out to him leading his team to a 5-1 start. And all of them have been kind of close games that he had to find a way to win.
At the beginning, he had no tackles. Right? At the beginning of the season, had no tackles. Now they got no wide receivers. Well, they do. And Tez hitting that hi-ya. And the Jeez Louise moment of the weekend was him going, man, I only did one. This is Tej Johnson after the game about what was being chanted about.
I'm going to tell you a funny story. This is great. When I score and I hear MVP chant, I'm thinking they talking about me. So I asked Shep.
Fair.
I'm like, Shep, they was chanting MVP? He was like, yeah. I was like, I ain't do nothing this year. And then he was like, they talking about Baker, Tez. I was like, well, that explains it. But he is the MVP. The one he got the first down on.
Well, that explains it. He is the MVP, though, man. That is incredible stuff. I love their team. I love the culture they have.
Well, and even just like the throws are unbelievable. All this stuff is so good, and he's at the point now, just like the other guys, where like, hey, it doesn't matter who's out there. The 3rd and 14 run is just pure will to win. It doesn't matter what quarterback you are. Like, I don't know who else is making this play. You can say Josh Allen and Mahomes and stuff. I mean, this is ridiculous. Just wanting to win, wanting the first down, just more. I mean, it's a 1-point game right now, and I don't know what down after it came. It was either the next play or a couple plays after. That's what led to the Tej Johnson touchdown. That's just a solo effort. Unbelievable. He really should win the MVP. I hope everybody just stays healthy on this list just because they are all playing great football.
On that note, Baker, we're talking his shit immediately afterwards, understands the moment, been around. I think he's at his best case. Yeah, body language is insane for the rest of the team. Let's talk about another guy who's in the MVP conversation. Drake May.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, Drake May is everything that I think Connor had hoped he would be. Connor talked about his greatness last year. They'd be getting their asses beaten. He'd say, hey, we got a guy, though. This quarterback's making 4-5 plays a game that make you say he understands what he's doing. They were talking about his footwork coming out of college. He's going to be inaccurate. He's not going to be. He learned. He figured it out. He's not going to have to face. He's not going to be able to dissect the defenses. He's learned. He's figured it out. Is he going to be tough enough to take those hits? You know, he led North Carolina in rushing and passing one season. Is he going to be able to rush in the NFL? He might be able to take away one of his things. He can. He runs people over. And he's seemingly always jovial. This guy's leadership is like, here we go, boys.
Yeah,
Feels like he is here we go, boys type guy, which I didn't know was possible to win with. And then you team that up with Vrabel, and it's like, this is like the perfect match made in heaven up there. You guys got to be absolutely jacked that you have, dare I say it, a more handsome, a more athletic.
Wide.
Is he taller?
I mean,
I don't know who
today,
you compare him to.
Today's dog.
Is he taller?
Right now.
Then Mac Jones, yeah, he is.
No.
You better not even dare.
Then
put
Bailey
Drake
Zappi.
May in the same sentence as Mac Jones.
Height. Just tall.
Just let him finish. Let him finish and let him go where he was going.
Is this guy the 2025 younger generation?
Oh, my God.
More mobile version of Tom fucking Brady?
Whoa.
Is that what's going on in New England right now?
Can't
He's
do it.
handsome. Have you seen him?
Oh, yeah.
He's incredibly
More
handsome.
handsome than Tom.
I don't know.
Well, which Tom are we talking about?
Exactly.
But, well,
We're talking about 24 years old right
You
now.
have to go butt chin, Tom.
Well, yeah. Well, that's the thing. If we were just gonna go like, hey, no work done to your body, yeah, Drake May is obviously better. But the other thing about Drake May is like he's already an adult.
12?
You know, he's 23 years old, but he's already married. The king and queen of New England, people are calling the new Mays, and it is unbelievable. Everything he does is great, and like we can talk about him forever. I legitimately could talk about him forever, but something AQ kind of pointed out last week to me, Josh McDaniels coming back has been a huge reason for his success. Just the way the offense goes, it's very smooth. D-Butt said to me before the show, like, Drake May has entered the conversation where when he's throwing the ball and the ball leaves the screen and they got to track it, it doesn't matter. You know it's going to be some sort of good ball, some sort of, right read. Everything he does is perfect. I really don't know how it can get better than this. Winning the Super Bowl, of course, but this is the happiest, and most excited I've been about a football team with a football team since Tom Brady beating the Rams in the Super Bowl.
Obviously, Vrabel back too. He's awesome.
Man.
His dramatics on the sideline, I forgot about how spectacular they are. I guess these refs weren't necessarily on your guys' side down there.
Dude, I don't think it's necessary for the first 15 because this needs to be its own 15. Just about the referees, and it's not really just about this game. It's about the idea that if this referee crew was on a Colts-Bills, huge game deciding who the 1 seed is, this was a pass interference call, and you're going to say
Against Stephon Diggs.
Against Stephon Diggs on the second 60-yard touchdown to Pop Douglas, and you're going to say, oh well, where's the flag? This is what it was, and I actually made D-Butt look at it because D-Butt actually knows football, and I'm just a Patriots fan. But D-Butt said, I don't get it. This is the worst call I've ever seen. If you actually watch the all 22, you can't see when the flag is thrown. And both teams had their special teams units on the field. That's not the play. Both teams had their special teams units on the field for the extra point because they already celebrated. The defense already walked off. The offense already walked off. And then they called the pass interference. So I don't know who the crew is. I'm glad that the Patriots won just because I didn't have to come on here today and say, hey, Roger Goodell, there's 7 terrorists that work for the NFL and they're wearing black and white stripes and they refereed the game in New Orleans yesterday. This is the play. And for some reason, again, you're not going to see a flag. It's not going to pop up on the broadcast. It's not going to show on the bottom. Touchdown, celebration, incredible play. Look at Drake May, too. In the pocket, oh, yeah, he has bad feet. That matters. Strike! And then a touchdown. But instead, it gets called back for a pass interference. So, again, this is more
the pass interference is 10 yards down the field on the sideline we just showed with Stephon Diggs, just because it's getting him worked up here.
Unbelievable.
Stephon Diggs was 30, 40 yards away from the play. I mean, he is nowhere near the play. And even if he was right on top of the play, people would argue that this right here, you're going to call offensive pass interference right there.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the thing. And then the timing of it happening late, you have to think to yourself, wait, how are they working against the Patriots? And then this empowers the Patriots even more, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Vrabel's on the sideline trying to talk to this ref. ref. Nobody's listening. There's a shot of Vrabel's head just going back, mind blown by the officials. And then for them to get a win there, oh, the massholes just, they're against us again. Yeah. Oh, they're against us again. They're trying to hold it. They don't want to see it again. That's what the New England Patriots fans feel like. Now, we can't talk about Drake May the entire time, even though we should think about it. Sam Darnold, also former Minnesota Vikings quarterback. And obviously, everybody remembers his time in New York not going great. Well, with the Seattle Seahawks, this dude has become a guy for their entire organization. Remember, they're moving on. Jackson Smith and Jigba has like a bunch of records right now. He is absolutely crushing it. Him and Sam Darnold have crushed since the beginning. And Jigba, by the way, is a Sierra Leone name. I believe his grandfather came to the United States of America. If the story that we read online is accurate. And the American that took him in, basically, his last name was Smith. So his name is Jackson Smith and Jigba is his grandfather's name from Sierra Leone. And Smith is the I forget the name. Do you remember the name?
Like sponsor
or whatever it was coming in there. That's it, because we looked it up. Because it's like such a cool name. It is. Jackson Smith and Jigba is a cool name. The story also awesome. His family story is incredible. And what he's doing with Darnold, outrageous. They just let him out of the building over there in Minnesota.
Yes, they did.
I wonder if they thought it was just going to be a one-hit wonder. Sam Darnold's all the way back, and McDonald loves him.
Yeah, he's all the way back. He is third in the NFL in passing yards behind Stafford and Dak. He is fifth in touchdowns. He's got 11 touchdowns, the 3 interceptions. And these balls that you're seeing, like to JSN and Cooper Kupp there, they are absolutely perfect. Like, there is nowhere else that you could throw these balls. He's on fire right now, leading this offense with JSN, with Cooper Kupp, with the tight end. Sam Darnold's playing really, really good football.
Yeah, Sam Darnold's in the MVP conversation. You know who else is here in Indianapolis? Danny Dahn. Now, Danny Dimes can run, and he can obviously spin it. That's why the Dimes name's out there. They're calling him Indiana Jones because he saved our state. But I'll tell you, whenever he's playing, he saved the Colts franchise as well. We're a very boring franchise. We had the capability of winning games, but it was going to be a grinded-out type game. We have the ability now to win any style of game. You know, if it's going to be a dogfight, we can do it. If it's going to be a shootout, for some reason, if our defense can't get stops, if our corners are maybe not able to be in the right place, if our corners are going to get knocked out of the game before the game even starts while doing a warm-up, a pretty huge signing for us, doesn't even make it to game time because there's a miscommunication in warm-ups and he ends up getting a concussion before the game even starts. There's like a chance that maybe our defense isn't going to be able to get a stop. We were able to win. Now, this is a sad moment.
It can't happen.
Boom, bang,
Jesus.
Ogletree, shoulder, Mooney's head, concussion. 11:50 a.m., obviously game kickoff at 1. D-Bone and my mom were already at the game in the suite that we have. They sent a text of just people gathered around somebody, had no idea if somebody maybe fell, heard it was a concussion, wondered if maybe some of football was punted and hit him in the head, because in those pre-workout, there is like kind of a rules of engagement on how it all goes, which I think is what a lot of people are questioning with Charvarius Ward and Ogletree's situation. There is kind of like a unwritten rules on how the pre-warm-up kind of works.
Yeah, you usually probably the first one out there, first or second one out there with you and the kickers. But for us, you know, we go out there depending on home or away. Like, where do you warm up? Who do you warm up with? But you got to be aware of where kind of other people are on the field. You see, you know, you got the fourth down army, snap, holder, and kicker. But as far as the coaches even throwing these, it was Ogletree and Ward. So the coaches, you see the coaches were yard line
like on
they be on. So
30.
20. Yeah, so both on the 30-yard line basically going in, and they're throwing the ball. So I think them and the actual players warming up got to be on the same page to make sure you're not going out while I'm going in. You can't have something like this happen to any player, let alone your big-time offseason $20 million a year cornerback.
And on that note, I'm surprised more injuries don't happen in these situations. Just after seeing it, I was like, man, I don't know why I didn't ever think that this could possibly happen. I mean, I almost sniped Tim Tebow from like 75 yards away. That would have been
Those are the toughest ones.
The punts?
Yeah, when you got punts coming from
and
the
returners.
side. Yeah, kicks. But when you're throwing the ball, like we all remember the pregame with, was it Tucker or Bucker?
Travis.
And Travis. So, like, you're kind of aware of who's warming up where. So you got to be aware, obviously, where your ball, and you have more control of the ball that's being thrown than the ball that's being kicked. But that shit can't happen. Then the Anthony Richardson thing alone, like, I'm like, before all of some details came out, you're like, what the hell is going on with the Colts pregame warm-up? But with all that being said,
I think the Anthony Richardson, I think he was using a band, and then something, I think the band pulled something. Like from what because band, you immediately think. I had a friend whenever I was growing up playing soccer. I was a teenager. He was getting band work in. Thing snapped, came back, hit him in the ripped his hamstring.
Oh, shit!
The metal thing came and hit him. He had to get surgery. He was out. He was a very good player too. Like I don't know. I was 14 years old. I think it was the very beginning of band. Treatments, I think what happened. I had no idea teenagers were using them. And he's like, yeah, he's out or whatever. What happened? Band snapped over his hamstring. It's oh my God, that's scary as hell. I'm a big band user guy, but there is always a fear that the band's going to snap and you're going to get one.
Yeah.
So I thought that was immediately what it is. I guess that wasn't the case. I guess there's potentially something. I don't know. Orbital bone. I mean, he was in the hospital.
Not good.
I mean, that's
very
not good. Travaris Ward. And then Marvin Harrison Jr., his head smacked off the turf really hard. He got taken in and then there was a special teamer. I don't know his name. I should know his name for the Arizona Cardinals. He got carted off with a neck. He had a neck incident. They took the face mask off the helmet. He was kind of he was strapped down to the cart, and they took him off, and it was damn, that looks very, very scary. I guess they released him from the hospital. He flew back with the team. But yesterday, there was a lot happening at that Indianapolis Colts game. And on that note, Colts were able to get a win. There's a lot going on, able to get a win. That Arizona Cardinals team, Jacoby was spinning it, man. Jacoby was spinning it, absolutely. But Danny Dimes gets it done. Also, Patrick Mahomes, he's come back into the scene and said, oh, yeah, you forgot about me. You have forgot about me. The Kansas City Chiefs offense has obviously looked much better over the past few weeks than it had for maybe a year and a half or so. And I think if you listen to the Kansas City Chiefs people, or people talk about what the Kansas City Chiefs are saying, they feel better about their team now at this point of the season than they did last year. And last year, they got to the Super Bowl. They got Rashee Rice coming back. Okay, so they still got the little trick 'em, slick 'em type operation. Patrick Mahomes is doing Patrick Mahomes stuff, but they got another weapon coming back who's very fast and very tough to get. So if you think about what Worthy's been able to do, and Travis Kelce seemingly back to being Travis Kelce. Yep. Pacheco running this thing. Juju Smith-Schuster, he's in the middle of some stuff, I guess, after the game. Obviously, with Brian Branch, that was a wild scene. I don't think any of us could have expected that. But if you think about where this Chiefs team is headed, it's Patrick Mahomes' MVP conversations are about 4 or 5 weeks away from being full-throated, brother. I mean, that is going to be coming around the corner.
Yeah, they're coming, and they're coming big time because a lot of the talk, at least on the internet around Mahomes, is this guy's a baby. All he does is bait people and then pout to the refs. Mahomes is getting blasted week in and week out and under his own volition. He's running and seeking out contact. So if you were, thinking that Mahomes maybe thought everything was too sweet, no, he just, I think they kind of reminded everybody last night, hey, we're not dead. We can hit that next gear when we need to. And yeah, I mean, once they actually get fully healthy here, look out for the Chiefs and Mahomes too, because he's heard everything everyone's saying.
And this is not a good thing, but he also leads the team in rushing as well.
Yeah, and the rushing goes back to Ty's point. He took 3 shots to the back on one play last night, right at the first down marker, and he just kept going and then gets right up, takes a big time shot, gets up. I think Hutch hit him late.
Yeah.
Hutch hit him late. He got right back up. It's Patrick Mahomes has a lot of dog in him. I think he's reminding everybody, yeah, shit is sweet. I own a soccer team. I own
part of the Royals.
I own a baseball team. My resume's already a GOAT conversation. I'm a dog, though, who still drinks Coors Lights, and it feels like they're getting better and better. The Lions, are you guys completely out on yourselves after losing that game?
No, everything's A-okay. That was more about the Chiefs than the Lions. We'll bounce back next week.
Well, what about Brian Branch afterwards? That doesn't feel like an MCDC.
No, and that's really funny you bring that up because everyone's calling Brian Branch selfish, but I really think what he was doing was a favor to everyone that's ever wanted to smack Juju in the mouth.
Okay.
We should be thanking Brian Branch.
That is not how this works.
You know what's
so funny, D-Butt? What's so funny, D-Butt?
I didn't expect that. That's good.
Fox, me
Thank
either.
you, Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
Love you, Brian.
Now, on that note,
I'm just trying to be nice.
MCDC came out and said, this ain't us, man. This will be. We don't cheap shot people. Juju going, yeah, what up? Screaming at the sideline. And, what up, Branch? How you doing, man? I just got a pretty good block on you about 3 minutes ago. You saw, bang, yeah. Boom. So Branch came out and said there was a member, he's blindside, and there was a block. Whatever the case, this is not good for ball, especially with 2 of our best teams.
That can't happen right there.
All of this can't happen. What's that? Getting tossed on your back?
Yeah, I mean, look, what Brian Branch, obviously that can't happen.
He pulled his ears too when he was on there?
That's Bush League. But if you're a Juju and you decide, he was kind of in the moment there, do I lay here on the ground? I don't know. I got to get up. Game's over. I'm not getting the flag. So he came and attacked him. But you already have a teammate on him. You then can't get manhandled by Brian Branch with one arm when you're coming. So that's a bad look for Juju. He was bleeding. It was rough for him. So it wasn't good. And you don't want – this is a black eye for the NFL in general. So Dan Campbell.
Cameraman.
I'm sure he addressed it with Brian Branch before he went and spoke to the media as well. But I'll be interested to see how they handle this with Brian Branch, because he is kind of in that Draymond Green kind of category when it comes to being fined, having different things going between and after the whistle. So I hope they don't suspend him, but we'll see. I'm sure at least a hefty fine, maybe even a suspension.
I agree. There's probably going to be a lot, because the NFL cannot have this happen. I mean, fights after games used to happen back in the play. Look at the camera people.
Yeah.
Camera people.
Yeah.
Incredible work getting out of there. Honestly, that's an ACL to a camera person.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's big bodies going in there. Patrick Mahomes ends up in the bottom of this pile, which once again goes back to us loving Patrick Mahomes. Okay, he's willing to jump in the bottom of this pile. Don't love that this fight is happening. Ref's already gone. Game's over. We're out of here. This game's over. We're reffing for 60 minutes. You guys handle your shit. Security gets in there. Coaches get in there. It was full mayhem. These are two of our best teams. Obviously, it's very emotional. It's a physical sport. It's a tough sport. And then the fireworks go off and say, hey, we get a big-time win. Number 2 storyline is the Chiefs is still the Chiefs.
Yep.
And the number 1 storyline is the Colts are going to win the Super Bowl. Okay, so that is all you need. Boom, bang. And Jonathan Taylor, this guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know we got him in the first round. He might be worth a couple now. He might be worth a couple.
He ain't going nowhere.
He might be worth a couple of those right now. This guy
franchise great.
He's
exceptional.
Bro, he is unbelievable. His celebration is sick. I got people mocking it from the other team. He's seemingly untackleable. The offensive line's all over the place.
Yeah.
Danny Dimes put him in the right positions. In our defense, yesterday couldn't get a damn stop. Okay?
Well,
Once again, one of our guys got taken out before the game even started.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a big piece. Literally, you find out an hour and 10 minutes before the game, he's not able to play. Why? What happened? You hope he's okay? Something. Well, he actually just got hit by an elbow tree in the shoulder.
Ate an elbow.
What do you mean? Concussed? Yeah, out.
It was bad.
Where? It was on who?
You run around like the 35-yard line out there.
Boom, it's over.
Too.
So whenever that happens right before the game, obviously it's not easy. The Colts get a huge win, and obviously we need to go going forward, need that not happen. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who might have more information on that and everything else that happened around the NFL. Senior NFL insider for ESPN, Michigan man. Ladies and gentlemen, tough one against USC, Adam Schefter.
Hi, guys.
Shefty, sorry we made you wait there. Had to get to the bottom of everything. The Ward injury, I am a pre-warm-up person because I'm a punter. Punters and kickers are out there a lot. I'm surprised that more injuries don't happen legit after watching this, but it is kind of organized chaos usually. What is the update here? We assume he'll be back, or is just protocol going to do what the protocol is going to do?
Well, he's in protocol now, and typically when you miss one game, there's a real chance you miss another one, so that collision could cost him 2 games there. He went down, stayed down. I mean, that's scary when you see something like that happen. And to see him inactive before the game like that, I don't recall a team losing a player in pregame warmups, no less 2 players to significant injuries. Obviously, Ward had the concussion there, and Anthony Richardson fractured his orbital bone, stretching with a band of some sort. So I don't know whether he was stretching his hamstring or his shoulder or his arm, whatever it was, snapped back and fractured his orbital bone. So he's going to miss time now, too. So that's crazy pregame warmups, and I always think that those are signs of things to come. And, of course, Colts had a tough time with the Cardinals, but they prevailed in the end and played well enough to win.
Okay, yes, they did prevail. Okay, and maybe we do have the worst optics for a stadium whenever that roof and windows open for a 1 o'clock game in October. But I want to let you know, whenever you're in there, it feels so cool. It feels so cool. Yeah. There's a nice little breeze every once in a while that comes out of the sky. The football gods bless you a little bit. But I could see how on TV it would stink. And also, I assume the camera people do not love having to adjust this every single quarter as they go forward. But nonetheless, it was rocking in Indianapolis. Let's go to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Obviously, they were down all their wide receivers this week. Baker Mayfield still makes a play. What are we hearing about them? Baker, potential MVP conversation. Is there any other injuries or storylines that we should hit that you just saw us miss in our first 15?
Well, I think the few things, obviously the Brian Branch, Juju Smith-Schuster incident from last night is under review. I would imagine we'll hear something at some point. If he's going to be suspended, if there's going to be any suspensions, we'll probably hear something today on that. Obviously, if we go back to Jalen Carter in the first game of the year, he spit on Dak on the first play, basically, and got ejected. So if this incident had occurred pre-game, would Brian Branch have been ejected from the game? And I think the answer is probably yes. So if he would have been ejected before the game, I think it stands to reason that the league is absolutely going to consider a suspension here, especially when you consider that sportsmanship was a point of emphasis for the NFL in the offseason, especially when it's a standalone Sunday night game. So the league is going over it. You can see the scene that occurs. There's an overhead view of it. Two guys going at it. Turns into a scrum, a skirmish. Everyone's gathered around. That's not what the league wants. At the very least, there are going to be significant fines. And I think there's a real possibility that it's going to involve a suspension.
Full chaos, obviously, with a bunch of members of the media in the middle of it, which worst case scenario for all parties there. Obviously can't have it. Love that they're passionate, but I'm excited to see what the league office does here. You know, because this would normally be, as you know more than us, as you're getting a phone call right here, is that a heads up on what the punishment is?
Well, again, you asked about the Bucs. We're bouncing all over here. Buccaneers, Emeka Egbuka is not going to be able to play this week. Chris Godwin's not going to be able to play this week. Bucky Irvin not going to be able to play this week.
Wow.
They're hoping that Mike Evans can come back and play this week. Monday night against the Detroit Lions, a great game. And you mentioned Baker Mayfield. Incredible. He bounces around the league the way he does. And one of the biggest stories of this season, and we talked about it last week, Pat, is all these quarterbacks who have been reclamation projects who have become saviors elsewhere. Baker Mayfield in Tampa is the man. Sam Darnold in Seattle is the man. Daniel Jones in Indianapolis is the man. Mac Jones has played exceedingly well for the 49ers going up against Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers yesterday. So these quarterbacks have essentially been taken off the scrap heap. Places that they've not been able to succeed, they've gone on to great success elsewhere. And that to me is one of the biggest stories of the season, and Baker's the headliner there in play for the MVP. This run right here, going through people, lunging out, getting the first down. I'm sitting with Teddy Bruschi. We're watching the game. Teddy went nuts when he saw that play. Like, he loved it. And then here's Tez Johnson, the unofficial MVP of the National Football League. He's in the middle, going out and catching that pass. As Baker said, if you're 142 pounds the way Tez is, you should be able to move that fast. But he's throwing to Tez Johnson. He's throwing to Cameron Johnson. Who knew that the Buccaneers wide receivers would be the Johnson & Johnson law firm, receivers that most people don't even know, and they're out there making plays for Baker Mayfield and the Bucs.
I love that Tez was able to hit that whisper in the wind just so easily. You know, and Baker was asked about it. He said, if I was 140 pounds, I'd be able to do that too. Bet. That looked like somebody that goes on America's Got Talent and has the capability to flip in full pads. And if the MVP chants come down for that flip every single time, I love what he's doing. The MVP flip from Tez, he was a dog at Oregon, ran a slow 40.
Yes, he did. 4,
Okay,
5,
everybody
5.
talked about his 40 being slow, especially with us. Molly was us included, because we're like, damn, we did not expect that. He's getting behind defenses still and moving. Okay, active week last week in the moving and grooving world. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, Shefty, it feels as though this is going to be a massive week as far as trades go. Who's buying and who's selling? We used to hear that in high school, but who actually is doing that when it comes to the players this week? I mean, Tampa needs a receiver, it sounds like, especially if those guys are going to be out. Obviously, there's some, drama going around with a couple teams. Philly comes to mind. And then there are teams like the Ravens who are kind of just underperforming, have some players that either might get paid or might not get paid. They just moved Odafe Owe last week, and he is a potential contract player. Who do you think is going to be the most active this week? And are there any big names kind of on boards right now, you think?
Yeah, well, if we look at it, last week there were 3 trades. And last year leading up to the trade deadline, there were 18 trades in the month of October leading up to the deadline. The deadline is Tuesday, November 4th, 3 weeks from tomorrow. So, again, I don't know of any trade right now that's close. We'll have to check in, but I would think that there will be trades that are made this week because there were last week. You've got the Chargers looking for a running back, the Steelers looking for a receiver, the Eagles always looking for help. The Browns alternately are buyers and sellers. They're still trying to rebuild their roster, but I think they have some offensive linemen that might draw interest elsewhere. I think a team that everybody's watching is the Dolphins. They've got Bradley Chubb. They've got Jalen Phillips, and we'll see how that goes. What's up with that, Pat?
Just the Browns buying and selling. I'll take 5 new cards, 4 new cards, 3, whatever. What are you willing to give? I'm willing to we're open for business. We are open for business here. Just describing different states of teams is what you just did right there. Hey, this team's going to be buying, this team's going to be looking, this team's going to be looking. Those are teams that are thinking about a future. And when you talk about teams that are selling, it's like, okay, they're thinking about leaving. The Browns are like, hey, listen, whatever you got, what do you want? Let's make a deal. What do you want? You want to move? You want to groove? We got Sean Watson coming back in a few weeks.
Yeah.
What are they going to do over there? Is there any word on that front?
Yeah, he's a good month away from being cleared for any football activity. He is on the list. There hasn't been conversation about when or if he'll play again. But I know there were some people last week when they saw Joe Flacco being traded in a move that Mike Tomlin did not approve of apparently today, according to his press conference.
What did he say?
Basically, he said that, you want the exact quote?
Hold on, we're going to pull it up right now. When did this happen? Just now?
It happened about a half hour ago, roughly.
Okay,
roughly, he said.
12. That's going to be tough.
He said something to Andrew Berry must be a lot smarter than me or us because it doesn't make sense to trade a quarterback you think enough of to make your opening day starter to a division opponent that's hurting in that area. But that's just my personal feeling.
Here is the video. We actually just found it. Good job, Bruce.
To be honest, it was shocking to me. Andrew Berry must be a lot smarter than me or us because it doesn't make sense to me to trade a quarterback that you think enough of to make your opening day starter to a division opponent that's hurting in that area. But that's just my personal feelings.
Okay, you nailed it, Shefty. And also, whoever typed that, we could hear you.
Yeah,
my God.
Wait, we need to get rid of, and you're a journalist, so you can talk to these people. They need to watch how they're breathing behind these mics, okay? A lot of people record on cell phones or something, and natural snores make... We can hear that. Mm-hmm. Then the typing, obviously not their fault. They're trying to keep up. WPM, we can hear that. We need a little bit more directed audio. But I love that Tomlin did that. I appreciate the fact. That's the first time I've heard him. Hey, this team's general manager, direct Andrew Berry. It's got to be some super genius or some sort. I love that. How does that make you feel as a Steelers fan?
Oh, it's awesome. Because he doesn't normally come out and speak his mind. He does, but he does it in riddles that you have to decipher. Which, if you're a Steeler fan, you're good at this point. But he does. That's something you don't normally see from Tomlin, coming out and kind of criticizing another team / GM.
And he thinks very highly of Flacco. We heard him earlier this year especially with what he just did. Yeah. Earlier this year, he told a story about how last year he told the defense to keep Anthony Richardson upright. Okay, we want Anthony Richardson to get out of this game because we do not want Joe Flacco playing in this thing. It is clear that Tomlin has massive respect for Joe Flacco. Okay, Andrew Berry, this guy. Are we seeing the same thing?
They've had a lot of battles.
Why are we saying that? Now, talking about Cincinnati and Cleveland, there's a lot of situations brewing. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Shefty, just kind of want to get a temperature gauge on the hot seat of some of these coaches. No one in particular, Stefanski, McDaniel, Callahan, Aaron Glenn. Is anyone's seat hotter than the others or getting real hot?
Week 6 NFL season starting to get there.
Firings are in the air, not so much in the NFL, but they're starting, the firing bug is starting to catch some guys.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see, it doesn't mean I'm right, but I don't see a coaching move being made anytime soon. Of course, there are going to be coaches who lose their jobs. It happens every year. And it's become sport within the sport of the National Football League to see it happen. But I don't think, and for all I know, we're going to hang up here and someone's going to get fired. But I don't see a head coach losing his job. I don't see, Brian Callahan obviously has come under intense criticism. I don't see that happening soon. Mike McDaniel's come under intense criticism. I don't see that happening soon. The Jets just hired Aaron Glenn. Nothing's happening there. Who else are we firing here? What other head coach do we want fired?
Zach Taylor.
Again,
we don't want it. We're just saying these are people. This is fan bases.
I've seen Pete Carroll get tossed around as this guy was talking a lot of shit for a guy that's 2-4.
Yeah, you know what? Pete Carroll came in and took over a team that had a lot of holes and needed a lot of help. That's part of the problem. That's what Bill Belichick is going through in North Carolina. You take over a downtrodden, barren roster. It takes time to put it back together. And Pete Carroll's a coaching legend. He deserves the time to be able to do that. If he and they decide after a season that this isn't working out, well, that's something they would decide. But Pete Carroll's not losing his job in season.
Good. I'm happy to hear that. We love Pete Carroll. And also to all these coaches, good luck figuring it out. Aaron Glenn, I have faith in him too. I think that end of half situation was let's get to the locker room. I don't care about anything.
Smart when you look back.
And then whenever him talking about benching a player and him, I think he's trying to get his players back in that entire thing in Justin Fields. So that's why he felt obligated to come out and respond, I think. Is that probably how you're reading that as well, Shefty?
Yeah. I think you think about these things. And honestly, in the moment when somebody asks that question after the game that was just played, probably like it's emotional. Like he's pissed off at that point in time. The best way to answer it, and of course it's easy to say in hindsight, is Justin Fields, our quarterback. Today didn't work out, but we believe in this guy. We invested in this guy, and we're going to be back at it next week. But that's not how he feels in the moment. He's so angry that he's like, what kind of question is that, man? And I think you step back and you think about it and you reflect on it, and you change your tone when you have a little bit of time to process the question and the entire situation.
-10 net yards passing for Justin Fields yesterday, okay? That includes the loss of yardage and sacks. They give up 9 sacks to the Denver Broncos. Benito's leading the league in sacks at 8.
Yep.
Had 1 yesterday. They're on track to have 85 sacks or something like that this season, which would obviously be an NFL record. That Broncos defense is tough. They are a problem. And Vance Joseph is a beast. He's going to be up for head coaching jobs again at some point. Okay, we got to get to tonight's game because there's only 2 minutes left here because we made you wait so long in that hotel room. We're happy you're living a life of luxury, too. You deserve it, Schefter. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Shefty, quickly, what does the injury report look like for both games tonight?
I want to compare the luxury of my hotel room to the luxury of Pat's hotel rooms for college game day.
They're terrible for game day.
Yeah, I don't have them. That's why you got to get the buzz, brother. Need to get the Schefter buzz.
Slept in a basement one time.
Yeah. I was in one of those rooms a couple times, and I said, no more. Yeah, I'm going to get a bus.
Yeah, so some interesting injury situations tonight, obviously. Like the Buffalo Bills have a couple of what they call pregame decisions with Dalton Kincaid and Curtis Samuel at wide receiver. Commanders say game time for Deebo Samuel, who's got the heel injury. The Bears have some of those situations with Colston Loveland, their tight end, the rookie from Michigan. But the Bears are getting back TJ Edwards, their linebacker, and Kyler Gordon at cornerback. So they're having some reinforcements added on the back end. But some big question marks going into tonight's game, a little bit more than usual for a doubleheader of this stature and magnitude.
All right, well, good luck with the coverage. We appreciate you joining us, and we can't wait to keep up with Adam Schefter with all the breaking news. You're the man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, is Michigan okay?
Why aren't they okay? Yeah, they had a tough weekend. And
Sharon might be on the hot seat.
Oh, no.
Sharon,
ladies and gentlemen, Adam Schefter. I love Sharon. That was tough, though. But, hey, only going to continue to grow. Kid's 18 years old.
Yeah. SC's probably better than everyone thought they were.
Yes, they are. And they got a better defense than I said they had on TV. Certainly proved it. Let's get to a break. On the other side, we'll have Heather Dinich, AJ Hawk, Dan Orlovsky, and more ball talk. You're the greatest people on earth. We'll see you on the other side.
But it is great to be down here in T-Town, Alabama. Now, let's do a little history here, shall we? This is, what's your name?
Gabby.
Gabby, you're a senior here, right?
That's correct.
And what is your major?
Chemical engineering.
Okay. Okay, have you ever kicked anything before?
No.
Okay, but you said you want to do it, not get somebody else because?
Yes, because I camped out for so many hours with my friend, and I got lucky enough to get picked, so let's go for it.
Yes!
Yeah!
Yes!
All right!
We love that, Gabby.
Let's
go. $300,000 if you make this kick right here, Gabby, okay?
Oh, my gosh.
That seems fair.
I don't know what a chemical engineering degree costs, but hopefully that'll help towards it all.
My parents would love that.
Okay.
I'll throw in 200 as well.
He's on it to $500,000. All right, Gabby.
Okay.
Good luck. We're pulling for you. 33 yards. All you got to do is make the kick. Good luck, Gabby.
Okay. Thank you.
Any final thoughts?
I love you, Mom and Dad and brother.
Love that, Mom and Dad. Hope you have a good time. Ladies and gentlemen, Gabby Mathis, chemical engineer, senior here at Alabama, will attempt to win $500,000.
Oh, it's come to this, huh? It's come to this. It's come to this.
Yeah, why'd you smack me in the face? Kurt just smacked me in the face. this? How about this, Gabby? If Kirk Herbstreit can throw that football through those uprights right there, we'll give you $300,000. Are you okay with that? 300,000. If Kirk Herbstreit can throw it through those uprights, former Ohio State quarterback.
Oh, boy.
No warm-up. Full suit for Gabby. Get Gabby, get Gabby, get Gabby. Congratulations, Gabby. All right. It's getting even more pricey. Kirk Herbstreit, I did not know you had that in you. You son of a bitch.
Oh, that's great.
Gabby, it's for you, your mom, your brother, the whole family. Congratulations, and Kirk. Good on you, man. It was close. Back to you, Reese. Jeez. Way to go, Gabby.
Hey, what a moment. You know, I love the fact that Gabby wanted the experience. The old blue-eyed Buckeye still got a little sing in that.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
What?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this magical Overreaction Monday, October 13th, 2025. This program begins now. Football! It's the greatest. We're lucky we get a chance to chat about it, and football season is certainly delivering. I think baseball is happening as well. Let's go to the Talks table at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Congrats to your Packers. They are now 1-1 against Joe Flacco on the season after a big-time win against the Cincinnati Bengals. Baseball is happening, though, over the weekend. I heard Big Dumpski, Big Dumper, did some magical things with a guy wearing a shirt right over his shoulder that I don't think necessarily was anything that Kyle Raleigh would know anything about. No, he hit a bomb last night. What's going on in baseball?
He did, yeah. This was game one of the ALCS. Yeah, very inappropriate shirt behind Dumper. The guy actually pointed to it right before the pitch, and then boom, Dumper goes yard.
What is it?
It was a butt plug.
It was a butt plug.
Oh, yeah,
okay. I thought it was a chest piece.
Because Dumper.
Rocket.
It did look like maybe one of those lava lamps.
Yeah. It did.
Yeah, it could be a lava lamp. We're not 100% sure, I guess, what that is.
Yeah.
A lot of the people on the internet saying things, but the thing that looks like a lava lamp there looks like other stuff as well, including Big Dumper monocle.
Right.
Yeah, which moniker. Yeah. Which
or monocle.
And monocle as well.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, Big Dumper did what Big Dumper do.
Yeah, exactly. Big Dumper goes yard when they're in a 1-0 hole and kind of just silences the crowd a little bit in Toronto. You know, hey, we're here to stay. Massive shot by Dumper. And then Seattle kind of just Jorge Polanco, who has been an absolute dog in the playoffs. Single to bring in a run. And then he wasn't done either. He'd grab another C&I single later to take the lead to 3-1, and the Mariners win 3-1. They take game one. They are leading the Blue Jays 1-0 in the ALCS. And then we have Dodgers and Brewers starting here very soon.
Yeah, what happened to Cubs? I heard they lost.
Yeah.
A lot of Cubs fans were all bummed out.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of that.
There was a lot of that. Because on top of potentially like their big guy who they traded for to bring in and thought maybe they were going to, extend him, one of the best players in baseball, he basically said after the game, like, yeah, it was a fun season. We'll kind of see what the future holds. So they're probably going to lose Kyle Tucker, and then boom! Andrew Vaughn, who's actually a White Sox. So it kind of just, a little extra rubbing in there. He goes yard. Brewers lead 2-1, and then Bryce Terang later also went yard. And Pete Crow Armstrong, he almost had this one. You remember a couple days ago, he almost robbed one. Oh, never mind. I was about 60 feet over the fence as well. Basically, the Cubs ran.
That was 60 feet over.
Yeah, it was so far. I mean, if he would have been like 65 feet tall, he might have caught it. So I guess maybe that's what he was thinking. But unfortunately, the Cubs ran into the Miz.
I like the effort.
Yeah, effort is great, but Cubs ran into the Miz. The Miz came out and pitched early, gave up a homer to Seiya Suzuki earlier, but then just cruised after that, and he got a big win. So the Brewers move on to face the Dodgers, 2 best teams in the NL. It's
okay,
great.
so we got Brewers, Dodgers, and then we got Mariners.
Blue Jays.
Okay, baseball's happening.
Yep.
Shout out baseball. We appreciate it. Let's go to one half of the hammer.
Dahn.
Cowboys AP tone. Public money, not good money at this point. What was the stat you reiterated in the first hour?
Yeah, so this weekend, teams that were getting 60% or more of the public bet against the spread were 2-5 this weekend on the season. They are now, let me get it right, okay, 15-35.
Okay, that's NFL football we're talking about there. That is NFL Sunday. If you're seeing a lot of people thinking the same thing, there's a reason.
There is.
And it's the sports books. And we don't know what AI they're using.
No, we don't.
We don't know if they're ChatGPT turning. We don't know if they got Grok rolling rocks. We don't know if they got Google's thing, whatever. Maybe they have their own AI that we don't know. But it's been pretty good.
Yeah.
And it loves when everybody's going one way.
Yep.
It is love that. To be clear, I feel the same way on game day. You know, whenever I see the graphic and I see a lot going the other way, I feel real good, strictly because this has been the sports books way.
Yes, it
this has kind of been the way football has been this year, which is why it has been electrifying. 9-year NFL vet Darius J. Butler's here. Good to see you.
Yes, sir.
Huge weekend for Indiana football.
Yes, it was huge. Ranked highest ever, right?
Number 3 in the AP poll that came out today, the Indiana Hoosiers, led by Kurt Cignetti and Fernando Mendoza, Surratt Cooper Jr., Fisher on the defensive side. He was literally everywhere.
Yep.
Kambart, you name it. This team is filled with dogs, and Cignetti is certainly one that is leading them all. It is a cool day to be an Indiana sports fan, especially if you know Colts are 5-1, which is the best record in ball. The Bills can become the 3rd team tonight that are 5-1 alongside the Colts and the Bucks. Steelers are 4-1. They've already had their bye week. They got a long way, but the Colts legitimately stats and record-wise top team in the NFL. And then Indiana just won into Oregon, had the biggest win of the season, biggest upset of the season. And their story is now going to be one that's going to be tried to be emulated throughout all of NIL and transfer portal football. Now, Kurt Cignetti's name is immediately mentioned
every year
whenever another job is available. Joining us live from an attic in Ohio, ladies and gentlemen, is a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup winner, and a former president of Ohio, A.J. Hawk. Hawker, good to see you. You did a great job picking the NFL spread, and obviously college, you got every game right, dude. Congratulations. Proud of you.
Maybe Hawker.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Way to do that, Hawker. But Indiana goes into Oregon, gets a huge win, and obviously I think there's a lot of tradition, especially around the Big Ten. Indiana's on a football team, right? Isn't that kind of the thought, A.J. Hawk?
They are definitely known as a basketball school for sure, but I think we are changing that pretty quickly here.
I think so too, especially in massive moments on prime time. You know, last year against Ohio State, I mentioned it, and then obviously against Notre Dame, the 2 biggest moments when everybody was like, let's see. A lot of let's see people on Indiana last year, and they lost those games. And I said they shit the bed on game day because that's real. Against Ohio State, it was like a return that was bobbled, some other stuff that was bobbled. It was like they were very much in that game with Ohio State, who would go on to become the national champions. It's like, but this Indiana team this year, they got a little bit more chemistry. They got a little bit more depth. They got a little bit more maturity. And they got a quarterback that is unbelievable. So whenever I watched Oregon Penn State play, and we're going to get to that here in a matter of moments, I watched Penn State's offense not be good at all. Okay, like I watched Penn State's offense with my own eyes not be good. They weren't good on the field, and it wasn't good on the sideline. Like even when they're playing catch on the side, nothing was really good, I thought. Now, granted, I don't know how many of those I see, so I'm judging college football, NFL football. It's like, how often do I see all this? And in my eyes, it's like, this isn't going as good. They get to, double overtime with Oregon, that Penn State team, with limited offense. Drew Aller had 1 drive where it was offense, and they get to overtime. Indiana's offense, real deal. So I thought if Indiana could protect Mendoza, he'll be able to do some, and they did. And they showcased that early. And I just think Indiana's a very, very good team. Now, on that note, whenever you win, everybody starts looking at your roster, especially in the modern world, especially when you're trying to build a football juggernaut. It's not just the players, it's the coaches too. Sig's name is already being thrown up for another job in the Big Ten.
That's right.
They're the highest ranked team, second highest ranked team in the Big Ten behind Ohio State. And his name's up for, ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is college football analyst, expert, pundit, legend. From the Big Ten, who's also Pittsburgh Steelers fan, ladies and gentlemen, Heather Dinich. Heather, how you doing? Who? Okay, let's talk about that. Obviously, it's an incredible year. Certainly would like to hear your thoughts on this Indiana Hoosier culture being able to be turned as quickly as it was under Cignetti, who literally came in and said, Google me, I win. And that's exactly what he's done the entire time. Kirk Herbstreit gave a stat in the opening of game day. Indiana's 1-71 in these types of games. It's like, whoa. Indiana just started their football program last year. Yeah. This is a brand new football program. It's a wonderful time, obviously, in Bloomington for the football fans. Basketball is going to be great as well. Going into Oregon, getting a huge win is great. But now Cignetti's name is up for the Penn State job. It's going to be up for every single job. And nobody has talked to Cignetti's family, and we haven't got any quotes. I assume he's very happy at Indiana. I think he has said that a lot of times, very thankful for the opportunity. But this is what comes with success, especially when a job like Penn State opens up, Heather. So let's talk about that. Penn State's job. If he didn't win a national championship, was he going to be gone this year, you think, James Franklin? And on that note, this has got to be one of the highest touted job openings there is in all of college ball, Heather?
This is a fantastic job with tremendous resources and the ability to win. And to answer your first question, look, these conversations didn't get serious until after the loss to Northwestern, because they lose to UCLA, right? And there's a sense of they're stunned, disappointed, right? Not rock bottom yet, though. Okay, we can beat Northwestern, get back on track here, and have a fighter's chance against Ohio State, get this thing back. But then you lose to Northwestern. And the atmosphere became so toxic, right? With the fans, with everything, it became so volatile. But here's the thing, Pat, to your point about this being a good job, the resources here are tremendous. Financially speaking, Penn State is on par with Alabama, Ohio State, Georgia, Oregon. This was a business decision, as hard as it was to make, but they have the money to hire anyone they want. And when you talk about Sig saying, yeah, I'm happy at Indiana, Matt Rule might say, yeah, I'm happy at Nebraska. Remember Lincoln Riley? Yeah, I'm not going to LSU. I'm going to go to USC instead, right? So you just don't know, and money makes all the difference.
College football does seemingly have the most lies coming out of coaches' mouths at press conferences because they are forced to speak, and there's a lot of things happening behind closed doors. And the coaches can always say, well, I actually don't hear anything because Jimmy Sexton's actually doing all the talking. And he doesn't tell me until later, and this decision's already been made. So I don't even know what to tell you. I apologize. Let's keep it moving. It's kind of just a part of the business now at this point, is that coaches leave and go to other jobs that are seemingly better jobs. You just rattled off a bunch of jobs that this is on par with. That's a Big Ten powerhouse that can do whatever it wants, AJ Hawk. How's Ohio State feel about this? And what is your question for Heather, AJ?
Yeah, I mean, I think Ohio State people are okay with it. They understand. Penn State's coming to town November 1st. That's all they care about is beating them. Whoever the interim, we understand the interim coach will be there. But
Terry Smith. Coach Smith.
Terry Smith's going to get the boys playing. I get it.
He coached the Gateway Gators high school football team to almost a complete blowout of the Plum Mustangs, where one of their guys actually touched the ball 7 times, had 6 touchdowns.
Okay.
So Terry Smith understands the X's and O's. He can scheme it up, and this guy's been coaching a long time. Western Pennsylvania legend Terry Smith is going to be up there as interim head coach. They still got everybody, but I guess there's been a lot of decommitments. Go ahead.
I think Justin King was tackled twice that game, once by you and once by Joe Hadley.
Okay. So I don't know if Joe got him, but I hope so. I would pull for Joe Hadley in that note. Anyways, Terry Smith's a dog. Just know November 1st, the Lions are coming in. To you, AJ, but I think obviously the future is what we're all looking ahead to. Go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, with that being said, Heather, you mentioned obviously Coach Cignetti, Matt Rule. They always say, like, hey, don't fire somebody unless you have a couple ideas who you may bring in. Do you know, like, the small handful of people that they may be looking at? Or is this going to be a big wide net? Is it going to take a long time? Like, what's the time frame look like in getting a new coach in there?
Well, they're not rushing this decision, because what they don't want to do is zero in on a coach right now who might have a downward spiral in the second half of the season, right? So let it play out, see how it goes. And their AD, Pat Kraft, said today publicly that they will absolutely give interim head coach Terry Smith a chance at this thing. And Pat Kraft said, I will do everything I can to help Terry Smith run the table and win the rest of the season. But don't count out a name like Texas A&M coach Mike Elko as well. He's done a fantastic job. I would not rule out anyone at this point. Wide net, no rush to make it, all the money in the world to do it.
Kirby Smart might be heading up there to Penn State.
Sure, you never know.
Is that what you're saying? Are you saying like that when you're saying you wouldn't rule out anybody? There's obviously few select people that are at places, and we just understand that they're pillars. You're talking about any name that is, in reality, is an option for Penn State at this point.
Absolutely. I mean, look down the stretch. Is Kalen DeBoer happy at Alabama at the end of the season? I mean, Dan Lanning's probably pretty set at Oregon. How happy is Brian Day? I don't know the answer to all these questions. Would they leave? Would they leave? Right? That's part of the question.
Okay, let's pivot away from the Penn State situation. James Franklin, we appreciate the hospitality. Hell of a run up there in Penn State, dude.
Hey, boy, James.
Not easy to go in when he went in there. And obviously the expectations are what they are at Penn State. It's just like it is at Ohio State, even though Ohio State's been there. It's just like it is at other places, Alabama, where they've actually been there. Penn State's never been really to the mountaintop in recent history, and their fans and boosters are like, we've done everything we possibly can to get you there. We'd like to see it happen. They move on. It's loud, and he's been there a long time. I think there was like 70 employees in that building that obviously he was running. I mean, that's a big business. You have to like kind of swing in a different way. Now let's talk about some other college football news happening in front of us, especially here in Indiana, the state of football at the moment. Go ahead, D-Buck.
Yeah, we'll stay here, go over to South Bend. You know, the Fighting Irish had 2 losses to 2 top 4 teams now. How much better those losses look now, and what's the pathway for the Fighting Irish to get in the playoffs?
Look, Notre Dame right now has the best chance of any team in the country to run the table according to ESPN analytics. And if they do run the table and finish 10-2, they've got a 50% chance to make the playoff according to the All-State Playoff Predictor. Okay. And I think those numbers line up with what the selection committee would think, because listen, there's going to be a lot of really good 10-2 teams. What helps Notre Dame right now is, well, first of all, they have to beat USC, but the fact that USC is ranked, and also Navy, the undefeated midshipmen, are hanging around out there. That could also be a ranked CFP top 25 opponent too.
Okay, so let's talk about CFP and seeds and everything like that. It obviously gets very, very heated at the end of the season. You already heard Coach Saban putting some seeds down on Friday in the show.
Yeah, he was.
He's putting some seeds down. And if you look at the SEC schedule going forward, a lot of numbers next to teams that have to play against teams with numbers next to teams. So it's a lot of big-time matchups coming down the stretch in the SEC. Big Ten, a lot of these teams, Notre Dame as well, you kind of got the meat of the schedule almost out of the way. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Heather, where we stand right now, and we heard before the year that, you know, Tony Petitti and Greg Sankey were kind of saying, like, hey, with this playoff, like, the SEC and the Big Ten should each get 4 teams in, period. But where we stand right now, do you think, is the Big Ten a 3-bid conference, given what's happening to Penn State and kind of just everyone else? You know, there isn't really anyone standing out outside of those top 3 teams. Is it possible the SEC is going to get, like, you know, 6 teams in the playoff maybe? Or how do you think this is going to shake out?
SEC, ESPN, Ty.
I'm a Big Ten guy. I don't want it to be true, but, man, Penn State, you really fucked us here.
Yeah, but Indiana came.
True, and I'll tell you what, that Iowa loss to Indiana looks a whole lot better right now.
Okay, don't even.
They might run the table. They look good. They look good on Saturday.
Okay, I'm sorry.
36-0 or something, right?
37.
Well, to answer your question, every single Saturday night after these games are over, I put out a projection, and for each of the past couple of weeks, half of my top 12 at least has been SEC teams, right? I'm borderline on Tennessee. They would be on the bubble. They're at number 12 right now, would get knocked out if the playoff were today for that 5th group of 5 champion. However, like, who needs automatic qualifiers when you've got 6 SEC teams already in? And that was what Shane Beamer, South Carolina's coach, told me this summer when I asked him, what changed your guys' mind when you saw models from SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey? And he said, why would we limit ourselves when, if you look over the past stretch of the college football playoff, we could get more than 4 teams in? And I think that is a very realistic scenario this year.
They're going to love it. It's going to be loud. It's going to be loud. I think home field advantage matters a lot in this thing, because obviously playing in the South is a difficult task. Playing up there in the North, we saw, Also a difficult task for Tennessee heading up there. And the fact that Indiana got Notre Dame, if that would have been another warm weather climate, had to go up there to Notre Dame, what was it, like 8 degrees?
It was so cold.
So freezing. That's a game changer. I think this college football playoff is going to be special, even if there are blowouts each week. So we're seeing massive names take each other on that we very rarely get to see. It's been happening all season. Now, old school rivalry happened this past weekend. Had a much different outcome, I think, than most people would project it, especially with how Arch had been playing. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, this is kind of a two-parter. First, did Dr. Shin kind of screw over John Mateer in Oklahoma? Did he do the surgery and say, "Hey, you're gonna be just fine. You're gonna go throw for 300 yards"? Yeah, exactly. Is he from Midland? Does he think he's better than us because he's from Midland? But then, second part of the question, probably the more realistic one. Texas is still on, the national championship odds, and I think everybody kind of just assumed they were dead. But there they are, right there below Notre Dame, who you just said has a 50% chance to make the playoffs if they run the table. Is Texas not dead yet? Is there still a feeling that Arch can figure this thing out and Sark can get these guys going in the right direction and they might be able to rattle off some big wins enough to get them back into the college football playoff?
Texas is not dead yet, but you're also talking to somebody who did not drop Texas out of my own top 25 last week after the loss to Florida because I thought they had a good defense.
Good call.
To your first question about John Mateer, not about his doc, it's about the Texas defense, which got after him, forced him into some mistakes, and I think exposed some things in that Oklahoma offense other teams haven't been able to. But Texas has the 15th most difficult remaining schedule. And guys, you all watch football, you know this. If Arch is not on his rear end, he can make some throws. He was very good when he was not under duress. That offensive line had to make strides. It seemed to start to do that. Can they consistently put it together? Because the minute they lose that third game, this is a different conversation.
Okay, so let's chat about Arch Manning, maybe getting some protection, maybe making some magic, maybe Heismaning. D-Bud has a question for you.
I know coming into the year, he was the betting favorite. He was the favorite for Pat. I had DJ Lagway. It haven't gone their way, either one of them. Mateer, Mendoza, kind of been a rotating. Who the hell is the Heisman favorite? Who is your Heisman pick? I hear you on ESPN radio, so I'm hoping for one answer here. But who is your Heisman pick right now, Heather?
Ruben Bain Jr. I am a Heisman voter, and I will vote for the best player in the country, offense or defense. And he is a disruptive force. It is not necessarily in his stats, but he gets his hand on the ball. Forced fumble, interception. I mean, he can do it all. He draws other players to him, and he's playing on what could be the selection committee's #1 team and one of the best defenses in the country.
Mm-hmm. So you're going most best player as the most valuable MVP. Your argument, this J.J. Watt has done this argument numerous times for the NFL's MVP, where there was potentially some years where a defensive player should have won it because they were by far the best player that graced a football field. But then the whole argument goes, well, it's valuable is what the V stands for, and quarterback touches the ball every single play. So Bain is certainly awesome and an absolute monster. He doesn't touch the ball every single play. I appreciate the fact that you're saying, hey, listen, I'm going with best player. I'm a voter, and this is what I'm going with. I appreciate that type of transparency. I think we like that. How many voters are there?
Too many. There's like 800 and some voters.
Well, and especially when we heard about what the one voter that we heard that was college as well, not Heisman, but
we don't know actually.
Yeah, the AP voter, she might have a Heisman vote.
Yeah, we have no idea. I mean, that is something.
928.
928 voters?
Okay.
What are we doing, man?
Are you one of them yet, Tone?
No.
What the hell?
I gotta be. Am I the only one on set? I gotta be the only one on game day set without one, right? Saban probably doesn't have one.
Saban probably doesn't.
We need to stay like that. I don't want to be 930. I'm okay.
Well, that's a nice even number.
At that point.
Storyline coming out of the weekend for you is we fired James Franklin and everybody's on the hot seat going forward? Is that your storyline, or what are you thinking about as we move forward?
Are you talking to me?
Yep.
Well, as we move forward, it's what happens in Penn State. Can they pull it together? Look, they've got Iowa, Ohio State, Indiana. Can they finish a respectable
murders?
Listen, I covered the worst season in school history at Penn State. I was a beat writer for the Center Daily Times when Joe Paterno was 3-9. Okay. This is not that yet. Can they change it? This is different because Penn State had a national championship team.
Yeah, what happened?
That's the big difference here. Can they get those guys to play to their level? There's dudes all over the field.
Yeah, they all look the part when I was up there. Everybody. They all act the part, and they have 112,000 people in there through a renovation right now. I think they're going to get it right. They got fantasy football happening over there right now.
Yeah.
We'll coach you want, we'll players, because transfer portal, you'll be able to do what you want to do. Is that ever going to work to win a national championship? We shall see. Heather, we appreciate the hell out of you.
Thanks, man.
Ladies and
Go
gentlemen.
Steelers.
Hey, how about the Steelers 4-1? Let's go.
Yes.
You're excited?
Don't jinx.
You think they got a chance to win a Super Bowl? You think it was Super Bowl winner?
Don't jinx it.
Okay, all right. Heather Dinich, ladies and
Yeah.
So she's just enjoying the moment.
Yeah. Living in the
Doesn't want
moment.
to piss off football guys. For instance, there's a lot of football left, AJ. There's a lot of football left. That Pittsburgh Steelers team, 4-1, certainly looked the part. Aaron Rodgers dropping a couple in a bucket. Obviously had some misses. The field was absolutely horrendous.
Shite.
When's Pittsburgh going to become and start taking football serious? That's a good question. When's Pittsburgh going to start taking football serious in that stadium?
Whoa! I don't know. I caused quite a shitstorm on the internet saying Pitt needs to get out of that stadium. Yes, I understand that the Steelers do not own the stadium, and Pitt and Steelers both pay to use that stadium. But I think Pitt should pay the Steelers to even be allowed to play football in that stadium.
Yeah, if you're going to share a football
or even
field.
in the city. Like, Pitt can go play in Johnstown or all that for
You
I
gotta get
care.
field
For
turf.
all I
You
care.
gotta get field turf.
Yeah, I
Steelers
think
need to play in their own stadium with their own beautiful grass and get that shit school out of there.
Yeah, but what about, like, there is modern technology with the turf that can make this a lot. It is super great.
They tried Supergrass. It was actually worse.
No, but what if they did more turfy Supergrass?
They tried. It was a hybrid. It did not go well.
Well, I'm saying, what if it was more turf though? What if it was 80% turf, 20% Supergrass?
Like super duper.
Well, yeah,
You can't
FLPA
have
would
that.
get pissed.
Yeah, you can't have that in Pittsburgh.
I mean, Narduz and the boys just beat Florida State.
What's that?
Narduz and the boys just won a big game.
Oh yeah, the football team. I've got no problem with football team. It's their shit fans. Okay, go to a game if you actually care about.
There's
the
a
team.
good chunk of space downtown they could just pave and turn into a parking lot, and they could put a stadium right there.
For the Pitt Panthers?
Yeah, it's
That's
called
what I'm
Duquesne.
saying. And then they could come use Acrisure. They could come use Acrisure for their bigger games.
Yeah.
Because there's like 2 games a year where their fans show up at the games. From my understanding.
Jeez.
West Virginia, whenever West Virginia shows up, because West Virginia people go as well, and it also still has a thing. And then if the team is good, there'll be a primetime game against like Clemson or something. They'll fill in there. But there's not a lot of people filling that stadium up. I think that's very, very no. That's not just West Virginia guy talking about this. That is
Absolutely.
There's a lot of people dressed like seats whenever you watch a Pitt Panther football team, and they do have Pitt Panther football fans though, and they are a nuisance.
They need their own stadium
They just don't
if
go
they
to
want
the
to
games,
be
yeah.
competitive.
Put the stadium on campus. Can't have Chris Boswell. This guy's one of the greatest in the history.
Yeah.
There's a top 5 of career percentage field goals. Chris Boswell's on there, obviously. Eddie Pinheiro also on there from the San Francisco 49ers, which I did not expect. Justin Tucker on there. Harrison Bucker on there. And number 1, I guess, is Cameron Dicker, I think. Is that who? Cameron Dicker, who's hit a game winner, another one against the Miami Dolphins this past weekend. We got a lot of great football happening, AJ. And I don't know if you know this. You saw the board pretty good, brother. Did you know that?
No, I honestly felt like I saw it pretty poorly when I was going through it in my brain.
Oh, yeah, well, obviously we got 2 games to pick this evening, so we can certainly swing this a little bit, and I can come back and tie you. But you're currently 7-6 with a 9-6 possibility around the bend. So let's go, AJ. This is multiple weeks in a row where you got to figure it out.
Yeah, I'm glad I got 2 games tonight to try to pad my stats a little bit. But yeah, it's there were some tough ones out there. I feel like I should have picked this a little bit better. The Jacksonville one killed me. I didn't like that pick.
Yeah, Jacksonville kind of surprised me, but I think that Seattle team is really good. Like, I think that's what we're learning. They're able to handle travel. They go into Pittsburgh, 10 a.m. game win. They go into Jacksonville, get a win. It's like Sam Darnold's a real deal. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, one of Hembo's stats was that the Seattle Seahawks are the first team since I think the 2006 to 2008 Patriots to have 9 straight road wins while winning the turnover battle.
Unbelievable stuff. And I think McDonald's career on the road is like...
I think that makes him like 10 of 11 now after beating the Jags.
Maybe even 11 of 12.
Maybe even 11 of 12.
His team's real road warriors, and they're taking long-ass hauls. Seattle's so far away.
Yeah, it's weird that he's not, especially with the home field advantage that we all remember in Seattle. His record at home is kind of the opposite of that, which is super weird. But yeah, Sam Darnold, when we all saw him play his best football last year, we all kind of had questions about Minnesota letting him go, moving Cooper Kupp in there. His receiving numbers aren't really off the charts, but what he does, even in like the blocking game and all those things that kind of don't show up on the stat sheets are great. And then Jackson Smith and Jigba. We talk about him a lot. He was a dog last year with Geno. Then DK moves on. He becomes a clear-cut number one, and he's been unbelievable. Not only in the slot, where most people view him as just a slot receiver, on the outside, he is just as good.
Leading the league in yards.
Yeah, he's a dog.
Joining us now is the quarterback guru, the football expert man who's always on television during the football season. He's really handsome, likes to eat when he's on with us. I don't know if he'll be able to do that from a hotel room. Currently in Atlanta because he's calling tonight's game between the Bills and the Falcons at 7:15 on ESPN alongside Louis Riddick and Chris Fowler. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Orlovsky.
Yeah.
You look so cool, dude.
Hell yeah.
God, the sun's shining. Look at the clouds. Looks beautiful down there in Atlanta. Are they going to open the top of that thing up? Mercedes?
Dude, they are, I guess we found out today in the production meeting they're opening up the stadium, and I guess that's a surprise because it doesn't happen, the roof, often, if at all, ever.
So it has a balloon knot type open.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's how people describe it. A balloon knot is what they say it most likely depicts. I hope you guys get a drone shot above that as it opens, because it's pretty sick. It is a marvel the way they built that stadium. I think it's only like maybe 1.5 or 2 billion, 3 billion over budget or something like that, whenever they piece it together. But it is beautiful. We love that stadium down there. Properly priced.
Yeah.
And it's hosting a big one tonight. The Bills could become the third 5-1 team in the NFL. How do you feel about the way the Bills are playing? And this Falcons defense, are they going to be a problem for Josh Allen?
Yeah, I think this is a difficult matchup for Buffalo and a good matchup for Atlanta. I think so. Number one, in talking to Buffalo, the thing that stood out, because we all thought going into the conversation with them coming off a New England game, was this is a team that's, had their run because they've been great on turnovers and takeaways and really good on penalties. And that wasn't the case against New England. And it was interesting to hear them all talk about how they felt like they just didn't play the way they're phrasing it was, running to the football, helping each other up off the pile, blocking through the whistle. Like they didn't feel they did that against New England. And they were all like, listen, turnovers, that's something we emphasize. It'll take care of itself, not tripping over that. But I think that'll be interesting to see how that plays out tonight offensively for Buffalo is like they don't think that they played the how they play football to their standard last week. Dude, Atlanta's interesting defensively because, for a team that is so young and so talented, like they unapologetically have said they went all in. Like they took that first round pick of next year's trade to go back in and get Pierce from Tennessee. They want to go after teams physically and be like the fastest team defensively in the NFL. And you got Walker and Pierce, they're two rookie defensive ends or outside backers. They believe that as a team and as a staff, like they're just on the cusp of breaking out here and like really starting to turn it on. So they're fast and they're athletic defensively. I want to see how they match up against Buffalo, who just wants to maul you running the football. And then offensively, flipping it, I don't know if I've ever heard a coach talk about running an offense through a running back the way that Atlanta runs their offense through Bijan. They are just like, we run every play through Bijan. Like, we want to move them. We want to throw it to them. We can throw them real NFL routes. We can get him in a slot. We can put him as a receiver. We want to throw him screens. We want to hand it off to him. We would snap it to him if we could. And so, Buffalo's got a defense that has struggled against the run. If Oliver plays tonight, that's huge. But I think Atlanta can have success running the football against them tonight. And this is the number 1 and number 2 offense in the NFL when it comes to time of possession. So I think like possessions will be huge for both offenses trying to score points and obviously being good in the red zone.
Did you say Bijan? Because I think I say Bijan.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying Bijan.
I have absolutely no clue the right way to say it.
You're there. You met him. Did you not? You're acting like a journalist.
He came out this year, I think, and said, I think it's how Dan has said it, because we've been saying
Bijan now.
Yeah. So
Bijan.
Bijan's
sick. That sounds sweet.
I mean, if you go for like the pronunciation thing on my board
what's that called? What's that called if you had to guess? If you had to guess what the pronunciation thing is called on your board, just what that is described as.
The pronunciation thing?
Good shit.
But here, for his name, it's B-E-E Zhan.
See, that would be Bijan.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think there's one person that makes all those boards, and that one person I think missed the one interview that Bijan potentially did whenever he talked about that. Let's talk about the other side. You talk about Bijan being every single position for him. James Cook, since Joe Brady has become the offense coordinator, has been cooking his ass off. What's the prop that you found tonight for James Cook in the first quarter, Conrad?
He currently is plus 144 to have over half a receiving yard in the first quarter.
That feels right. Like with James Cook, I think. Do you think tonight? I mean, obviously Atlanta's defense. You just talked about how good they can be, and you think it's a problem potentially for the Bills. Are we going to get some magic tonight? You think, especially with how Atlanta views Bijan and Josh Allen's in prime time? I mean, is there over under 49.5? Obviously, that's a lot of points. Do we feel? Is that how you feel, and is it what they're expecting?
Yeah, I do think it's an offensive football game. I really do. I think because if you think about it from Buffalo's perspective and Cook, right? You know, I don't know necessarily how Atlanta is going to come out defensively and play. Atlanta is coming off of the bye, and again, young pieces on their defense. You could sit there and live in the world where you want to play zone and keep everything in front of you versus Josh Allen. You're going to get smoked. This is offensive line that's one of the best in the NFL. They'll just continue to hand it off to Cook, and Josh has become elite at that. And so then there's the reality of like, okay, well, you got to go challenge them. And you might sit there and say Buffalo doesn't have a guy on the outside that scares you that much, but then Buffalo's so good at motions and Shakir and Cook out of the backfield and Kincaid. And so I think that's going to be interesting tonight is watch how Atlanta wants to try and play Buffalo defensively. And I talked about it before. I think Atlanta's offense, dude, 6 first-round picks on their offense. 6. I mean, they're so talented, and they could run the football so well. And Buffalo's defense really struggles against stopping the run. Again, no Ed Oliver the past couple weeks. Ed's a big deal. Yep. But if Milano doesn't play, that's a huge deal for their linebacking core. And so I just think Atlanta can have a lot of success running the football as well. And I think this could be a very high-scoring game, yeah.
D-But's got the last question about your game tonight.
Yeah, you're talking about the run game and how they're using Bijan, number 7, back in the backfield. What are you seeing from Michael Penix Jr.? We know exactly who Josh Allen is, but what are you seeing from Michael Penix? I know they run a ton of pistol. I don't know how you feel about that now, but how do you feel about that offense as a whole with Michael Penix being the trigger man?
Yeah, they run pistol twice more than anybody in the NFL. I've kind of shared my thoughts on it. I understand the pros, and I believe that there are cons to it. I think Michael is still really young when it comes to NFL reps. Obviously, everyone knows really big arm down the field. He's more accurate down the field than he is closer in those short passing range or passing routes. And so he finally hit some of those 2 weeks ago against Washington. I'd like him to move Michael a little bit more. I feel like Michael kind of catches the ball in that shotgun and pistol world. And when number 1 is there, I would tell you this, D, but I think he's throwing the ball like 5th fastest in the NFL. And then also, I think he's been hit this year 2nd least in the NFL behind Sam Darnold. So for a guy that's kind of a big-armed, big-bodied guy to throw the ball downfield, they don't do it a ton. And so it's a little bit more of a catch-and-throw offense, at least through 4 or 5 weeks of this season. I'd like to see more play action. I'd like to see them try to stretch the field vertically. I'd like to see them move him off of that launch point. You know this is a defender. Like, if a quarterback's catching 40 snaps a game and throwing it, and 38 of them are just kind of that 5 yards behind the center, I just think that's advantage defense. And so I'd like to see them throwing the ball a little bit more. The thing I'll be paying attention to the most for him tonight is in their short passing game, everything under 10 yards, can he have elite focus and ball placement on those things like it's the 40-yarder downfield? Because the big throws downfield, he's really good. But those short throws right now, I think that's something he has to be really good at. And they think that he really has to grow in for them.
Fernando Mendoza, for instance. Yeah. He's putting that ball on a face mask basically every single time somebody's running there. The elite accuracy is what you're referring to. We're not saying Penix doesn't have that. He does. And that's what was so special about that Washington run. He was thinking about the Roman Empire all the time and dropping that thing into a bucket. The easy ones seemingly are always the problem because that's like the high-focus ones. It happened to me. I think it happens to a lot of people in different jobs. It's like, this seems easy. Don't let your brain win. Don't let your brain win. You still got to have incredible stuff. There's another Monday Night Football game on tonight that you will not be able to watch in real time, but I'm sure tomorrow morning you'll have full takes about the entire 4 quarters. AJ has a question about the Bears and Commanders.
Tonight. Yes, tonight when you're watching the Bears Commanders on your flight home, when you're rewatching, I guess, what should us in real time, when we're watching this game, what should we be paying attention to? We know Caleb has been playing well. The Bears on 2-game win streak. They seem to figure some things out. What will you be paying attention to?
And you didn't deserve that.
Yeah, I probably did. Number one, how does Caleb play under pressure? That's been the area that he's grown the most in this year. This whole offseason, AJ, it was everything about Caleb's got to play in rhythm and in timing. He's got to play faster. If you kind of watch his tape and then you look at every single number that has value to it, he's actually playing a little bit slower than he did last year. The only area that he's playing faster in is dealing with the pressure. He's playing not only faster, but much better, making much better decisions. The ball is coming out of his hands quicker. I think there's a lot more answers to their offense. Armstrong for Washington as a pass rusher has been very good, Dorrance Armstrong. So how does Caleb handle pressure? I think it's advantage matchup-wise. Chicago, I've talked about this, and D-Butt knows it. Washington's defensively living in a little bit of a world of they want to be a man coverage defense. I don't believe they have the horses to play that style that they want right now. And if they do, there's advantages for your tight ends and your backs in the pass game. There just are. There's advantages to take shots downfield because they have defensive backs that want to make plays on the football. So you can take shots with double moves and whatnot. So does Chicago hit some shots down the field on a double move? Do the tight ends and backs have a lot of success in the pass game? And then for Chicago defensively, you better handle Washington's 4x1 stuff. Washington gets in these 4x1 formations and they stretch you sideline to sideline horizontally, and there will be a 6th offensive lineman on the field when they're doing it. It's kind of like how much I love what Pittsburgh's doing offensively with their stuff. And all of a sudden you get like a run at you with 6 offensive linemen. Jaden could be a runner, and then you could have a perimeter screen. It's like you're getting this vertical stretch and this horizontal stretch at the same time. So I think how Chicago's defense handles that.
Cliff Kingsbury in his bag, bruh.
Yeah.
What's the guy's name? Hal Mummy?
Yes.
The air raid.
Hal Mummy.
Yep.
Cliff kind of comes from that world, doesn't he?
Yes.
Got that entire thing spread out.
Leach.
Take a couple college setups, put it into the NFL. Then also we got a quarterback that can handle absolutely everything. We got a couple great matchups here on Monday Night Football.
we do.
Hell yeah.
I mean, legitimately, these are very good matchups. Caleb Jaden's awesome. Can't wait for that. Would watch
Next
that
week,
anytime. And then obviously Bills Falcons. You got a doubleheader next week as well?
Yeah, doubleheader next week, Tampa at Detroit and Houston at Seattle.
Okay. Okay, we're starting to hit it. We're in football's finding its rhythm. We can't wait to watch both of those games. You just mentioned a team right there that you didn't have a lot of positive to say going in. We started to wonder if you had maybe personal gripes against a couple people that are maybe in that building. You just said something positive, and you put one of your cryptic tweets ... out. Go ahead, Tone.
Yep, Dan, I would say I will bite. You did do one of those things where you put out the tweet where no one knows what the hell you're talking about. It could be bad, could be good, could be somewhere in the middle. So I just wanted to, get your opinion on what this meant.
I really like Pittsburgh's offense right
Whoa!
now.
Dang, that's Artie Smith and Aaron Rodgers over there. You know that?
Washington football, baby.
Mount Washington?
It's really, really, really impressive. It's like I think the way there's no question they know who they are, their identity, what they should and should not do. This first play of the game, I love it. So the way I kind of categorize the offense after a couple weeks now is it's creatively cautious, and that's meant as a positive and a compliment. Here's the way I view it right now. They started the 6 offensive line package where there's 6 offensive linemen on the field, and sometimes there's 1 tight end, sometimes there's 2 tight ends. This is 3 or 4 weeks of it. Now, when they started it, there was really only 1 play out of it, right? They're doing a lot of this. I'm going to get to this. There's only 1 play out of it. Yesterday, they had 6 different plays out of that 6 offensive line package. So, I love when teams take simple things and just make them look complicated to the defense. So now they're doing things, at least from an offensive perspective, is simple for them, but it's complicated to the defense. I think the second thing is this, and D-Buck could speak to it a little bit more from a defensive perspective, Tone, than I can, but their pass game is really one of 2 things. It's either quick game, right now it's happening, and if you play zone, Aaron's finding a completion. If you play man, it's one-on-one, or they're moving the pocket. They're getting Aaron outside. And so it's That's the cautious element of it. And the thing is, they see it so well. Like, if you're going to play DK one-on-one in their quick game, Aaron's going to throw it to DK. And they just think that they'll get those creatives or explosives out of that. But rarely do you see them just drop Aaron back in the middle pocket, hold. It's just not who they are. I think it's really, really, really smart offensive football in Pittsburgh right now. Very impressed.
And it all revolves around how do we keep Aaron alive?
Yes.
You know, because the offensive line was not great early. It's like, how do we even know if Aaron's a good quarterback for us if he can't do anything because he can't protect him? Well, we got a 6'7", 320-pound tight end that we can add in here. They start doing that jumbo package basically on every play.
Yeah, man.
And then basically say, hey, now we can protect him. Let's start drawing up plays. This might be the evolution of football here. This might become the next step, especially with how easy they've made it look and how good they've made it look. This is the best Aaron Rodgers has looked in years.
Yeah.
This is the best R.D. Smith offense has looked in years. This is the best the Pittsburgh Steelers offense has looked in years, and they're doing it in their own way, which I think is special.
Yeah, and I think it all kind of really starts with Darnell Washington and how they could use him, because he's obviously an offensive tackle that runs like a tight end, and you saw it on the first play there yesterday. So he's playing like 90% of the snaps now, and then you got Jonnu, who they're getting a lot of end-arounds with and doing some quick stuff with and screens too, which is awesome. And then Spencer Anderson is the sixth offensive lineman that they bring in. He had 17 snaps, I believe, yesterday. So, yeah, they know who they are. They are not, like Dan said, there is no 7-step drop straight back where Aaron has a chance to get clobbered off the edge.
AJ, tell me, hold on, Dan, one quick thing here. AJ, tell me about Aaron moving, bro. Like, legit, because at the beginning, and I think last year with the Achilles, I think there was a lot of people calling him old. He takes a lot of pride in his old athleticism, does he not, AJ?
Yeah, he's got that sneaky athleticism too. You know, whatever you play, he can play basketball, dodgeball, whatever you do, he can do it. So yeah, I think we're seeing him. It seems like he feels very, very healthy. He's moving around well, man. That's the thing. I think people going in weren't real worried if he could move and elude any pressure, and he obviously can.
Go ahead, Dano. Sorry about it.
No, I think the premise of their offense right now is just being very efficient. And that's why I go to that 6 offensive line, tight end, or double tight end package is, you know, their philosophy is, hey, let's get 4 or 5 yards, because then they can get into a quick game. And if they're going to play zone, it's a first down, because Aaron's seen so many defenses and he knows the vacancy of zone. And then it now, like, as I watch it, I'm like, oh, this is why we trade for DK, because then we're just creating all these one-on-ones. There's not a lot of teams that are going to be able to cover DK one-on-one. And, you know, you're just constantly moving Aaron. And so it is a reality where, like, they do not want to be in 3rd and long, and no team really wants to, but it's just a conscious effort of them constantly being like, let's be efficient. I really, last year they were doing some, like, having some success, and you guys remember me saying, like, hey, it ain't good enough on offense. It's not going to beat teams that actually matter. I feel differently about this group. Like, I watched this offense for the past 3 weeks, and I go, this offense can be good enough to beat a Buffalo, a Kansas City, an Indy. I bet because they're efficient. They're efficient, man.
Aaron Rodgers currently sitting at 150-1 to win the MVP.
Oh, man.
They're currently 4-1.
Yeah.
If they have 13-14 wins, and Aaron Rodgers brings the Pittsburgh Steelers back into playoff and Super Bowl contention, there's going to be a lot of buzz around Aaron Rodgers winning the MVP. He's not the only player, though. There's a lot of guys making their run for it right now.
Yeah, Dan, you could argue that Dak Prescott is playing the best football of his career, and unfortunately the Cowboys give up 40 to 50 points every week. So is that basically their recipe for success? It's like, hey, Dak, we're going to need you to throw 6 touchdowns every week, you know, to give us just a sliver of a chance to win. And then on the flip side, Bryce Young and the Panthers, is that the type of win you think that could finally kind of turn the tide for that entire franchise? Because that was massive.
Yeah, I was so impressed with what Carolina did yesterday. I was so impressed with, I mean, their offensive line, I promise you, it will be on AQ's top 5 group. I'd be surprised if they're not number 1. Oh. They kicked the absolute crap out of Dallas's defensive front in their double team game. I mean, their double teams were just, you rarely see in that league where double teams literally move defensive tackles 5, 6, 7 yards down the field. They were moving people at the line of scrimmage. I wrote down the name, number 87 too, because I don't want to be disrespectful, but Bryson Tremaine for them as a blocker, as a wide receiver blocker, was absolutely off the charts with their tight ends. Thought Bryce was really good. Tet McMillan looks so smooth. I mean, Tet McMillan, don't overthink it, guys. When you watch, he looks so smooth. Rico was outstanding. They dominated at the line of scrimmage. I think it's a huge win for them. Absolutely. Now, like they get a little bit momentum going in Carolina. I'll say this about Dallas. I don't think Dallas can. I think Dallas has to adopt the Detroit philosophy with Dan Campbell. I really don't believe anything less than 4th and 4 they should not go for. They should go for everything 4th and 4 or less. Your defense is not a good unit. It's not going to get better. Teams know it. It's a good offense. Dak is playing good. George was outstanding yesterday. He's making himself a ton of money. I really don't believe, like, once you get into scoring position, Aubrey's sensational. I think Dallas should be 80% going for it on 4th and 5 or less.
How about onside kicks, too? Just do it.
Might as well.
I don't think you can. Oh, you can nowadays, right? As long as you declare it.
Now you're losing, though. You got to be losing, I think.
But no matter the time of the game, if you're losing, you can do it in the first quarter if you're down.
I think so, yes. Yeah. I think if you're losing, you're allowed to do it. I think they changed the rule from the fourth quarter to open it up because I think teams were like, well, there might be a time where our defense can't stop a fucking nosebleed. And we would like to be able to get the ball back because if they start on the 50 or if they start on the 35, it doesn't matter. It's 3 plays. Yeah. So there's a chance that has been taken from us with this new kickoff rule. I will say, though, there's more electricity from the kickoff rule. Yeah. And I will say this about the Carolina Panthers. Rico Dowdell coming into our lives, being who he is awesome. How did he describe this Dallas Cowboys defense where he said all he wanted to do was get a win against them boys because he's playing there again?
They weren't buckled up.
They need to be buckled up. And if they're not buckled up, we're not punting. We're going for onside kicks.
I love it.
Connor has the last question for you here, Dano.
Yeah, Dano, love when you say yesterday. It's the best. But Justin Fields and the Jets, it's been quite the scene. I think a lot of us thought at the beginning of the season maybe Aaron Glenn is rowing in the right direction. Maybe Fields and Garrett Wilson are going to work out, and turns out they fucking suck again, dude.
Jeez!
But what do you think about that whole entire situation? Are they just going to sell everybody? Brees Hall to the Chiefs, Garrett Wilson to, I don't know, the Bucks. Like, do you expect that to happen? Because Pat actually apologized to all of England because this wasn't football. It was the most disgusting thing that's ever been graced solely on its own as its own game without anything else on. It was the worst display of football I think the NFL's ever put on. Actual stat, 7 less first downs in the history of international football.
Yeah, that offensive tape was a total disaster. It's as bad as an offensive tape as I've watched in years. I'm surprised because I really enjoyed time with them a couple weeks ago having Monday Night Football and was really impressed with Aaron Glenn. It's not equating to wins right now, so I can't defend that. But that offensive tape was absolutely terrible. Garrett Wilson's career is like dying there. He's being wasted talent-wise. I've defended Justin a lot, and I don't think yesterday's performance is totally on Justin. But Garrett's open. Like, Garrett's open on tape yesterday. And we like, my thing is this with dude, if it's man coverage, just throw the ball to him. I don't care what the route says. I don't care what the read says. If it's man coverage, throw him the ball. And we're like the final play of the game, throw him the ball. And so the Jets got a really difficult situation right now because it's not going well offensively. Here's the thing also. They paid the perimeter before they paid the front.
Yep.
Really. Like they paid Sauce and they paid Garrett. They're two really, really, really good players. I don't necessarily know if that's the best way to go about rebuild. I think they have to entertain trading everybody of value. Absolutely, because you're 0-7 or 0-6, and it doesn't look promising.
Yeah, and they're trying to turn it around anyways. They're trying to change the entire culture. And remember, Aaron Glenn told Aaron Rodgers, go ahead and pack it up and get the hell out of the building. And
I just don't know, Pat, when the player says it. Like if you're Garrett Wilson, you've done 5 or 6 years of this now.
Just signed a new deal.
He's paid now.
Just signed a new deal. Just signed a new deal. This is just like Myles Garrett. I think it's hard for people to find any empathy for Myles Garrett because he wanted to go somewhere. Remember, he wrote the entire letter about saying it's not just about being all pro or something like that. I want to win games. And then everybody's like, oh, Myles Garrett's leaving. Myles Garrett's leaving. Then he gets $40 million a year, resets the entire market. It's like, all right, Myles Garrett knows what he's signing up for whenever he goes to Cleveland Browns, which is the same thing Joe Thomas signed up for, even though, he wanted to win. I'm not saying they don't deserve to win because of how great of the football players they are, but I think it's just like Tyreek going to Miami. When Tyreek decided to go to Miami and get the biggest check, it's hard to have any empathy. It's like, hey, you decided to leave and go get more money. You made that decision to chase the bag. I think that is, it's hard for people to feel empathy for that. Like Garrett just signed a deal.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a fair point. I understand all that.
Holy shit!
Breaking.
Adam Schefter told us in the last hour, I don't forecast any coaches getting fired anytime in the near future, but there's a chance that I get off this call and I get a text and somebody's been fired. They have.
We can guess it.
Callahan fired. Tennessee Titans.
You didn't guess it.
Can't we would like to say, Coach Callahan, obviously following Mike Vrabel down there in Nashville, from what I've learned about the people of Nashville and how they felt about Mike Vrabel, not only the coach, but the human he was and how connected he was to the community, and obviously the unceremonious exit that he had from the Tennessee Titans, and then also being able to earn the number 1 seed for the Tennessee Titans in the AFC when he had like 100 guys on the IR. Like Vrabel was, I think, beloved by Titans fans. I think there wasn't a lot of positive. I think Vrabel was certainly one of them in the community. So whenever he's just kind of kicked to the curb and then Callahan's brought in and it goes the way it goes, and then Ryan obviously, and it goes the way it goes, I think this guy was swimming upstream a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. And obviously it didn't work out. And the way he handled, I think, in like kind of represented the Titans, I don't think a lot of people in the community were like, we just went from Vrabel to this guy getting into a Paul Koharski every day. So not that Vrabel didn't get into it with Paul Koharski, but Vrabel also put the pads on, punched people, won games, and everything like that. So I think this was kind of a, is the fit still a thing that is obtainable? And then also, how's the product on the field? They've been not fun to watch. Like Cam Ward, fun to watch. He's been miserable. This might help him out, actually. This might make his life a lot better, even though it has to certainly suck. First firing of the NFL season, Dano. You thought it was going to be maybe Miami? Is that what you thought?
I'm not giving away what I thought, but
smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
I mean, I know Cali. I've played for Cali. It's a results business. They were bad. God bless Cam Ward. This is why quarterbacks fail, man. Now, first year of the NFL doesn't matter, and it's a coaching search. Everything will be about Cam Ward. Well, they got to get a lot more talent on this roster. But it'll be all about Cam Ward. The next hire will be all about Cam Ward.
AJ Callahan was 4-19 as a head coach with the Tennessee Titans, and obviously, if he won the next 15, he'd be at 500. That seems like a little bit of a tall task. Is that what the Titans are? Go ahead, Dano.
No, let my brain think for a second of coaching replacements.
Okay,
I can't wait to see Dano, what you go through the list in your head of who is going to take the job for the Tennessee Titans. I guess, Dan, who do you think they will be targeting here?
That's a good question,
Great
AJ.
question, AJ.
It's a good question, AJ.
Yeah. I mean, immediately, this is off the top of my head.
Okay.
I would go Joe Brady, offensive coordinator from Buffalo. He's unbelievably thorough and deep. I don't know, Gruden. I hear Gruden's name constantly.
Gruden, Nashville.
Gruden wants to be back in coaching. Like, I've heard that from multiple people that he desperately wants to be back in coaching.
DC for the Chargers.
Clint Kubiak has been great. Minter from the Chargers defensively. But you got to, with those ones, like, you got to make sure that the offensive coordinator is a stud, because everything's going to be about Cam Ward.
You go first time head coach.
Hey, Mike McCarthy's out there.
Boom.
Is that what you think?
I mean, I would want to go with an established coach who's been there before.
Yeah,
and he would look. I assume Cam Ward would be something that get him going. I assume that would be something.
Fired up.
Connor was getting upset that you didn't say.
I
Mike
mean,
McCarthy.
you suck, dude.
What?
Wake up.
What do you mean?
I need a second to use my brain to get together some coaching candidates. Let me think. I mean, come on.
Well, then AJ gave him enough time to think about it. He didn't think about.
I needed like
McCarthy.
10 seconds. Relax.
It did come out of nowhere. Schefter said it's not going to happen. And then he said, but there's a chance. And it did. So we apologize to Coach Callahan. Obviously, the football world is what it is. You know that as a coach, especially coming up in the family of coaches. Results-oriented business, 4-19 in stake. Okay, and it didn't feel like it was going to get any better. Maybe Nashville finds something that's a better fit for them. And Dano, we can't wait to hear you tonight on the call, brother, as you continue to really brainstorm all the right answers. Use them tonight. Unload on that thing. We can't wait to hear you and Lou and Fowler. You're the man, ladies and gentlemen. That's Dano Loves.
Yeah.
Mike McCarthy, Dahn in Nashville?
No.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I mean, Dahn at Tootsie's?
I don't feel sorry for coaches getting fired anymore.
Yeah, it's tough.
Amen.
Yeah.
$49 million, James Franklin be a professional golfer if he wants.
That's a pretty sweet gig.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to pick up and move your family. A lot easier at 49.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow after tonight's big games. We're going to make the picks on the other side. I feel like we really nailed that.
They did.
Yeah, I know a lot of coaches because it's not just the head coach, obviously, all the assistants.
Sure, right.
Everybody.
But they're all getting paid too.
Yes.
I have some friends that are assistant coaches that have been fired from places, and they're getting paid like $2.5 million for the next 3 years. And they're like, $2.5 million is a pretty good fucking amount of money, bro. That's true. Yeah, I'm golfing.
Yeah, play golf every day.
I see my kids.
Yeah.
I'm doing that entire thing, and then maybe that third year where I'm making the $2.5 million for it, I'll get back in it. I'll try to find my way back. But honestly, man, I might start a business. Like these guys.
We have
Consulting.
we have seen the residual effects it takes on the kids, though. It's not good.
Yeah,
It's not good.
Mitt is very much a guy.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but he's the outlier in his family. Everybody else is like smart and good at sports and stuff. And it's
Engineers
like,
and stuff. Yeah,
so
great professionals.
Mitt's a bit of an engineer on his own. We've seen him put together some of like the chairs and the tables in here. He's actually pretty good at that.
What's that place that has all the shit from Sweden?
IKEA.
Yeah, it's like Mitt can beat IKEA.
Yes.
Which, hey.
Twice on Sundays.
Attaboy, Mitt.
It's been bringing it.
Yeah, with that being said, there's 2 chairs in the gazebo. The screws fell out. You can't sit in them anymore.
That is
so.
true.
Yeah, but that's IKEA football right there.
That's true.
Thank you, Mitt.
Good job, Mitt.
Mitt conquers these things. Mitt conquers these things.
He does.
Like, for real. He's and he'll stay focused
Yeah.
and locked in.
Yeah. Takes a lot of patience.
But Mitt is one of those guys, which I do think he learned from his dad, special teams coordinator, bounced around a lot of jobs. I mean, from Utah, Montana, to Atlanta, St. Louis, Indy. Now he's in Vegas. He's been everywhere. He grew up, I think, mostly here in Indy whenever I was playing through his high school years, so I think he calls it home. But I think, if you give Mitt a task, I think growing up in a football family, always workers, feels like, especially because, hey, it's a hard road. It's like almost like rock stars' life. Like, yeah, we're going to have to pick up and move. We don't have any home. We're rolling stones. Like, that's how coaches feel and act. James Franklin up there, how many years was he up there for? 12?
I think.
Yeah.
A long time.
That's a long time, dude. 70 people in his building that he's overseeing.
And now all of them have to wonder what's next for me. Like, is the new guy going to keep us? Like, all of that.
And is Terry Smith automatically in charge of all those people because he's the interim head coach?
Or does he go to Kraft?
Yeah, does Kraft assume?
It's so hard in college, though. How do you shore up all the recruits? How do you get the decommitments back? Like, what do you do? Like, that's why you want to get someone there as fast as you can, but you have to wait till someone makes a long playoff run if you want to try to steal a big-time guy.
Maybe that's why they did it so early, though. They're like, let's get this out of the way now. So then, throughout the season, we can work on the answer. Because whenever transfer portal opens up, we need to have answer by then.
Yeah,
we need
definitely
to have answer, because if we're doing it after that, obviously you're fucked, just like we saw with North Carolina. And this just hit us right now, AJ. This is me thinking of this for the first time. I'm assuming other people have thought of that. But the fact that they did do it early and these other schools did it early, you having it figured out by first transfer portal window, especially if you have access to all the money, is a huge deal. So, your current decommitments, it's like, all right, we'll see. Yeah. But you might be able to get them back, depending upon who it is. And whoever you bring in next, they're going to want their people. It's an interesting little game here.
Yeah, that's like the decommitments ultimately do not matter at all, because Penn State isn't going to wake up tomorrow and they're like, hey, actually, you only have $500,000 to build your roster next year. That's not happening. So whoever the new guy is, whenever that gets decided, they're still going to have the pick of the litter for all the best players in the nation and with the transfer portal. But I'm sure that is tough, that now you kind of just, especially if you're one of these guys who's maybe interested in it, you're kind of just on pins and needles. Like, okay, well, I have to focus on what I'm doing with my current team.
No, remember, they're not talking. Remember, coaches don't hear any of it.
Sure.
It's just the agents behind the scenes. What are your thoughts?
They're set up for success still. You still got the resources. You still have a good recruiting pipeline. I always look at coaches where they're starting in the area. You got a great recruiting state with Pennsylvania and Ohio right there. But I know you guys were saying they wanted to fire him early. He could not show back up and be the head coach today after losing to UCLA and Northwestern and back-to-back.
Northwestern at home is
that can't happen.
He was there for 12 years.
This is his coach. This is his building.
To his credit, go ahead, sorry.
What they were to what they are now. I said, thanks for the success and congrats on the success up there. And I immediately got a bunch of Penn Staters that were like, what's the success? Because that is legitimately how people feel. It's like, I don't know, dude. They're getting $700 million renovation in the stadium. They're still selling out. They were in the fucking playoffs last year. National championship hopes. It's like, that's not easy to do. And the fans are like, well, how come Ohio State and fucking Michigan are in there every single goddamn year?
Boom.
That is literally all the Penn State people think about. That is what their thought is like. We can't even brag that we are the Big Ten. We can't even do, especially Oregon comes in last year. And Oregon does what Oregon does. It's like, That's where Penn State wants to be. Their donors and everybody feels like they are, AJ. And it's like that's the expectation. And that's just one of those jobs, even though they haven't got there in a while.
And they didn't have, I just looked, for the 6 seasons before James Franklin got there, they did not have more than 8 wins. So, like, he took them from that to where they are now, and now they're looking for a guy to take them from what James Franklin did to a national championship contender. But as far as, like, the decommitments and stuff like that, as soon as you get a new head coach, those are going to be your first calls. And the thing that's happened, there wasn't a lot of coaches fired last year. There's a lot this year, and they're all happening right now because everyone wants the first pick of the litter on that next head coach. And if you miss out on that, that's probably led to it as well.
AJ, I'd like to say we appreciate James Franklin for the kindness he has shown our show. Yep. I would like to say.
He's always been great. He legit has always been very open, really cool.
I agree. He's been very open and talked to us about everything, and we've acknowledged like the pressure on him too because we got a lot of Penn State people around us. Like I have a lot of Penn Staters around me. I grew up obviously in Pittsburgh.
One in the
A2 Shipley comes in every single week. It's like I hear how these people feel on a regular basis and the way they think should be happening. And then a loss to Northwestern at home. It's like, this guy just forked over $25 million to build the stadium up, and you're going to lose to Northwestern in here? I think it was
Sig's out there winning big-time games. Sig's out there winning big-time games. That does not help at all.
No.
We know that.
How about that game, dude? How about Sig, dude? For real.
Yeah.
This is back-to-back years. They had to rebuild twice now. They got more. They got guys.
Winning in Oregon. That right there, like that win, right? That's a program win that's going to be on the wall forever. And I think Sig, though, is going to underplay it. Say, that's just another road victory or whatever. But that's a huge deal to go into Oregon and beat them, especially being Indiana. Like you said, we think of them from before times as a basketball school, and now it's a legit football school.
A lot of people saying, yeah, they're a good team. It's Autzen, though. Like, this is Autzen. Yeah. People don't win in Autzen. It's far. The weather's going to be what it's going to be. The crowd is insane. It's a Pacific Northwest crowd, so the crowd is always going to be loud. It feels like that region up there has good hooligans, good fan base, good loud crowd and everything like that. And it's like, I don't know. It just felt like it wasn't a night game.
No.
You know, it felt like there was some things that were kind of leaning like maybe this is when Sig's team says, hey, we've been here before, we can do this. Like that's a huge step for a team to take, I think.
And you can say what you want about Iowa, but like playing at Iowa is a hostile environment. It's a bigger stadium than Autzen is. Like for them to kind of like that was like their, and Sig said it after they beat the shit out of Illinois. He was like, that game is in the past now. Like we'll have a true test next week in that road game. So I think it's after you do that and you win the way they did. It's like, realistically, we can go anywhere and we can beat anyone. I don't know if everyone else in the country feels that, but like in here, we know we're good enough to go anywhere and beat anybody.
And after the game, Fernando Mendoza and Surratt had a little bit of an interview. This is how it went.
Also, I want to give a quick shout out to my guy Pat McAfee for shouting us out. Because he's friends with my guy Steve Levy and also Boston Connor. Let's go. Go Hoosiers.
Come in!
Hoosiers for life, baby.
Let's go, brother.
I'm IU and Sig forever. IU, Sig, and Signetti forever.
No, but I'd like to say, whenever I heard that, I was watching it live, and then there was Jenny Dell gave a hilarious, all right, ESPN people on CBS right now. That is because there's people that are in her ear or that are just not happy that is happening at that moment. I thought she handled it hilariously and greatly. But whenever you talk about Mendoza and the boys hearing us, I think that's cool. But I also think that because we're in Indianapolis, like we see them. Like I think I got eyes on this Hoosiers team more than maybe most people do because I'm turning on the local news and I'm watching Mendoza fucking spit. I mean, I'm watching him elite shit. Yes. I'm watching this. And I'm like, is everybody seeing this? And then the Illinois loss. A lot of people picked Illinois. I was the only one who picked Indiana up there in game day. And it's not just the boys on the desk. It's like a lot of people are like, that was funny, Sig, IUP, we're not doing that again. They wanted to count them out. And then they just steamroll them. And then, like you said, Sig, everybody's just on the next week. Like, oh, that wasn't a. And then people are picking Illinois to win the next week. It's like, well, are we going to say anything about this Indiana team's for real? Mm-hmm. It's like, I think the quarterback makes their offense very, very dangerous. Yep. And on defense at all three levels, had a nice tape on it. It's like all three levels, they got experience. They got all Americans everywhere. It's like they feel like they're for real. And I think Sig, although he'll never say it, I think he feels much more comfortable in those massive games as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. When you get a win like that on the road, like there is no environment that you're not confident going into. And having a quarterback like Mendoza, I mean, he always picks the right spots. He's very accurate with the ball. And physically on defense, I feel like they can line up with anybody and punch him in the mouth. And we always talk about, being on the field when we call the playoff games, just looking at both squads just physically. I still don't think Indiana matches up getting off the bus with these guys, but when it comes to actually playing and turning on tape and seeing who's punching who in the mouth, they've done it at the highest level. This is a huge, huge win for Sig. But the job like this, like Penn State, those are going to be the he is going to be the hottest than him. Matt Rule,
You should see the house.
Matt Rule.
They did give him raves after last season, and Cuban recently, because of Sig, I believe, said he was going to put more into the NIL.
Who do we see being the next coach?
Well, I just saw something about Sig at Indiana that it made a lot of sense. It was like, he could go to Penn State for an extra $3 million a year, or whatever it is that they're going to decide to pay him. But like for an older guy, the chance for they might end up naming that fucking stadium after Sig.
Created a program.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. They created a Big Ten football program.
His legacy will be insane if he decides to stay at Indiana. And we've heard him he's got a beautiful house. Why would he be looking to? He said it, and they're showing it from last year. He was like, and it was kind of tongue in cheek, but he's like, why would I leave Indiana? He's like, we are an emerging superpower right now. Everyone kind of wants to be us. So for him to do that, to then go to Penn State, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it feels like Indiana is all aboard the Sig train.
Yeah.
Okay, president, AD, Cuban's biggest NIL booster, and I think the Signettis are as well. We talk about him talking about his house, but every time we talk to him and his family, they love that area.
Yeah.
But once again, that is happening in college football.
That's true.
He is 64 though.
Yeah.
So that part.
Matt Rule makes sense.
It's tougher.
Really?
Tougher to move at that age.
I don't know. I mean, Matt Rule is a Penn State guy. He's already commented on how much he loves Penn State. I understand he loves Nebraska, but if Penn State wants to pursue him hard and give him what he deserves, I wouldn't be shocked.
Matt Rule and Pat Kraft back at Temple did their thing there. Game day ended up being there. That is.
Oh, they've been together before?
Yeah.
Has Matt Rule been asked about the Penn State job yet?
Today.
Yeah.
And he talks about how much he respects. He's from there and how much he loves it.
Penn State.
Said he loves Nebraska.
But he loves Nebraska. Yeah, loves.
Of course.
Of course he does. You can love both.
His name immediately mentioned, though, Matt Rule up there, especially with the success that he's had. And if he was able to get the resources, not that Nebraska doesn't have them, but if he was able to go back home and tell the story of Penn State like he could, because literally growing up there, they think that'd be quite a weapon in recruiting.
What year is Raiola?
He's got another year of eligibility, so he could go with.
Okay. Just ask.
And Dana Holgorsen, he's the offense coordinator. Not that we want to just strip Nebraska, okay?
No.
We're not
Sounds
saying
like
that.
it could happen.
Yeah, but this is potential outcome, and we don't like this, okay? We don't like that we're saying this. But Dana Holgorsen, offense coordinator for Nebraska, has said he's okay not being a head coach. He enjoys not being a head coach. And Penn State can pay coaches. They can really pay coaches. They have. They've shown it before. Hey, you don't want to be a head coach? You just want to be a coordinator? Sweet. How about we pay you mid-level head coach money to be offense coordinator instead? It's that's the weapon that you have whenever you have the conglomerate behind you, which is why they're expecting to win, AJ. That's exactly why they're expecting to win.
Yeah, they are. But when do you hire a coach? If you're hiring another college coach, it's going to be after they make a playoff run. Is that how we're going to have to wait that long for Penn State?
It's going to get a little messy, I guess.
Nebraska's upcoming schedule.
We checked it last week.
It's not bad.
Yeah, they got to run.
I know, but I'm saying, does Rule maybe? Nah, I won't say it.
Pro games?
Come on.
I won't say it.
Is Rule definitely? He's definitely on the list, I assume, for the Penn State people saying.
Yeah.
Hey,
for sure.
We have no. This is me on record saying I have no information. Okay, I was very lucky to catch up with Dr. Pat Kraft, the athletic director. I know him. Okay, neck roll wearer from Indiana. Got a chance to chat with him whenever we were up there in Happy Valley. Every year we've gone up there. I have massive respect for him. In this particular world, no information. Cannot have any information because I got this thing in front of me. Let alone the thing on Saturday.
Yeah.
Can't. That one on Saturday.
Can you imagine?
Cannot have any info. Cannot give this brain any info because at some point it's just going to dance out somehow. Well, actually, they're talking to.
Yeah. Matt Rule's going to Penn State.
well, really, what's Nebraska thinking about it? And Reese gives me a full.
Yep.
Well, Nebraska obviously has said blah, 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 blah. And it's like, well, yeah, of course. We don't know that? That's not a piece of information we all know? Okay, got it. Yeah, so I'm out of the loop on that whole thing, but you're right. When will they hire? And Terry Smith could go on a run right now.
Terry Smith could go on a run. He's
a
good
dog.
ball coach.
He's a great ball coach. He's Western Pennsylvania GOAT, so we will obviously pay attention closely to that. It's heating up. It's getting crazy. You got NFL coaches getting fired. You got Penn State coach getting fired. And you got some sweet, tropical, spicy Devil's Reserve, Con man.
Yeah, we do. And there's nothing better than Devil's Reserve. As we know, it's not just tequila. It's a sweet, Tropical spicy infusion that's smooth, bold, and devilishly good. When mischief's on the menu, Devil's Reserve is the perfect choice. So go ahead. Listen to that little devil on your shoulder. Don't, but listen to that little devil on your shoulder. Pour a round of shots and get ready to raise a little hell. You can find Cuervo Devil's Reserve at your local liquor store or head to Cuervo.com to grab your own bottle of mischief. You have to be 21 years old.
Scan to grab your bottle of Devil's Reserve. It's sweet, it's tropical, and it's
spicy. I love this shit. Love it.
It's good.
Fucking right.
Is it because of the sweetness, the tropicalness, or the spiciness?
It's the spiciness for me, certainly. I mean, I don't hate the sweet or tropical nature of it, but it's the spiciness that really takes
It's
it
great
over the
for
edge.
spicy marks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
A little spicy mac.
Yeah, it's really nice for those.
I like that. Frozen or?
I just went on the rocks.
I'm a frozen guy just because margs make me feel like celebratory.
Yeah, sure.
So I like to see a
salt
little
on the
ice
rim.
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, or sugar, brother.
Sure.
Yeah.
On the spicy one,
Good
definitely
enough.
salt. Yeah. Strawberry, though. Let's go ahead and get a little sweetness on that. I'll tell you who's been showing. Nope, not going to do it right now. That'd be very rude of me to do that. Let's get to a break. We'll be back on the other side. We'll make our picks, okay? And then we'll go through our reactions from around the internet. And we're thankful we get to do this. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change your life. Take 5.
Whenever you stop by this beautiful campus, you can sense a radiation of success and professionalism. They call it Track Town because we create Olympians here. Their baseball team, national champions all over the place. Every sport seemingly very successful. Football, awesome. There's cranes everywhere. They're building this town up. It's only growing and getting better. So whenever you think about Kurt Cignetti's team, you know, from JMU and IUP and stuff like that, his teams just... They don't get a chance to win these types of games, you know. And Indiana last year was certainly a good fairy tale story, but whenever they ran into Ohio State, they shit the bed. And whenever they played Notre Dame, same damn thing, couldn't get a stop. So whenever you think about what's happening up here, you think to yourself, hey, hey, hey. You make me want to put my hands up and put my feet up and wave my hands. Now, you would think that would scare this year's Cignetti's team. You think that because Autzon's so damn hard to win in, and they don't smoke cigs around here, they smoke trees around here. Fernando Mendoza has no chance to come in here. I love Oregon. I love Dan Lanning. I was shirtless with that man this morning. But my wife is a Hoosier through and through, and so am I, baby. Give me the Hoosiers, Hoosiers. And the biggest win of Cignetti's career, the Indiana Hoosiers tell the world, we're for real. I'll see you both in the college football playoffs. Indiana gets a win today. Changes the trajectory of all of college sports. Congratulations to Sig and the boys. Sabrina, you're the GOAT. Thank you for the shoes. Go Hoosiers. Have an incredible day of college football, everybody. We love you. Goodbye. It's been 222 days since we've done this. $250,000. I didn't expect that third one there.
Heard you ran into CD last night. Is that accurate?
Not falling for it.
Fuck yeah!
I seen him dancing.
Basically naked.
I didn't see that.
Give me my first love. Give me the...
Canes, baby.
Here it goes. Feet together. Feet together.
It was great, and I really enjoyed it. I passed this torch. I'm doing a great guy.
Coach, I'm kind of...
John Cena, you can't see me.
Oh, yeah! Yeah!
My clone's having a, hell of a first.
That's wonderful to hear.
So we'll make it $300,000.
Gonna go on forever.
Forever!
Yeah.
Forever! O-H! Boomer! Texas! Well, I want to let you. Okay, we're starting early. Rocky Top, Tennessee.
No, we're still live, Coach. We're still live. He was like, get me the fuck out of here.
Another one of these. Makes him wear.
They look amazing.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, Coach Raymond.
Formation's called heavy, of course. I could call it just fat. They act.
Pro Football Hall of Fame nominee, A.J. Hawk. Hall of Famer, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay.
It'd be news to me that the starting quarterback's been figured out.
Okay, so that has not been announced.
I'll go down and tell our staff right here.
That was pretty profound what you just said right there.
Oh, shit.
It's also a great day to live in the greatest country on earth, the United States of America. Thank you.
It's impossible to be at the top at both of those. Essentially, it's
Dan. Another farting Dan Orlovsky situation just took place.
Danny Dumps. What do you mean? It's unbelievable.
Your butt is talking. Okay,
I did not fart.
Dan. This is 2 times now, Dan. This is the Orlovsky thing.
You guys be serious right now, or are you messing with me?
Dan, listen to this clip. This is you just moments ago.
It's impossible to be at the top at both of those. Essentially, it's
Dan.
I mean, undeniable.
You guys definitely just freaking idiots.
We swear.
You guys 1,000%.
No, we swear. We swear.
No way.
So no one did that then. What did you eat?
I haven't even ate you guys.
Hey, if I were you right now, I'd go grab some food.
My wife texted me. She said, "Oh my gosh, McAfee Show, I'm dead." I go, "Babe, I promise you on everything, I did not fart."
Who runs your Twitter account?
AB.
I do.
What's this all about? I would like to know, in that situation where your butthole started talking, what did I do?
I'm here to be serious with you, man.
What are you, chugging a glass of milk, eating some fruit over there, get you some coffee, get that butthole a little bit more active?
I haven't ate. I'm eating yogurt. I have 1,000 text messages right now of people going, "Oh my gosh." I'm like, I just wanted to have a quiet Tuesday.
I don't even know why we're going to have another hour. Maybe we run that clip.
Yeah. On loop.
We have the video. Shams, let's let you judge here.
It's impossible to be at the top at both of those. Essentially, it's.
I need to hear the context. I want to give our guy.
Oh, Shams, shut up. He said it sounded like a fart.
What did AJ vote?
It's a fart all day long, Kurt. You know that.
Has anybody voted no?
Dan.
I'll be the captain of Team No today.
We need you to do a tie-breaking vote. Is that okay?
Sounds good to me.
It's impossible to be at the top at both of those. Essentially, it's.
There's no doubt. I mean, I like how he just kept on going right there.
When he was talking, he didn't even break stride as that thing came out. He went and got the buggy, went to the store, grabbed some dude wipes to wipe those ass cheeks, just like I assume you do as well, Cabal.
You have to go dry, wet, dry. Toilet paper, white toilet paper. If not, you're really risking the rest of the day having the swamp ass. Dan Orlovsky, man, he got to accept that, man. He got to wear that with a pride. One thing that really bothers me when people do not take credit for it. If somebody says, "Oh, that was you that farted," I get upset when it wasn't me. I'm like, no, when have I ever not claimed it when it was mine? You should claim it.
But all those airports, people are traveling today, looking up at the ESPN. Dan Orlovsky farts. What's wrong with this guy?
The closed captioning person, whoever it is, they got it. I believe it said inaudible, muffled, and it said Dan farts, ! I think a couple times.
Wow.
The college football playoff is obviously in the middle of a transition era, but we go back in time into a movie-like setting to battle in the Big Ten to see who gets to move on and who goes home. Our UFO just flew over top
smoke bomber. And then the national anthem. And on a day in the United States of America where a heinous act has happened, it's a nice reminder that we'll get your ass. You might take a shot, but you're never going to win. And 10 for Will Howard. Same exact play action. Drops it off to Jeremiah Smith. With space. He's a monster. Jeremiah Smith. First touch is a touchdown. Time. Shot down middle. Puka. Ooh, touchdown.
See the split safeties right here. So Will Howard knows his read, looks him off, steps up in the pocket. Great throw.
Takes a shot. And what happens? Jeremiah Smith comes up with the ball. Handoff. Run to the left. Jordan James. Ray Alba. Will Howard. Time. Oh, no. Jeremiah Smith's wide ass open. And that's a touchdown. Ohio State is kicking the living shite out of the Oregon Ducks. If Jeremiah Smith is on your team, I think you can win every game. Travion Henderson. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown. They can run it. They can spin it. They can kick it. This Buckeyes team is playing football at a level nobody else in the country is playing right now. Gathers a low snap. Goes left, throws back to the right. Jeremiah Smith's on the field. So that's another first down. Thus far, this game has been absolutely shite. Boom, 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 boom. Step it. Oh, my God. Wow. That is so beautiful. You got Matt Hardy on the left there. AJ, chance.
I see it at the 47. Unfortunately, my youngest son puked all over himself, went to the hospital, so my whole family's not here anymore to hear that. No. But I'm getting some updates every once in a while. He seems to be doing not much better. He puked over the whole section. Jeez. Instant urgent care, instant hospital.
Oh, no.
What type of shite was he eating? Is someone making salmon down here? We came down here and smelled like fish. Look at this.
For those that have never been here, I would recommend coming and checking it out. Although this particular game was absolute shite. Woo! Hey.
Why?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers,
You ping.
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our Humble the Bow, the Thunderdome, on this magical Overreaction Monday, October 13, 2025. Hour 3 of the program begins now. Football! It's magical. That man's a college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, a Ryder Cup winner, AJ Hawk. The Talks the Tables here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys AP. Tony's here, 9-year NFL vet, host of NFL matchups and everything DB, good D, bad D. Darius J. Butler is here. Good to see you, D. Butch. AJ, I saw you celebrated Halloween. I thought that was a very creative costume. You really explored the space, I'd say, and history.
Yeah, I did. It was, haunted celebrities / athletes type thing that could be dead or alive. So I was JFK. My wife was his wife, obviously, Jackie O.
Okay.
Worked out well.
Yeah, it was a haunted house, obviously, and JFK came back from the grave after dies was his costume. I appreciate you really trying to own it and being a method actor, too. From the photos I saw, you went all in. We like the way you guys treat Halloween. I also like the way you're seeing the board, AJ. Now, we have 2 games tonight. Okay, we have 2 games tonight. I'm 5-8. You're 7-6. This is multiple weeks in a row where you've had the lead coming in this Monday Night Football. Now, there's 2 games, so I can technically catch up to you. And will I do that? We shall see. D-Butch, your thoughts on the 7-15er, Bills at Falcons. Bills favored by 3.5. Dan Orlovsky on a call. Dan Orlovsky says, I actually don't like this matchup for the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
He said he likes this for the Atlanta Falcons. Do you see it the same way as Dano? What are your thoughts on this game and the 3.5-point spread?
That surprised me, hearing that from Dano, knowing how highly he thinks of this team. He just said Joe Brady should probably be the next head coach for the Tennessee Titans. So it definitely surprised me. I do love the young talent on the Falcons side of it, but I'm gonna take the Bills. I think after that loss on prime time against the Patriots, they're gonna come back with fire in their eyes. So I'll take the Bills covering 3.5.
You will reserve the right to be able to change your pick right after Tone gives us some information here.
Okay.
What are the percentages on who, and is there any different lines we can get?
Yeah, 73% are on the Bills tonight, which is not a shocker. 3.5 is the lowest you can get if you want the Buffalo Bills. 4.5 is the highest you can get if you want the Atlanta Falcons.
It's almost like I figured that was the case. That 70-some% there on the Buffalo Bills. Does that change anything for you?
Nope, I'm sticking with it.
The public has stunk. We see the stats. We see it.
Yep, I'm sticking with it.
AJ? Darius
Well,
Butler
I think,
go ahead.
No, so D-Butt, I appreciate D-Butt sticking with it, even though I guess the public should not change how we think the game is going to go, but I think you hit it on the head. These Buffalo Bills coming off a loss, as Mike McCarthy just said, they got to coach the red ass, I think, and they're going to come out there fighting. They're going to be ready to roll. Josh Allen's not going to let them lose again, so I'm taking Buffalo.
Okay, so I'm taking Atlanta just strictly because I have to catch up with you in the against the spread weekend.
Good pick.
Tone, yeah. Can you tell those stats again? I get it at what?
Yeah,
I get
sure.
+4?
Yes, 4.5 actually.
I get +4.5, and then 73% of the money is on the team that I'm not on, so I'm with 27%.
Yes.
In the record throughout the year with percentage over 60% on something, what is the record?
15 and 35.
Fucking joke's on you. And you, AJ.
Yeah,
Okay.
Bills are coming off a loss.
Maybe.
But did the Falcons, who'd they play last week? Did they lose last week, or did they stay at home, get really healthy, and watch the Bills tape for 2 straight weeks because they were on the bye?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's what they were doing. Studying. Yeah.
Good
Getting
point.
healthy. They were in cold tub and a sauna, which are you supposed to do before workout or after workout, AJ?
Sauna? I don't know. What is it?
I don't know. There's new science. Like people talking cold tub, don't do it after workout.
Cold tub's not. Yeah, you're not going to gain like the muscle that you need. I guess if you lift really heavy and then get in the cold tub. I've read that. Is that real?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
That's going to take away because the blood is bringing, what you're looking for, the recovery of the muscle. So you're basically getting in an ice tub saying, nope, actually, everything you just did, not worth it. Don't do it. Sends blood away from the inflammation. You're looking to be getting inflamed. You're looking to tear a little bit and repair a little bit. You're looking to grow a little bit. And the cold tub says, I got you. I'll make you feel better. They're saying don't do it after lifting. But what about in the morning? Am I supposed to do it?
Contrast. I'm a fan of contrast.
Do it in the morning. Do it before your lift. What about that?
Yeah, because is it just a wake up? Is it just a wake up? When I'm gonna be the man who wakes up in some water. Is that what it's gonna happen? Is that what that is?
You know what?
What's the rock?
You do what makes you feel better.
So that's what I've been doing.
It's all about.
What's Wahlberg do?
Well,
I know it starts at 3:15, but like, is he going cold? He's not doing cold tub after, is he? I know he does cold tub all the time.
At the turn.
Yeah, I think his golf cart actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a cold tub.
Yep.
The pedal is actually in the tub, so he's able to drive it, and it's got the little almost balloon naughty top, so he can slip in.
Yeah.
And it is a cold tub, and then he can bounce out, and then he's back to golfing. Yeah. Those people that can take care of 10 things at once are really impressive. When Mark Wahlberg released that schedule, I think everybody was mind blown. But I don't think I've heard him back off it really, right?
No.
I think he's just
I think it's gotten more. I think he's at it.
Yeah, he's like, you basic humans can't do what I can do. I can play 9 holes in 47 minutes, okay? Now, there might be some rule changes, but we're still out there golfing. We're still doing our thing. I'm morning workout, sauna, and then I'm dunking my head in a cold tub. I just dunk my head.
Okay.
Just head.
Ashton Hall.
Is that what he?
Yeah.
Oh no,
is that his name?
Yeah,
that was him.
Boom.
But he's doing that.
Yeah. Cracking open
Dunking
bottles
face,
of water. And
That's not a bad play. I might start doing that.
Yeah, it's fresh water.
I might get the bottle. I might get the bowl and use the cold tub.
Now you're talking.
Oh.
And then
Oh.
Ashton Hall. I'm not racing anybody though. Okay. Put my ass on slow mo. I'm cool though. I think I could get you a pretty good little knee drive arm swing.
You can race DJ Khaled.
He's quick.
DJ Khaled's got those little legs moving sometimes.
Yeah.
His first 10 is legit. I know that.
Yeah, he's not scared to move too, which I respect. Because if I get to that stage of life, I think I'm gonna be so worried about my joints just because of what I know. You probably won't even see me attempting some of the stuff that he's doing. So I got massive respect for what his body's able to accomplish. We saw a Colts Power Ranger this weekend at the Indianapolis Colts game. This guy was awesome. I mean, he was. There's no way his joints are happy at all about what he's doing, but he is round ball of passion for that Indianapolis Colts team.
Halftime show?
Actually, the halftime show was it was like open a suitcase thing, briefcase, and then just said you want $1,000 in a car, $1,000 in a car.
Oh, nice.
$1,000 in a car, and then a green card and not an actual green card, because that would be a big deal.
I was gonna say,
it was
yeah.
like a green Caesars card.
Okay.
And then like a white Caesars card, and then a digital chuckle up started spinning.
It was a good halftime show.
No, that was a fat Power Ranger. Is that what you said?
Whoa.
The fat Power Ranger.
Oh,
there he
in the
is.
crowd. Okay,
There
I
he
thought it
is.
was half.
But to be clear,
looks cool.
they tossed fat Power Ranger into halftime show. I think much more captivating.
Probably.
I would say Blue hit the.
This is cool.
This guy needs to be around more. I'm assuming it's a guy. I apologize. Power Ranger, I guess.
Is that his wife? You think it's his wife with him, looking at him so lovingly?
Down there, right to his left.
Yeah, the blonde.
He was riding Han Solo. He was there about an hour and 10 minutes before the game. And there was he wasn't saying next to people he knew.
You found him on social media. What were the pronouns? I'm
him, I believe.
I think that is-
I'm not sure if it was I'm him or if he went by himmy.
Oh, yeah, could have been all-time
Yeah.
Emmy. Yeah.
He's not fat either. He looks more probably 70.
Well, what I kind of cropped out is that his penis is tucked into his boots. And
Yeah, it is.
I left that
We
out.
did see that.
Yeah.
Because we thought maybe it was very vascular leg.
Yeah.
But you never know, I guess.
But nope,
Oh,
just
and
a
he died.
hog and a half.
But if he was out at halftime show, I think we're talking a little bit more magic, a little bit more spectacle. You know, there was some good shows yesterday. There was. We blew off the after a touchdown. Wind blows that shit on field.
Oh, no.
On field. So now there's a full panic to grab the sparklers and shit off the thing while the kickoffs lined up out there. It was good.
Did they do the Red Dawn thing again? The umbrellas?
What do you mean?
The fucking parachutes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there was all blue to one place.
Yep.
Come on.
That's the wind.
The draft.
Red Dawn.
People really hated those shadows.
It's so bad on that.
Yeah, it didn't look good on
TV. Product is horrendous.
Had no idea.
I think it doesn't feel. I'm not getting into it.
It looks awesome when you're in there.
Yeah, it looks cool when you're looking. The exact view that we had.
Yeah, if you're not sitting where we are, it sucks.
Yeah,
I'm
field
sure.
level.
Field level.
Yeah.
Window.
Yeah.
Top, beautiful sunny. There's 2 cranes in downtown Indianapolis. Good things are happening. You see those through the window. That's about it. Although some clouds. So like for us, it was perfect. You know, everybody else said they didn't like it.
Sure.
So
Looks bad on TV.
It does.
For sure.
it doesn't feel as big. I don't think.
Yeah, go to the game.
Right.
Ain't that right, AJ? It doesn't feel as
Yeah.
big. I think it feels morning-y.
Which is like 9 a.m. JV games in high school. That's what. And I'm not saying it feels like that, but it's just weird that the angle of the sun at that time coming through how it does on the field. It does look weird.
Well, and also one side's closed and then one side is wide open. So you literally have a natural cutoff of a shadow. And then the shadows are kind of weirdly parsed around. There's like little different parcels of shadow. And that's because it's a window and all these other things that are going on. It's a beautiful stadium, like when you're there. It is absolutely glorious. But if it's a perfect day in Indianapolis in October and that sun's shining, yeah, it might be a little optically confusing for the other team. And maybe that's why we won. Maybe.
They do a flyover again?
What's that?
Did we get a flyover?
No flyover.
Oh, okay. Have we seen the
I don't know
Mercedes-Benz,
why there wasn't a flyover.
the Atlanta Stadium? Have we seen a video of that? I don't think I've ever seen that one opened up.
I saw just yesterday, I think, them talking about opening it. And it just looks like a
Yeah.
balloon knot. It just looks like a
Balloon knot.
because
It's like a cyborg type looking situation. How it closes.
Transformers?
Have they played with it open before? Obviously they have, but I don't remember.
I don't know. I've seen a video of it opening up. I think this was a part of it, but I don't know why they haven't used it open. Yeah, here it is.
Oh, that looks sick.
Yeah, but can you do the opening up? There it is. So it's like a sick.
So much money just in that part of that stadium.
Yeah, the science behind it all.
Jeez.
It's a really cool thing. I wonder why they don't open it more often. I wonder if I don't know. I honestly don't know why they don't open it. I was going to immediately make like 10 excuses. Well, maybe flooding and they don't have water. It's like, well, they should. They spent like $5 billion on this thing. But maybe the temperature isn't good. It's like, well, it should. They spent like $5 billion on this thing. It's like, that thing is a marvel.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is an engineering marvel. It is beautiful, dude. I think that's I'll say it. That's the nicest stadium I think we've been in. L.A., interesting. It rained inside.
Yeah, SoFi is.
Jerry World's still great.
Allegiant's very
Yeah.
Jerry World is
very
awesome.
nice.
Jerry World is awesome. Allegiant's cool.
Yeah, I mean that was pretty fucking nice. I'd like to be there for a football game as opposed to being there for Mania, but
I'm pumped to see what the Buffalo Bills Stadium is. All these new stadiums that are coming in, it's crazy the difference between what old stadiums were and what new stadiums.
Oh my
There's like
gosh.
malls in these fucking places.
Yeah.
The old school places are awesome. Like they're awesome for football, but they don't have the infrastructure underneath the stadium that like these new stadiums, they have a whole city underneath the stadium pretty much, and places you can go and all this stuff. Well, some of these old stadiums have nothing. Like there's not even hallways to go through to get to anything. So it's very, very different depending on when your stadium was built.
That's quite an advancement that we don't really talk about.
Yeah.
Of technology is the stadiums, because it is something to do when you go to the stadiums, as opposed to just you're going there to get in your seat from tailgating. It's like they want you walking around that stadium. They want you in that it's a casino. They want you to experience it. There's little like 3D portions of the things you can go into. Oh, here's a team shop. Oh, here's a full shop. Here's a local shop. Here's a restaurant. Here's another restaurant. It's like everything is just set up like a mall. It's literally set up like malls.
Yeah, and they use it for so many other things. You talked about Mania, like all the other shit that you can do, like the huge concerts and shit. So we've been in the guts of some of these stadiums. So yeah,
I think it's the nicest one.
It's certainly up there.
Yeah, I think it is. Just in my head, I've tried to think of
very loud too. That Ohio State game on New Year's Eve,
Georgia.
That was the loudest
Peach Bowl.
stadium I think I've ever been in.
Agreed. It was like there was a hum to your ears after you left, like a ringing after you left that.
National championship was super loud.
Yeah, how lucky have we been to be able to be in these places? Where are you judging this from? Standing on the right on the field. Like the Rose Bowl obviously doesn't compare to. We're not comparing Rose Bowl to Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It's impossible to judge those two. What we're saying is amongst the new stadiums, we think the Mercedes one, seemingly from our experiences, the best. In and out too easy.
Yeah,
I'll vote Allegiant.
You vote Allegiant
Vegas,
over Mercedes?
I'll vote
Okay.
It's close, but I'll go Allegiant.
Just for, I guess they got what? They got good setups in their suite levels in a wing club.
The on-field suites.
Jerry World, man.
Just seeing, like, when you see Allegiant in Vegas, and you just, like, it looks like it's from 2040.
Yeah, you're right.
Just to,
it is a spaceship.
Yeah.
Jerry World's sick. Now, and now I'm just walking through their suite section that goes right to the field.
That restaurant.
We saw, like, Jerry and his family, like, pulling up, like, the whole...
Yeah,
Jerry World's like 15, 16 years old too, isn't it? By now?
They take care of that shit. They take care of their stuff down there.
Surrounding areas cool there too.
Yep.
All right, so Buffalo Bills, Cleveland also, right? Cleveland is, they just got approved for one, allegedly.
Now they're fighting back.
Now the airport had to clear it because that's always the issue with like indoor practice facilities. It's like, is there a local airport? You can't build the indoor practice facility this high. Now they're thinking about building a stadium near an airport. I mean, that's going to be a whole thing. This is an entire debate. Cleveland people aren't necessarily thrilled about the changing of a stadium to begin with, so I guess there's a little push and shove coming. Whatever the case, can't wait to see Buffalo, can't wait to see Chicago, can't wait to see Cleveland.
Tennessee
is going to be awesome. I mean, it is. These new stadiums are awesome. Commanders getting a new stadium are incredible. And for tonight, I'm on Atlanta. You guys are on the Bills. I would like to tell you guys, bad news, boys. Jeezy halftime. Yeah, this is a big deal. You know, this is a big deal. I think he just announced a Vegas show for TM 101. I'm not 100% sure. He just got done with basically a black tie cocktail event, traveling of, his bangers from back in the day. Whenever 2005 is when I graduated high school. So that was the exact year when Jeezy was about to go absolutely crazy. I mean, the TRAP STR got us through so many workouts. Jeezy got me to the NFL, I would say.
Same.
I would say Jeezy got me to the NFL and through life, I think, for our exact generation. So I don't know how many people in our generation are going to be there at halftime, but the entire city of Atlanta, I assume, is going to go crazy. That's going to be a tough place to play in the second half for Josh Allen, I think.
Can I change my pick?
Yes, you can.
All right, I'm going to Falcons.
Wow.
He reserved the right.
Yep.
We said it
New
earlier.
information.
He reserved the right to change the Falcons. Okay, plus 3.5. AJ, you're the only one riding with the Bills. Let's go to the second game of the evening. The Chicago Bears take on the Washington Commanders. Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels. Special stuff happening in Washington since Jaden got there, and have Chicago and Caleb figured out what their special sauce is going to be going forward. He's looked much better than he has in the past couple of weeks. Jaden and the Washington Commanders feel like a much more veteran team as opposed to a team just trying to figure it out. They're favored by 5.5 at home. D. Butch, who do you like? How do you like it?
That's a lot of points. 5.5. Chicago's coming off a bye week as well, right?
Yes.
2-game win streak. Back to what Connor said. Is Wale performing at halftime? I need to know this.
That's a good question.
I think Oh Goody is, right?
Who
Is that
left
left hand up?
Wale,
Yeah.
Oh, wait, Wale did that song? Or?
Wale did not do.
He produced it. Oh Goody. Him
Okay,
and
so Oh
the
Goody is
two,
going to be performing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Wale had any producing creds on that one.
You sure?
Just wrote it?
I don't. That would be a producer cred, I think. I don't think he's part of the publishing or the mastering.
Pertinent information.
I don't think he's part of any of that.
What would that be said?
Left hand, who are we? The Commanders. That was a little bit of a heater there for a bit. They needed it at that time.
They did.
They needed it. They showed up for sure. Do you like the Commanders minus 5.5?
Battle of the former 1 and 2 picks. I'm going to go with Caleb Williams covering at the Washington Commanders. I think Commanders win, but I got the Bears covered.
Chicago plus 5.5. Anything else we need to know about this line tone?
51% is on the Bears, so it doesn't qualify for any of the most bet on games or anything like that. This is also the game that sent the Bears into a downward spiral last year and sent the Commanders to the playoffs on a Hail Mary.
List of injuries for the Commanders here. You got Noah Brown, groin knee. He's out.
That's not good.
Terry McLaurin, quad. He's out. Sam Cosme, knee. He's doubtful. Chris Rodriguez Jr. and Debo, questionable. John Bates, Jaden Daniels, full participants. Okay. So that's what information we have for the Commanders. AJ, are you going to ride with the Commies, or are you going with Darius Butler and the Chicago Bears plus 5.5?
I do not love seeing some of those great players on the injury list not playing tonight for the Commanders, but does not sway me. I will take Jaden Daniels and the Commanders minus 5.5.
Okay, I'm actually okay.
Yeah.
I feel good about taking the Bears plus 5.5 and taking the Falcons plus 3.5. I'm sorry, plus 4.5. Okay, I was going to be forced into some picks tonight, and I'm okay with both of them because I think we got two very good games tonight.
Yeah.
And this is week 6 of the NFL season wrapping up. Good luck to everybody on the call. We can't wait to spend the evening with you. Let's go to some overreactions from the weekend that was. Put out a bird call saying, hey, good morning. It's another glorious Overreaction Monday. Cannot wait to hear what you have to say. We can't wait to showcase some of your thoughts. We can't wait to hear how fans around football feel about their teams. If you could send in, all you got to use is the hashtag I don't want to overreact, but I believe it became a top trend. There were some things that are very serious and maybe very positive trending. I don't want to say anything, but it feels like is there peace in the Middle East? That seemed to be trending right there with us. Peace in the Middle East. That feels good. Been hearing about that for a long time. Yeah. Peace in the Middle East. Peace in the Middle East. That was trending. The reason why I found out is because hashtag I don't want to overreact. But past the Middle East, I'm like, what's the Middle East trending for? Let's go ahead and find out. Holy hell. Okay. It seems like a good news. It's also good news whenever we get a chance to hear how football fans are feeling around the globe. Let's go to the first one. AJ Ty picked his favorites. This one's from Boston Connor. This guy, he's a rascal. Hashtag I don't want to overreact, but we're back, bitch. Get used to seeing these two everywhere. A new dynasty is upon us. Bills need to win tonight. I worry Buffalo won't be able to handle New England being first in division after week 6. Okay, so you're giving a warning to the Bills, not just a warning to the entire league, but obviously the Bills, you need to wake up. There's some magic brewing yet again up there in New England.
Yeah, not even a warning, just more so like I am genuinely worried because the Bills are up there with one of the most fickle and soft fan bases when it comes to people on the internet. And so if this happens, then they'll do a whole song and dance about how the Patriots aren't actually good and the Bills, it was a fluke that they lost in Buffalo. But that's just kind of part of the game that you deal with when it comes to the Bills. It's just undeniable at this point. I'm very excited about it. Vrabel is the guy, especially with Brian Callahan getting fired. Tennessee, you fucking fools. You really fucked that one up if you just hung on to Vrabel, but you didn't. And thank God for Jerome Mayo and Robert Kraft drafting Drake May because the partnership together will equal a Super Bowl. And it's very exciting. And all of a sudden, the Pats, we got a Vrabel revenge game against the Titans. Then we we have the Browns. We're kind of looking at a 6-2 New England Patriots if they can take care of business like they did Sunday.
Hey, we're happy for all you massholes. We watched you go through it for a couple of years. It was like a divorce was happening in real time. You had to pick between dad, and Belichick and Tom Brady.
We know how that.
And now, and we will see how it is 10 years from now, depending upon how everything works out. Certainly wild and loud, but they're all the way back. Let's go to the next overreaction. This is from Billy Tubes.
Oh.
Bailey McComas. Boys, hashtag I don't want to overreact, but Colts are the best team in the NFL. Reserve the location for Indiana Jones statue right next to the sheriff. Clear the way for Tyler Warren, Josh Downs, and JT's Ring of Honor spots. Tune up the floats and pave the streets. Parade's coming, says Bailey McComas. And I'll tell you what, Bill, I didn't even think about us having to pave these roads so we could have a good parade. Let's get on that.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to make sure that these floats can get through town without moats hitting them every other step. But what I will say is Indianapolis does feel good. And if you look at the past, the legends that brought football to become the most important thing in this city, after, a long time of racing and basketball being Indianapolis's kind of gem and baby, Peyton Manning was drafted here, and all of a sudden a football town became football lot. And these football people are seeing a lot of things that are reminiscent with great football here for the Colts. Got to have a super smart quarterback. We got him. Got to have a dog as a wide receiver. We got him. You got to have defense that can win in all different types of ways and hopefully stay healthy during warm-ups going forward. We got him. AJ, it's a beautiful time to be in Indiana. Obviously, you got the Hoosier football team doing what they're doing, number 3 team in the country. You got the Indianapolis Colts, number 1 team in the league. Okay, by all accounts, can say that. Tyler Warren might be the best football player in the world. And then it just came out, Purdue is the number 1 team in the country for men's college basketball. So the state of Indiana is dominating sports. Welcome to the party. We're great to be here. But AJ, you've been saying this for a while. You believe in this Colts team.
I do. I believe in Danny Jones. I believe in their offensive line as well. I definitely do. And also, how about that defense? You bring in Jermaine Pratt. I believe he had double-digit tackles already yesterday. He just joined the team, how long ago? So I feel like they're only getting better. They're starting to hit their stride now.
I didn't even see that. I should have paid attention to that. I'm sure I heard his name a couple times. Didn't even react. I mean, this Colts team, we couldn't get a stop there for a while.
Hey, look.
That's going to happen.
Going to have those.
Cards are a tough team.
We're patching them up on the back end. All the guys that we thought would play big roles in the secondary. Kenny Moore's been out. Hopefully he's back soon. Mooney Ward got knocked out pre-game. Lost another corner. So Blackman, stepping up, getting another pick. It's been patchwork back there on the secondary, but Lou's still finding a way to get wins. So shout out to that defense. And you guys mentioned it. From the top down, being the best team, it takes big 3. Starts there with the ownership level. Chris Ballard, he's been saying he like his guys. Made some great signings in the offseason. Quarterback. JT playing great O-line. I mean, we got best team in the fucking league.
Best team in the league. Enrico got to punt a couple times, hit some bombs. Michael Badgley, kicker, back in town. He was here a couple of years ago making kicks. It's a special time. We enjoy it. And I think they'll take all these different calluses that they're getting at this stage. They're still a young team together. They can only grow from here, we all hope. Let's go to the next overreaction, shall we? This is from Garrett Williams. Hashtag I don't want to overreact, but Detroit has lost all their toughness and grit by being whiny babies about getting blown out by the Chiefs. Last week, the Chiefs had 13 penalties, and the refs have turned on the Chiefs. Now we have 0, and it's rigged for the Chiefs again. Foxy, you were already laying down the seed to make this an excuse, and then all of a sudden, lo and behold, all anybody's saying is Patrick Mahomes is smooching with the refs. And they're saying it's not AI. It is AI. He's not smooching with any refs. You guys are just complaining because you're losing. That's what the other side's saying. Foxy.
Listen, a lot of people were saying, Foxy, what you said on Friday was completely right. The refs screwed us. It wasn't a great officiated game. I'm not going to say that, though. I just think the Chiefs are back. They looked great. Mahomes is great. And we're a little banged up in the secondary. We got to get healthy. We'll be A-okay. I'm not worried about anything. And it was nice, actually, because we lost. I kind of enjoyed smacking Juju in the mouth.
All right, okay.
It felt pretty good.
AJ, let's talk about that. Obviously, the NFL is not going to be thrilled about this. Branch smacks him right in the mouth after blowing past Patrick Mahomes. Juju clearly thinks they're about to dap up, even though they had a pretty spirited game, I think is how people would describe it. He ends up literally open hand smacking him in the jaw and then ragdolling him with his helmet onto the ground, which a melee is ensues, and there's camera people around. I mean, full chaos at the end of this one last night between two of the NFL's greatest teams. What do you think about Branch and the entire situation that is?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Branch had some frustration that kind of boiled over in this moment. This is a wild scene. It's Branch against everybody for a little while, and he held his own and did very, very well. I would assume, listening to Shefty too, like, are they going to suspend him again? Is he going to miss next game?
Yeah, it sounds like it. It sounds like it.
Side note, Brian Branch is on the fine list every single week. Since he got drafted, he probably has the most fines in the NFL. That's just a complete guess. But he's on that list every week, so I assume there'll be some punishment here, which isn't good because already out are two corners.
Brian Branch is no stranger to looking at his check and just seeing minus signs next to it.
Oh, yeah.
Where's this going? Where'd Jerry's money go? Where'd Gannon's money go? Where's it go?
I'm sure great causes.
Some are good.
Definitely raises money, right?
Of course.
For sure.
Probably to peace in the Middle East.
Is that how it works?
That's
I know
probably-
that people have been trying to pitch for that for a long time.
Thank you, NFL.
Is that hey, shout out.
NFL.
Because is that one of the causes?
I think so.
The pink cleats are sick to see.
They are.
Whenever you see one, it's like, oh, you were around or old enough for whenever this was an era, and that it really took over. Now we're raising money, obviously, for everything, which we love, being a part of good things, not bad things in society. That pink run, though, had a real one, and it sticks out.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the pink
Yeah, a
is
little too
bright.
much.
Oh, on that note, Josh Hines Allen.
Yes.
He had a moment with his son where his son could be, I guess, like a honorary captain for the Jags before the game. I believe he was 8 years old, had a battle with cancer, overcame it, in full remission now. So that was an awesome moment.
Hell
I thought
yeah.
about NFL.
Just think
over
about how
weekend.
tough you got to be at that age to overcome that. And, you draw so much inspiration from these kids. We get a chance, an opportunity to meet people that create these stories and are going through very hard times for the professions that we had, both football and then now doing this. We get, Make-A-Wish opportunities, phone calls. Hey, will you come meet these people? And it's like the amount of mental toughness that it takes from very young individuals, 8 years old, already beat. It's like, hurts, sucks. All your friends are doing cool things. And you just got to sit in here and literally sit in the pocket and battle. And my message is always like, hey, what you've been through is you're gonna be able to use for the rest of your life. Like, you are gonna have this sucks. This is absolutely unfair that you've had to go through this. I don't think it's cool at all. I don't think this is obviously sucks, but for the rest of your life, you're gonna have something that you're gonna be able to lean on. Like, hey, I'm tougher than everybody else, and that's a cool thing to see happen. I thought Jags had to win.
Yeah.
Honestly, in that moment, Seahawks go football team.
Go football.
Seahawks go football team.
Road dogs.
But AJ, I genuinely feel that way. Like, so badass to have to go through that.
It's so true. I see it all the time with different kids. Like my kids, I got second, fourth grade kids where they're trying to do things for kids. Like there's kids that have had cancer and gone through all kind of situations in their classrooms that do stuff to help them. I'm like, man, can you imagine like being that young? Hey, not only like how your parents deal with it, but kids are resilient, man. Like kids can handle it. They can fight through. And you're right. Eventually it will be better for everything the rest of your life. Hopefully you think if I can do this, like I can do anything. But man, in the moment, that's just brutal for everybody involved.
Yeah, but you get those beautiful moments that inspire everybody, just like that coin toss. It was hard not to get like emotional with that, especially now with child. Let's go to the next overreaction. This is from Bones at Bones Pog. Hashtag I don't want to overreact, but redo all of your top fives. Throw away all your lists because this man is one of one. Death, taxes, and JSN open over the middle. 7 fucking sacks by the defense on a pretty boy in a monster game by Sam Darnold. Look out, NFC West. Your owner has returned. I saw a lot of Football Night in America, a lot of the West winning. West. How good the West is. Seattle Seahawks, very good. Not a lot of conversation because they're in Seattle, AJ. And that's not fair. We're not saying that's fair. We're just saying that's a reality. They've had monster wins on the road thus far. And Sam Darnold, this guy's unbelievable. A lot of people wondering how the hell did Minnesota let him out of there?
How did Sam Darnold, look at these pockets that Sam Darnold throws from. You give Sam Darnold any amount of time to throw, and the guy is going to find people open. I am very, very impressed by what they're doing, how their defense is playing as well. But we say it's like the West Coast bias, so we don't hear as much. They don't talk to it. What about the West Coast? Do they talk about them? Like, do they speak about it more than we do?
That's a good question. And what shows, I guess, would we look to over there to chit-chat? I guess NFL Network's over there, right?
Yeah.
NFL Network's hopefully giving them a lot of love because they're special. And we talk about Cooper Kupp. You said we can't just look at the stats, and there was an incredible touchdown throw from Sam Darnold to Cooper Kupp. I mean, this is just, bucket Cooper Cup football there as well. Saw that with Stafford a lot. He's only going to get picked up, but he was a great signing for leadership and also loves the Dahn from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything he does, not only on the field, but what he does off the field, but not only in the pass game, the run game. Like him getting in there, he did a lot of the dirty work in that Rams offense as well, but he'll get in there and block his ass off. JSN, I think he's definitely in that top 5 conversation along with the other NFC West superstar, Puka Nacua, who's banged up right now, but it seems like they're quarterbacks too. I love how Sam Darnold, Matt Stafford, they're like, look, I'm throwing to the dog. Every time he's throwing the ball deep downfield, I feel like it's going to be level on the other side. And same with Stafford, whether it's 17 with Adams or Puka. I just love what they're doing.
And West is playing good ball all of a sudden. Yeah. So we got to start. Maybe we have a little West Coast seg.
Well, I think it's even extra right now, too, because everyone's saying, like, you got the Mariners maybe going to win the World Series this year. We got the Seahawks, who are unbelievable, and nobody fucking talks about either one of them because we're in Seattle.
We're kind of part of the problem, I guess, Connor, aren't we?
I just think it's just because the 49ers are a national brand and the Rams have won a Super Bowl in the last 5 years. But when you do think about the team now, the Rams, Puka, you just mentioned him. Niners, Bosa and Warner out for the season. Now it's officially like, oh, their defense is fucked because Fred Warner is the best middle linebacker in the entire league, and now he's done for the season. So, like, what Bosa, they lost with him, Fred Warner can make up for. Now, without Fred Warner, it's like that fucking blows. Man. The Purdy stuff, the Kittle stuff, of course, but, like, when you just talk about heart and souls of teams, Fred Warner being hurt is terrible.
Quad box, okay, top corner. See Fred Warner down. See everybody around. See Cart come out and just immediately go, this Niners team's cursed. Mm-hmm. This Niners team is absolutely cursed. Fred, we love. T's and P's, Godspeed. Absolutely sucks that that's happening. But this Niners team, it's like, what do they got to do? Honestly, what do they? Is there some voodoo shit? Can they do something? Is there some sort of what do they do up there in Detroit? They put whiskey in a bathtub.
Yeah, that was the Bobby Lane curse. So they put whiskey in a bathtub, and then it actually worked, and now we're winning playoff games.
Oh yeah,
maybe that's a West.
Who takes a bath?
They need to find theirs.
What curse do they have?
They just need to smoke a bunch of weed.
I think that's already a comp. No, not doing that.
No,
they're not already doing
They
that.
got to get in the stadium and find a way, maybe just like put like a big tarp over the top and just hotbox the stadium, get everybody super fucking high. Maybe none of these guys will ever get hurt again
because they're loose.
I like that. Maybe they turn it into an ayahuasca tent in the stadium.
That's not a bad idea.
Because they go into a tent, right? You know what they do, AJ?
I think the sweat lodge thing, they go in like sober, and you go and just sweat until you die, and then you get out right before death.
Oh, that's the TP they went into.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Blue Tent on the sideline.
They're not doing any ayahuasca on there. They're not doing any aya.
I assume there's both thoughts. Some people do. Some people will go in there fully. I guess nothing. I don't know.
And to the layman, you don't know what we're talking about. We're talking about just a higher level of medicinal plant medicine.
Yeah. Bingo. Spiritual journey.
Yeah.
And we're obviously cultured, so we understand how this goes. There's a rainforest you fly into. Right into it. Mm-hmm. First night they say, sweet, you comfortable with your life? No, that's why you're here. Get into this thing. From my understanding, it's 2,000 degrees.
Correct.
And they're pumping steam in there in the rainforest. And then that's the beginning of the journey of awakening, right, AJ?
I guess, yeah.
Maybe they do need to do that in San Francisco. Or Sage. Isn't Sage?
Sage should work. Either that or it's just one of those things where it's just like, hey, it's just never going to work for you guys anymore.
Mm-hmm. What?
Jeez.
You hate to say
tough to handle.
It's week 6.
Yeah, I know, but this is every year. It's like, hey, just wait. Purdy's going to get hurt, or McCaffrey's going to get hurt, or Ayuk's going to get hurt, or Bosa's going to get hurt, or Warner's going to get hurt, or any of these guys who you're Kittle, who you're paying a bunch of money to. It's year in, year out. And it's not just one of them. It's a lot of times it's multiple guys.
Yeah, and I also, I don't want to go there, but I don't know if the team's cursed. I think it might be Shanahan. Because Shanahan, if you were to look at since 28-3, and maybe it's happened because it came up on Rushmore, but old cool Kyle Shanahan wanted to score 50 points on the New England Patriots. So he threw the ball up 28-3 like a fucking prick. So I don't know if it's the football gods like, you thought you were better than us. In the biggest game, you fucked it up.
We gave it to you.
We gave you the game. Tom Brady threw a pick 6 in a Super Bowl, and you wanted to be Oh, cool Kyle Shanahan. And unfortunately, now his team gets fucking ravaged by injuries every year. And
we don't like that. How do you get rid of that curse? Can you get rid of that curse?
I don't know if you can, but I do know that you definitely need to know the OT rules in the Super Bowl in order to reverse it. Oh, yeah, and they fucking forgot that, too, against the Chiefs.
He went to Harvard, he forgot. That was a while. So, all right, let's get to the next overreaction. That might be an overreaction, but maybe not. We don't know. This is from Jamie Chadwell's Stan account. Jamie Chadwell, obviously, football coach at Liberty. At Sad Sports Fan 69. Hashtag I don't want to overreact, but the Carolina Panthers are so back. 3-3 feels like 17-0, and I'm on top of the world. Buckle up, Jets, because the Cowboys weren't buckled up, D-Butch.
They weren't, and Rico Dowdle, this was his revenge game. Back-to-back 225 yards, total yards on the ground and in the air for him. And he talked, it's nothing I love more than when a player talks shit before a game and then goes into somebody's stadium and backs it up. So this is back-to-back weeks now for him, over 225 yards, 239 total yards, which is a Carolina Panther offensive record. And if you think about the players that have been in that program, Steve Smith, D'Angelo Williams, Stu, Christian McCaffrey. So for him to have that record, pretty phenomenal.
Great spin there, too. I mean, the spin on that touchdown celebration right there of the ball was phenomenal. I think he's first got to be over 200 yards. There was one undrafted or yada, yada, yada.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a bunch of rules, a bunch of records that Rico – that's a great spin. Can you go back a little bit more? I think they'll have a good shot.
Yeah, it was clean.
Yeah, it was a clean – I mean, there's some bad ones out there.
Oh, here we go. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, that thing's still going. He's digging it, still going. Yeah, I mean, that's a good spin. Yeah. That turf's trying to eat it.
Yeah.
Turf's trying to. That turf's trying to hold you back. That turf's trying to hold you back whenever you're spinning the ball, and he got that thing. Rico's got a lot of confidence, and
3-3.
I love watching this Panthers team. A lot of people talking shit on the Panthers, you know?
Of course.
A lot of people picking against the Panthers. Panthers said, hold the phone. We got a football team. Canales' biggest win is what they called that as Carolina Panthers. He looked obviously excited. Can they continue to roll? We shall see. Congrats to the Queen City. Liberty football coach. I didn't expect that there.
This guy's a diehard fan.
That's in Virginia, Liberty, right? So is that just Carolinas and Virginia just kind of all pull for the
I
Panthers?
believe, and I could be wrong, Jamie Chadwell came from Coastal maybe or something around there. I could be wrong.
Virginia is an in-between state, though, just like Connecticut, where half will go to Washington and the other half, I know, are Panthers and mixed bag.
Okay, so we got that, and then there's some South Carolina that goes Atlanta, Georgia, and then or go north to the Carolina Panthers. He was a Coastal Carolina.
There you have it.
So that's why Jamie Chadwell is beloved by the Carolina Panthers fans.
Exactly.
This guy can get a win. This team can't. Is Tepper back in his bag, bruh? AJ?
It kind of feels like it, right? I mean, they're 3-3, and the fan says it feels like they're 17-0. There's something about that, like, hey, when you're not used to winning year in and year out, like, winning is really fun. It really is, until that standard is like, hey, we should be competing for Super Bowls.
There was 200 people at that last game. Right there, what was it, $5 tickets?
Against the Falcons, yeah.
$2 tickets or something like that? I mean, they were in a bad, bad spot. Then he offered up the entire stadium for the hurricane relief concert with Luke Combs and Caleb and Church, I think, and everybody that was doing that. And then all of a sudden, maybe vibes started changing. So you can break a curse. You can go from most hated owner in all of sports to maybe turning some things around. And I think Carolina's proving that right now. Let's go to the next overreaction. Donald Gem at Loco Gar 66. Loco Gore. This guy's crazy, bro. Hashtag I don't want to overreact, but the New York Jets aren't winning a game this year. -10 net passing yards and 9 sacks on Justin Fields. Congrats. You've single-handedly set back the NFL plans in Europe by about 10 years. At least they got their first takeaway. Hashtag 0-17. Hashtag first pick in the NFL draft. And probably another one, hashtag fuck this team.
Yeah.
Is how Jets fans feel. But I do appreciate the fact that Jets fans say, hey, it's kind of selfless of Jets fans, which I don't think any of us expected. Hey, we get to sit through this misery every week, every year, okay? We are a select group. Don't make England do this.
No.
Don't make all of Europe do this. Don't make the entire country waking up, having a little brunch, little eggs with the family. Don't make them be forced to watch this shit on TV. I like that Jets fans are saying that. Jets versus Broncos defense, looking ahead, had to be the biggest nightmare lineup schedule for London in history. Just with what Justin Fields was, what they're trying to build, how it's going to go. That Broncos defense feasted. And it was very apparent that they were outwitted, outdueled, outdone.
Yeah.
when it comes to the Jets offense. And Aaron Glenn before halftime, I will go back to it. He has the same eyes we have. And he's saying, let's get the fucking halftime. Please, let's get out of here. I don't want to do this anymore. So they can get that fixed. They can figure it out.
Sure.
But I think the Broncos defense is going to do that to a lot of people.
I think they're also, we're kind of joking, but also, if we really do want to grow the game internationally, I get good teams don't really necessarily want to give up a home game to go play. You can't be sending the fucking Jets over there. Can't be sending these shitty teams over there. That used to be the thing. Hey, we got a game in England. Let's send the Jaguars when they fucking sucked. That was the thing.
Well, they were pretty good over there.
Well, yeah. At times.
They get some wins over there.
But
Urban Meyer's first win.
We need to be sending good teams over here. Period. It's just got to happen.
Well, especially we're waking up at 9:30 to watch it.
Exactly.
Okay, we're watching this thing. So it's like a primetime game, but in the morning, starting our day. This is the entire NFL Sunday. It's a tired day. We need it to be great.
We do get one good thing out of this, and this is McQuaid facts. Did we get any new McQuaid tidbits?
Jerseys.
See, but that's a really good question, actually. Did we get any?
Yeah, yep. I got, McQuaid actually did send a couple here. So
shout out to @McQuaid NFL.
Yep, @McQuaid NFL, Michael McQuaid. So he we were talking about how this game was a snooze fest pretty much, and he just kind of wanted to put it in comparison to the Croke Park game, lads, in Ireland. So obviously 74,512 fans in Croke Park in Ireland, registered 120 decibels in that game. Very loud, very,
Really?
Yeah, incredibly loud. I believe McQuaid actually had the little meter in his hand through the entire game while he was calling it. 120 decibels, lads. In Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, which is where this game was played on Sunday, 62,850 fans, only registering 94 decibels. Now, could that be, a sleepier game? Obviously, 13-11, kind of more of a baseball game score, not really an NFL game score, lads. But McQuaid actually wanted to go a step deeper, lads. He got some readings from the Tottenham substation, which is basically a power grid near the area, because he said, well, decibels is one thing. I want to measure gigawatts.
Sure.
Which is obviously what we're measuring, for electricity and that kind of stuff. Believe it or not, he had some boots on the ground at the Tottenham substation. Only registered 300,000 gigawatts in that game. If you go to the Croke Park game, okay.
We need a comparison,
Yep, exactly. Well, yeah, McQuaid's not fucking half-assing anything. There's not a power station that close to Croke Park, so McQuaid got in his car right after the game, drove down to the Ballylumford Power Station, which is about an hour and 15 minutes, let's say roughly 75 kilometers away from Croke Park.
Okay.
That actually registered 500,000 gigawatts, 200,000 more
66% more.
66% more. And a lot of people, McQuaid himself was saying, maybe that is because, Carson Wentz and the lads were out there, and Carson Wentz may need to, we mentioned it, you lads mentioned it, Carson Wentz may need to just stay internationally, bounce from England to Ireland to, Madrid. He needs to be the international quarterback. And I'll even go a step further, lads. He might need to play quarterback for both teams.
Oh, I didn't even think about that, because there's all-time quarterbacks.
QB.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that is at the beginning stages of football. That would be a very normal move for them to catch up. 500,000 gigawatts to 300,000 gigawatts, the electricity from Ireland, obviously on display all morning.
Yeah, exactly. And for McQuaid to go down to the Ballylumford Power Station.
I can picture him down
That's
there.
the
I know.
difference.
Yeah, exactly. Went spelunking down there pretty much.
Yeah.
Said I got to find out the actual wattage of this because it's crazy, lads.
And that's another McQuaid fact.
Those are McQuaid facts. Thank you, McQuaid.
Let's go to another overreaction. This one's from the Yeaton Yenzer at rbibby76. Love everything he's about. He won that title too. He didn't buy it. It's on his chest. Hashtag I don't want to overreact, but the Steelers are a team of destiny. It's written in the tombs of the Great Pyramids. The stars are aligned. Mother Ayahuasca has spoken. Myron Cope and Joe Nardo are smiling down on us. Here we fucking go, baby.
Hell yeah.
Yeaton Yenzer speak for all of you, Tone?
Yeah, they do. We are finally back to playing Steelers football. And I've been asking that for a long time. There was a time this year where my hope had faded a bit, and that was against the Seattle Seahawks. But I didn't know at the time how good of a team the Seattle Seahawks were. First 2 weeks of the season, the Steelers defense was giving up 150 rush yards a game, and they were only sacking the quarterback 1.5 times a game. Okay? Those 3 games since that, they're averaging 5.5 sacks a game. They're only giving up 80 yards rushing per game. Last 3 games, they've had 6 sacks, and 5 sacks. So they are now playing Steelers defense again like they were supposed to. And then we're running the ball. We're bully ball. Aaron's getting the ball out quick. DK Metcalf was the best investment that the Pittsburgh Steelers have ever made. Things are great.
Jalen Ramsey, 2 sacks.
Yeah,
he gave a great
too.
quote afterwards. I'm going to tell my kids that I played in a game with TJ Watt and Myles Garrett, and I got 2 sacks today.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. All the money they've invested seemingly working for the Steelers.
Yeah, it's definitely paying off. That's what you want, the money you spend to show up on game days. Now, I think the Browns helped them out a little bit. I don't know how many times Dylan Gabriel threw the ball, but I feel like he threw it 79. So that's never a position you want to put.
52, I think.
Yeah, that's crazy, especially when you have the I think they have talented backs back there. But yeah, this is the Steelers you want now. Dan he's come along. He's come over on the other side. Everybody's kind of on that bandwagon. Do you think? I know you're usually kind of pessimistic. They can actually make a run down the stretch and fake, the Bills, the Patriots, the Colts. Can they actually make a run to the top of that AFC?
Well, tell them, Tony. Patriots lost to the Steelers already.
Yeah, it was good.
Different teams, both of them.
Good ball game.
Barely 5 turnovers.
I do. I feel really good about it. The Chiefs are the team that scares me.
Let's talk about that defense, though. Chiefs obviously founded on offense. We all saw it the last few weeks. The Chiefs are still the Chiefs, which is certainly going to be a conversation piece. But this Pittsburgh Steelers defense, Jalen Ramsey obviously getting home. Herbig, that little he did.
So good. So good with his hands, man. Herbig, his body angle and his hands, like that dude's a stud.
This one right here. Oh, no, that was the dip.
Look at that. Like, still.
Could have had a pick, too.
Imagine if they played on field turf, how you could bend much better because the grass isn't going flying off your cleats. You're not falling every play.
Yeah, I didn't even think about the Pittsburgh Steelers and Acrisure working against your defensive line. You guys have the defensive line, and you guys are working against it with. I mean, Pittsburgh Steelers might be for real, Humbo.
They are. It feels like yesterday was finally one where it's like, oh, okay, this felt like there's sometimes the wins that don't feel great or whatever, and it's we got lucky. This one felt good. This one, 22 straight at home against the Browns, so they're going to give you that. But, it felt right.
No, but the Browns got to figure it out. How about Coach Tomlin today, AJ?
He never does that.
Oh, he's the man. I love it. Hey, hopefully, as he goes, he gets even more and more wide open with it.
Well, Andrew Barry must be smarter than all of us, I guess, this fucking guy. So this guy's good enough to be your starter 5 weeks ago. Now you're trading him in the division to a team that has no chance. We don't care. Are we trying to win football games, or what are we? What the fuck is going on? Love the Tomlin set.
He also knows that this week, I believe Steelers and Tomlin is 0-6 on the road on Thursday nights against divisional opponents, so he needs one here.
He said, doesn't matter what happened in the past. I'm talking about the 2025
He did say that.
He said, I've got my ass kicked in a variety of ways over the last 19 years. It was awesome. Let's go to the next overreaction. Carson Spence at Carson Spence 20. Hashtag I don't want to overreact, but I was about 30 seconds away from fully giving up on the Charger season, but that's 6'6" son of a bitch took some hits and delivered a win. Fully back until they lose again. Hashtag BTFU. Hashtag bold up Carson Spence telling the truth over there. That's right. I mean, we can't stress this enough. The Miami Dolphins, okay, McDaniels come out and said, Tua can't be doing it with what he said. Yeah. In that moment, at that time, that can't be what our franchise quarterback's doing. McDaniel said. Tua doing that because it's a loss press conference instead of a win press conference. So they had the lead with 40 seconds left. They touchdown drive down the field. They do. The Miami Dolphins. Darren Waller, we just added him, activated him. He's got 5 touchdowns, this guy. Everything could be going in the right direction for the Miami Dolphins. But instead, to old buddy Carson Spence's point, this 6'6" mighty man, as Harbaugh described him, walks down the field, and Cameron Dicker goes 14 of 14 on the season and hits a game winner. It's like, that's crazy how much a narrative can change. But with that being said, the Chargers lose this game in the past.
Yeah.
This is a game that the Chargers lose in the past instead of winning.
That's how fickle, winning and losing is in the NFL. This could have been easily the 3rd loss in a row for the Chargers, and it's all doom and gloom. But, yeah, you can make that big-time play. And as a defense, you go out there, less than 50 seconds left. They have one timeout. You got to find a way to get a stop. Ladd McConkey, he's an unbelievable talent. You get him the ball, he made something happen. It was special. And then Dicker, the kicker, who doesn't miss doing his thing. So that's 2 phases of your game, winning that game for you. And on the flip side, as a quarterback, as the leader, it's always a leadership council on the team, but he's at the top of that leaderboard as a quarterback. You can't come out to the media and say shit like that.
Kamani Vidal, I believe is his name. He 18 rushes, 124 yards, 3 receptions, 14 yards, and a touchdown. This guy's unbelievable. Obviously, they have a lot of injuries at a lot of different positions out there in L.A. Harbaugh doesn't care. Neither does Herbert. Special team win over there, AJ, especially in the time crunch that they had to do it in.
Yeah, it was impressive. Look at Vidal. Can you imagine tackling this dude? Look how big his lower body is. Like, guys like that run behind their pads. I hate that cliche. Oh, they run behind their pads, but look at him. Just there's no easy way to get this dude down. When he runs hard, he's got to get some shake to him as well. So it was an impressive win for real. But yeah, the Dolphins Tua situation, that's bizarre right now. Dano definitely was thinking of them when he thought the coach was getting booted.
Absolutely. Kamani Vidal, Troy running back, third team All-American. Okay, coming out of college. And then now he might find himself a job for the next few years because of how special he's been for this Chargers team.
Yeah, and luckily for the Dolphins, they got Dowdell and then they got Vidal. So, I mean, that's just bad luck for the Dolphins going up against 2 of the best running backs in the league.
It's okay, Gumps.
Any running back in the league's going for 200 on this defense. That's just clockwork. Judkins going to do it on Sunday in Cleveland. Don't worry, boys.
Yeah,
just going to keep rolling.
Well, I'll tell you what, it doesn't feel like you guys are quitting it all on each other. All right, let's go to the next one.
It's 3 games. 3 games we lost that you could have won. That's how close the NFL is, you know?
Yeah, and I'm just saying that everything we're hearing out of there feels like kumbaya in that locker room.
Good culture.
It's kind of just every time Tua gets on a microphone, he just says something that just doesn't need to be said. It's awesome.
Every time?
Every time. He gets to the podium, he says something absurd.
Well, what do you mean? I heard he throws 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, he'll go home, crack a smile, he'll be fine, carry on, throw 3 touchdowns, bury the whole team. Like, it's $212 million, dude. You're the leader of the team. You got to do something better than that.
He was trying to speak to the boys.
He wasn't.
I think so, huh?
Well, I think everybody has said, not the right time. Or the right thing to say. Bring up something nobody knows about and then say, I'm trying. They're not. It's like you're grandstanding on something you're building at the time you just lost. Nobody wants to hear it. Just a little self-awareness, I think, is all Gumpy's looking for. I think that is what everybody...
They also, I know they lost, they stink, I get it. But he could have been a little... they fought back to take the lead. And then they obviously lost. There was positives to take instead of just throwing that out there.
Well, he took ownership, too. There was a lot of other things said at that press conference, which I saw a lot of people saying, I want to hear him say he threw 3 interceptions. It's his fault. And it's like, he did. He did. Just the only thing that got clipped is him throwing his teammates under a bus for something we didn't know his teammates were even doing, which is not. And also taking shot at leadership, which he, in there, rightfully said we. He did say we as leadership, so I think he owned that a little bit. But it's ugly down there. You're all right, Dolphins fans.
Yeah. You're all right.
Not quite.
Why you not?
It's a lie.
Because you never know. Every day is a closer day to the right answer for the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, which in this case,
or the
every
other way.
day is a day closer to Mike McDaniel getting fired and kind of blowing up the whole thing and restarting.
Yeah.
Nothing
A lot of
matters.
season left.
If you don't get rid of Chris Greer, nothing matters. Nothing else matters. If Chris Greer still has a job, you get rid of McDaniel, keep to it. It's all going to be the same. If Chris Greer is still there, we still won't win a fucking playoff game since the moment he's been there.
There's a lot of football left.
He stinks.
It's before him, too.
Does Chris Greer wear those high joggers too, or no?
No, he wears a hat with a suit. Looks super cool.
Well, it sounds like he looks cool, but it's just not turning out the way he envisioned it. A lot of football left, though. Don't give up.
It is a lot of ball left. You're right.
It's kind of scary to think there's a lot of ball left at the same time.
Yeah, but it's also kind of scary to know that we're deep into the season already, bro. I texted Connor last night, like, hey, we're in it right now. We're in the season right now. We are deep in the season. There's about to be maybe a little rookie wall that's about to hit, actually, with how we're in the season. There's no light at the end of the tunnel, and they're deep in this entire thing. Senior year, last year of college, draft, combine, prep, right into spring, right into summer, right into training camp, right into an NFL preseason, right into NFL season. It's like we're getting into it right now. We're about to hit that. 2 weeks, it's going to be potentially something, unless they're mentally tough and warriors and ready for ball. You know who's a warrior? This guy who wants to absolutely saw down the Packers. It's from John's Antics, seemingly got long hair, at JBin, Colorado Springs. Heard great things. Hashtag I don't want to overreact, but this Packers team could be in trouble. Coming out of a bye and we're barely scraping by the Bungles. Feels like they haven't had a complete game since week 1. Let me know who still has them as Super Bowl favorites, because I have a bridge in Arizona to sell them. There's no bridge. That's what he's saying, Ty. Do you feel the same way he does? We just came out of a bye. We're scraping by the Bungles. They got Joe Flacco. They're still an NFL team. There's always a chance they can win.
Yeah, I mean, as a whole, the Super Bowl favorites obviously feeling much different about this team than I did after week 1 when they beat the Lions. They play to the level of their competition, which good teams typically don't do. Like, there's no reason that the Bengals should have hung around with them yesterday. They don't step on anybody's throats. They don't have any killer instinct. Things can change, obviously. It's still early. They're technically first in the division. I was telling some of the guys earlier, I don't know if a team who's ever tied is going to win a Super Bowl. I think that's maybe just like a football gods thing. They don't want that one in the tie column at the end of the season.
Yeah, for sure.
But we'll see. It's just weird because one week the offense looks great and the defense looks like shite. And then the next week the defense looks like shite, but the offense is rolling. So it'd be nice if there was just a bit of consistency there, but we'll see. Things could be a lot worse. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, are you really going to bitch that much about being 3-1-1 and being in first place right now? But that's the fun of it. Yeah, I am going to bitch because I think this team could win a Super Bowl. And as of right now, I'm just not seeing it.
Okay, what's a successful season? Winning the Super Bowl? What if they win a playoff game and then lose?
I think you have to go to at least the NFC Championship this year. It's the Packers. It's the same deal.
Yeah.
I mean, Jordan Love, he's getting paid over $50 million. You just paid Micah Parsons basically $50 million. Like, in their heads, Micah Parsons was the piece that was missing. He was the piece that was going to be able to take them to the Super Bowl. So, you can't either. Making the playoffs doesn't work. Like, I expect them to win the division, and especially when you look at the NFC right now. Like, there are some teams that are, but going into the year, it was like, wow, how is anybody going to be able to compete with the Eagles? And clearly they look how they look. So, like, the NFC's kind of wide open.
What the hell's going on with the Eagles? We'll find out. Let's talk about the NFC's top dogs. This is from Jimmy Briggs at Ginger Briggs 36. He's got a very light complexion and red hair. Hashtag I don't want to overreact. But simply put, Baker's playing like an electrocuted Tasmanian devil out there. Call it now. Bucks are the Super Bowl champs. Give Baker the MVP and the keys to the city. Get our wide receivers room some Tylenol and watch the boys win out. 4 wide receivers out. Okay, 2 tackles out at the beginning of the season. They have yet to put out their best team, and they're 4-1. Baker Mayfield has been outrageous, AJ Hawk.
He's been awesome. And they cut to the sidelines during this game, and you see Godwin and Mike Evans standing there in street clothes. Like, wow, this is unbelievable what they're able to do with so many guys hurt and so many superstars hurt. So, he's on a run right now. As long as Baker can stay healthy and keep this juice up, man, like, why not Baker for the MVP and the Bucks to make a run at this thing?
Incredible graphic here, Bone, honestly.
Yeah,
Bone. You can tell that Bone really was excited about this one. There's some where he misses.
Sure.
But there's some where he really hits.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. And you got to go for it to hit. But if you go for it and you miss, it's obviously a bigger conversation.
Bone had a good day.
Yeah, Bone's doing well.
The Colts won with the Mirror and Peyton Manning and Marvin. Yeah, that was pretty good, too.
Yeah, and Bone, I think he's doing a little bit, maybe even night before prep.
Oh,
okay,
Bone.
Yeah.
That's
might be thinking
crazy.
ahead. It's crazy.
Smart guy.
Hey, Bone, we appreciate you, brother.
Hey, baby Bono.
Graphic department's good work over there, boys.
You know why? 'Cause all the WWE events were in the morning this weekend, so he didn't have to stay
he
up
was up
late
early.
watching them.
You're right.
On that
Team
note,
didn't play yesterday.
On that note, the boys are watching us in Australia. They definitely aren't watching us now because I guess we've been on ESPN over there. They were watching us, the camera crew.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it had to be pretty late. They had to be doing it.
You were 12 plus 2?
Yeah.
So it would have been
14
9
hours.
o'clock at night?
So they texted me at 1:40 saying they were watching. What's that, 3:40?
Yeah.
I think the boys might have had one over there a little bit.
Sounds like it.
Sounds like maybe they're having it. They've been over there a while
Did you
now.
see what happened to the Vision?
I heard, man.
What happened?
That was this morning, right?
Yeah.
What happened?
Just felt it.
Seth freaking Rollins is not.
Yeah, all right.
He might not be okay ever again.
Sucks.
Really?
Yeah, Braun Breaker sawed him in half. The Vision now split. Holy fuck. All in the.
That's understandable.
Crazy.
I get it.
Yeah, Seth's got a kin, man.
It's Braun Breaker.
Oh, man.
Happened early this morning.
Yeah.
Safe travels back, everybody. Over
That's
there.
right.
Oh, yeah, boys and girls.
And girls, yes, of course. Let's go to the next overreaction. Jake Roth. Hashtag, did you see, speaking of girls, did you see Rhea over there?
We saw her do a shoey.
Yeah, saw her do a shoey.
When she walks out there, the way that place, that has to feel so cool for her.
Yeah.
Like an entire country around. It's almost like an Olympic. It is like an Olympic sport whenever she walks out there. And boy, what an absolute beast. And then Bronson Reed gets a win over Roman Reigns.
That's bullshit.
I agree.
Well, Roman told us he was jet lagged.
He's been jet lagged since he was over there. He said body a little bit sore.
Yeah, so
Was Ray Gunn there?
yes.
I don't know if they
She
did
danced
any of
at
that.
halftime.
Did they do any of that?
I don't know. They do a lot of gimmicks now with all this stuff on the ring.
How many things from that Olympics do you remember outside of Ray Gun?
The sniper.
The kid from here.
Yeah, the gold medalist Chinese sniper, the woman, and the
Russian-looking
the
dude.
silver medalist. Yeah,
Cole Hawker, kid, the Indianapolis kid who won the 1500.
Oh, yes.
Long
Cole
hair.
Hawker was a dog.
Steph Curry hit a bunch of threes.
Yep.
Kevin Durant went crazy a couple different times. Tyrese Halliburton really kept the team together.
Yep.
Women's 3-on-3 team didn't win a game.
True.
They
and we were
swam
supposed
in
to
that
win it all.
poop river.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
It was a
Scotty Scheffler won a gold medal.
Boom.
And cried while they were doing the national anthem. That was so sick.
So
Wow.
cool, represent a country
Yeah,
winning.
chills.
And then also Ray Gun, right?
Yeah.
One of the top stories of the Olympics.
Yeah,
Without a doubt.
break
We won all
dance's
the time
debut.
events.
It's good Olympics.
Was pretty good Olympics.
Yeah, it was a good Olympics.
I feel like the Olympics only going to get better and better. Just
Yes,
content
yeah.
in the content world that we're in. I think things are only going to get better. And
I
better.
think lacrosse, it genuinely will help a lot.
Are they letting the native team exist?
I'm not sure. And to be fair, it's a different game than like the pro league, but I think their version of it is the NLL version, and I think it's going to do really well.
So if there was a Canadian team, a United States of America team, and a native team, I think that would be good TV. Not that any of the other countries don't have good teams, but it's like I feel like that would draw a lot of interest, especially because the sport's beginnings, right? I mean, that's how.
Yes, and any argument that's like, well, if we have a Native American team from North America, like then there might be other Native American teams that want to play, and like sure, that's valid, but the Native American team from North America will win the gold medal, so it's a little different than some of the other possible situations that the Olympic Committee might.
The USA boys and the Canadian boys, like, hey, let's not talk about that. Remember, some big things happened.
Well, and they probably want, I'm sure Team USA and Team Canada wants the natives that are American.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. That's
Sure.
why they're like, let's not be pushing for this too much here, boys.
Yeah.
We need another gold medal. We will get worked out here.
Also very excited for flag football and to see how many NFL guys play in that.
And also our girls' flag. I hope we dominate.
Mhm.
And that one should be. Who's running USA football? Remember, we hated that. Didn't we hate
Great
USA
question.
football?
That was D-Bone? Who's doing it? I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's not D-Bone, but D-Bone was contacted by USA Football, which after watching his highlight, understandable.
Yeah.
Especially with how good
He's
he
a
was with his eye
road
black.
grader, man. He's a road grader for real. He looked good.
And he's a Hardy brother with his eye black. Or a
Good
Sting
athlete.
relative with how good his paint stays on his face. That was fourth quarter. I didn't see a smear.
No.
Not a single smudge.
And he was pulling.
He was pulling all over everything. All right, last overreaction here from Jake Roth at Jake Roth 13. Hashtag I don't overreact. But we can officially retire the sentence Stefanski is a 2-time coach of the year. This guy's a certified dipshit. Never in my life did I think I would rather watch that lunatic Ken Dorsey call the defense than what I'm currently watching. Brown's got a lot going on. Good luck over there, team.
Good luck.
Thank you to everybody who tweeted alongside of us. Thank you for watching today. We'll be back tomorrow reacting to the end of Week 6 of the NFL this evening as 2 games are played. The Bills and the Falcons, the Bears and the Commanders. AJ Hawk is on the Bills -3.5. I am on the Falcons +3.5, as is Darius Butler after he found out that Jeezy will be performing at halftime. And then Bears at Commanders on ABC starting at 8:15 with Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. AJ Hawk is on the Commanders -5.5. I am on the Chicago Bears +5.5. And D-Butt is on
Bears
+5.5 as well. Okay, me and you, D-Butt. Let's go. Let's have a night tonight. We can't thank you enough for allowing us to do this for a living. Shout out to Indiana getting a win. Shout out to Oregon for the hospitality. Place is beautiful. It was really nice. Dan Lanning took his shirt off. That was awesome. That was not. Neither of us had any idea that any of that was happening. Because Nick Saban gave the whole, why don't you fire these guys up a little bit? I'm like, oh, I didn't expect Saban to ask that question. I like that. And I think Dan felt obligated because Saban asked the question. Well, I got to do something with fucking Saban. Got to do this entire thing. So he stands up, and then he looks at me and he says, well, you want to take that off? Because the jacket, he wanted us to potentially green, yellow out, because the whole whiteout thing that happened at Penn State. I'm like, sure, take jacket up. Then I see him saying, okay, we're going up on top of this thing. And then obviously if we're up there, you got
to do it.
We got to take the shirt off here. Him doing that, awesome. The amount of ink he has.
Yeah, massive.
That had to hurt
That's
so
a painful,
bad.
very painful area, yeah.
I have like one tiny little tat from my daughter here. He had that thing filled up completely for his wife, who we told her story last year about her battling, I believe, through some cancer and everything else with their beautiful family. It's like, Dan Lanning's a badass. I got nothing but respect for Oregon. I did say or imply that their baseball team wins a bunch of national championships. Oregon State fans told me that's not the case. Okay, they create MLB players. They don't create national championships. That's what Oregon State does. I apologize to the Beavs for taking it away from you, but neither me nor Dan knew this was happening. Sure. We had no idea in the middle of it, which is what makes a beautiful morning on game day and why we're incredibly lucky to be there. And thank you, Oregon. That was a hell of a trip out there. Fun show. How about Kirk traveling?
Mm-hmm. Crazy.
Peter just sitting there.
Dog.
Actual. That was a green Jeep.
It was.
D-Bone driving that thing. Darren driving that thing.
Kirk didn't trust him. He knew where he's going.
Yeah, turn left here. Yeah, we're going in here. Come on, Darren. Jeez. I don't think he had Starlink on the flight, which was certainly a first question of mine when I heard we were doing this again. I was pretty pumped up about it. You got Starlink on that plane? I don't know. I don't know. Okay. You should know. Because if you have Starlink on that thing, it'd be clearer than whenever you're sitting on the set. That shit's outrageous. The plane Starlink is out of control. We had 3 quad boxes going on the way home.
It's unreal.
Crazy.
That's so cool.
So it's probably
Game changer.
better.
That's how it should be.
Better than the plane than it is down
2025.
here.
That's huge.
Better. The Starlink Wi-Fi, I don't know what it is on Earth.
D-Butt said it was shite.
That for me, that was what, year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. Maybe they've upgraded.
Yeah, maybe more satellites are sending up there. I don't know how it is on Earth down here, but on a plane, it is the greatest by far. As somebody that has been told by a flight attendant, whenever I asked about the Wi-Fi, can you reset it? We're on a plane. Okay, that is just very recent. Like, I get it. We're on a plane. Wi-Fi in general is technology that's pretty insane. I think we all feel like it is wild that we're able to do any of the things that we're doing. I mean, look at this fucking plane. How is this thing flying from the Wright brothers to what we're doing now? With that being said, there is Wi-Fi that works on some of these planes. Feels like your plane doesn't work. So is there any way we can change that? I'll hit the reset, I guess. But once again, and then Starlink comes in and it's like better Wi-Fi than you've experienced ever at your house.
Hell yeah.
It's awesome. Unbelievable. Game changer.
Yeah.
Absolute game changer.
Truly.
Game changer for life. It really is. So I can't wait to see how that goes throughout the season. Maybe you'll get a FaceTime, AJ, If your Ohio State team slips up, which they don't look like they have a weakness. They are so good. Julian Saban gave the stat. He's completed like 80% of his passes or something. All we're talking about is Matt Patricia and the defense. It's like Julian Saban, new starter. He's better than everybody in the league.
He throws a good ball.
Which was the MO coming out of camp, right? Out of spring was like, hey, this guy can spin it.
Yeah, he's got special release arm talent. Yeah, he stands in the pocket. He's not scared to stare down the barrel and know he's going to get hit and deliver a nice ball over the middle. Yeah, I think he's awesome.
How come they left ducks on a pond out there? IOH. There was no IOs. You see that?
Yeah, I did. It's all right.
I didn't know that when I came back and I was playing against the duck and tic-tac-toe that we were on TV. I thought they were potentially doing that at the other end of the table, talking to Reese and Des. I didn't know we were all on television at that point. I should have been paying attention, but obviously I was locked in. As I got back up there, Saban and the Duck were finishing up a tic-tac-toe game. And I could tell that Saban did not know how to play tic-tac-toe. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah, football.
No, like he knew how to play.
He didn't know the strategy.
Yeah, he didn't know the game. He didn't know how.
Whoa, give it away.
That's a good call. We didn't need not give away. He understands that it's 3 in a row, but he doesn't know that there is hook, line, and sinker to this fucking thing, Coach. And if we were to teach him one time, of course, you'd be able to get
it now.
So Saban beats the Duck because Duck is like kind of patronizing Coach Saban a little bit. Like, I don't think Saban knew he was getting into a tic-tac-toe game. And then the Duck was kind of pointing at one, basically, for Coach Saban. So I immediately looked at the Duck, and I didn't know my shit was on. And I said, hey, I'm a good tic-tac-toe player. And the Duck goes, me too. Rips off a piece of paper. Here we go. We do this. I'm locked in completely this. I assume Reese and Dez are sending this to something else because that Bison's up there too.
Yeah, it is.
The Bison's up
Good
there.
new mascot.
Saban's standing there. He's jacked.
Great mascot.
Very, very jacked. That Bison is very, very jacked. And then all of a sudden, boom, he blocked the first one. So he made the first move. I make first move. He goes to opposite corner. He knew what I was doing. So I had to go from my third move is now my second move. Had to set him up, get him somewhere else. Had to drag him into the deep end. Then all of a sudden, bang, now we're back, bitch. Yep. And it was, he thought he had it too. And then all of a sudden he looks at it again and he hand on his thing. And I go, yeah, duck. And I'm picking against you. Just because of this is what I told him. The duck is by far the most moxie.
A lot of good mascots.
Out of any mascot. The most.
There's one that you should probably be at this weekend.
Blue, very good, I will say. Blue for the Colts, very good. What's the flopper, whopper, the one down in Atlanta?
Blooper?
Blooper.
Connor's right there. There's
he
one
flies
that
from
is
the roof.
the most athletic in the
BYU.
land. The BYU.
The Coug.
Oh, yes.
He jumped over flaming parallel bars the other weekend.
He's pretty awesome.
I love that thing sends it.
Yeah, it's
Every
so
single
cool.
week. It's incredibly athletic. That would have been amazing to be at the Holy War. Utah, BYU.
Yeah.
One's 5-1, one's 6-0. You know, that entire state, from what we got to experience a couple years back there, loves ball. They would shut that shit down.
Yeah.
that game.
Georgia's never had it though, right?
Georgia, Ole Miss. We haven't been to Georgia yet this year, which is what you were implying, I think. Cannot wait to get back down there. Obviously, a lot of greatness has emanated from that campus down there in Athens, Georgia. And Ole Miss getting a chance to, highlight and get to an Ole Miss game for the first time since I've been on the program is awesome. And obviously both top 10 teams. Fresh out of what happened with Georgia last week, a lot of people saying he was clapping timeouts. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But if we would have went to the Holy War, which can't wait to get down here for this. It's awesome. Anytime you get a chance to experience an SEC football experience, you do it. You definitely do it. Been down to Georgia before. But I think the Holy War, I wonder how much of a conversation it was.
I'm just pissed because the scenes are the biggest part, and by far since you've been doing game day, the worst scene's been Georgia every time you've gone. But it's just one of those things where BYU and Utah will both be 6-0 and 5-1 at some point in the future within
for the next Holy War,
100 years.
Yeah, for the next Holy War.
They got Bailey Zimmerman and Luke Combs too. So
that's big.
Holy I love Luke and I love Bailey. I like both of them a lot. I think this was. I think they got them on the schedule for this weekend, no matter where we were heading to. And obviously Georgia, I assume big Luke Combs and Bailey Zimmerman fans, which would have been sick. I'm pumped to get a little music in there, a little entertainment, have a good time. Athens, though, does have a lot of college game day experience. There's been a lot of game days there. I've been kicked out of a restaurant down there. It's a good time.
Carson's like, Dad spilled water all over my pants. And then he didn't say sorry, and he just gave Kirk Herbstreit a hat. Actually, he gave me a hat to give to Kirk Herbstreit. So that was fun. I'm a Georgia guy. I like the Dogs. Uga is one of my favorite mascots in the whole entire world.
Hotels weren't great either. I'll just pile on real quick.
We're not piling on.
Good point.
Sorry.
Hotel bar closed at 11. I was like, okay, I guess it's not go dogs around here.
No, it is. You just got to go spend money in town. Okay, go support the town you're in here for a game. A lot of history there for football. Remember, a lot of history there for football. And this weekend, maybe be a part of it again.
Yeah.
Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss.
That is awesome.
Yes. Come into town. Kirby Smart, awesome.
Yeah.
Kirby Smart, awesome.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Football team, awesome. Game, huge. Going to be great to be there.
Yeah.
Lucky to get down there. Who's that coming down the track?
That's right.
It's a mean machine in red and black.
That's right.
Wonder how many times that's going to happen.
Is that her early lean?
What's that? On my pick?
Yeah.
Don't you worry about my picks. Okay. I do happen to fancy one particular team over another team in this particular matchup.
Wow.
Doesn't mean that won't change on Saturday, even during the show, I will say.
Okay.
There are a couple picks that have been made where I am allowing the vibes decide how I think the game's going to go. Because I think you can get a sense of how, everything feels, how the universe is in that moment. So I've switched before.
Have you had one this year where you switched based on the vibes?
Yes.
Okay.
Penn State. And let me tell you, that was 15 days ago.
Yeah.
And we're in a much different time now than we were then. And, life is crazy. College football is awesome. We'll be back tomorrow. AJ, good luck with your picks tonight, brother.
Thank you. I need it.
We need you to hold it down for us in the NFL side of the things. Great work in the back, boys. All right, we got another episode of Rushmore on X coming out tomorrow morning. Bands, greatest bands.
Ooh, okay.
Greatest bands, yeah. We got Rick Rubin and Jimmy Iovine on that thing. Cool. Obviously, Ari and Ben Persky will be the host. It is a good one. Jimmy Iovine's one of the funniest humans of all time. I don't know how many different things have been said about Jimmy Iovine. I think a lot negative. Guy's been around a long time. I think obviously he's done a lot of very positive things as well, but there's certainly, I think, negative stuff that has been said about him in the past. Once you watch these episodes that he's on, there's a couple music ones, you're going to think he's one of the funniest fucking people of all time. Jimmy Iovine throws absolute gas.
Yeah, like 110.
110 miles an hour. And Rubin, obviously, OG. Just like, throughout the entirety of the episode, it's incredible. This one's sick, and there's a lot of learning about modern music tying back to even like the 70s music. And there's a band name that's mentioned on this thing tomorrow that you're going to never heard of, and then every song you listen to, you're just going to think of this fucking band and how they're not reaping the benefits
at all
of anything that they did. So it's a cool trip down memory lane. We're lucky to be a part of this. And the boys did a great job editing it, producing it, creating it. And then obviously Ari and Ben piecing that whole thing together. Way to go, boys. So that's tomorrow morning. Should be good. I think you learn a lot about music. If you like music, it's a great episode. If you don't like music, don't fucking watch. But if you don't like music and you're signing up to watch Greatest Bands, I don't need to hear your shit.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like music, and I watched it, and I thought it was great.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, but you're being forced to say that because you're a sellout. Remember, that's what everybody's saying.
That's also true.
I do appreciate that. People are attacking us for promoting it. I see, like, people, obviously, he put in a tweet out. It's like, I'm, like, very proud of it, boys. This is the first time we've been given the opportunity to, like, edit and create and do this entire thing.
Producing the show.
Yeah, be a production company. It's like, I'm very proud of
Doc worked his fucking ass off on this thing.
ass off on this thing.
And he still is.
Yeah, right now, currently, yeah. So it's like, I'm very proud of it. I think the boys have done a great job. It's a great show, though. Best guest lineup out of any show that's ever been created.
Yes. Bar none.
Ever been created. And that's the Ari Emanuel difference, baby.
Yeah.
I want to talk about bands. Who should I have on? How about Jimmy Iovine and fucking Rick Rubin? Sure, dude, if you can fucking get them. All right, I'll give it for like 3 episodes. Okay, sick. I want to talk about like moguls and stuff. Who would you want to get? Fuck, I'll just get Elon, I guess. Like Jeff Bezos? Yeah. Can you get Steve Jobs out of the fucking grave, too, and maybe get him in this entire thing? Yeah, actually. There's a hologram of him, man. It's actually giving some answers. It's a crazy lineup. The conversations are epic, and we tried to keep it to a length where it is very easily digestible, and tomorrow is banned, so hopefully you enjoy that. And we'll be back tomorrow overreacting to everything that happens tonight. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. We're in this thing together. Team on me. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Team. Goodbye.